rough title.
Yeah. He was keeping it a little bit more PG, you know.
A channel named Review Tech USA began uploading. This was Rich Masucci's, an American man with a tech background, second attempt at
hold on, pause.
uploaded.
No. Joon the Kind just doxed Rich publicly on the internet. He put his full name out there. That's unacceptable. Oh, wait, that's what LTG would say. Sorry about that. We can continue now.
There
Is that a joke?
Oh,
This is bad, man. This is really bad.
For those who don't know, that actually happened. Joon did a documentary on Low Tier God, and he claimed it was doxing him to put his legal name on the internet.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in chat are saying Rich lives with his parents. Question. We'll get into that.
It's gonna be in this, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah, we have an extended cut of it, actually part of our folder. So
okay.
Video after video.
Oh, what's that video he blurred out? That's scary.
Oh boy.
Video of video game consoles spanning virtually all console generations, from the Atari 2600 to the then modern Xbox 360. These were off the cuff, simple overviews of the consoles were Rich of Review Tech USA.
Review Tech.
Wow.
At one time, unbeknownst to anybody, because it was 16 years ago, he did in fact at one point review tech. Wow.
Yeah.
Often interjected his own stories with the devices. The same could be said about his other videos that range widely on topics. This one was playing into a stereotype that women enjoy being on the phone longer. This video, though titled Is Steve Jobs Dying, was really about Rich's experience with Apple products and the history of Apple.
That was his first clickbait. Like,
yeah.
Is Steve Jobs dying?
Blatant clickbait.
Though,
wow.
It's just full on clickbait.
And it earned him a whopping 9,000 views. I mean, it was worth it, man.
It was worth throwing all his credibility down the river and being known as a clickbait artist from that point on. It was totally worth it, wasn't it, Dickers?
those looking to find facts would scarcely find it on this channel. This could work to Rich's benefit.
What a thing to say! People who are looking for facts would scarcely find it on this channel.
Wow.
That's another felt there for Dickers. Straight up. You can tell Joon has zero respect for Revitch. Like, you can just tell by the way he's saying stuff.
Some chips. Take a little bit of chips. I think a 2 or 3 chips.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's
listen,
a couple chips
you got to think of it this way. If you're going to name yourself something, you're now stuck with that forever. So if you're going to be a content creator, either be prepared to make that content, or else don't name yourself that. I mean, I have a generic name, Darksyde Phil. No, it doesn't. That sounds like Star Wars, but no one comes to my channel looking for Star. Like, oh, what's this guy all about? If I named myself,
is he drunk?
Game
Look at his
Reviewer
face.
Connecticut,
Why is his face so red?
Oh, it's game reviews from a guy in Connecticut. I mean, use your fucking
face is insanely puffy and red.
While he was not very keen.
By the way, even for a tech reviewer, it's a terrible name. Review Tech USA. It sounds like a corporation or something.
I love how he always has to be introduced as Rich of Review Tech USA, even though there's no one else that works at Review Tech USA, nor has there ever been. Like,
okay. Knowledgeable of the products he was reviewing, he was very opinionated and confident in what he was saying. This means he had much to say and many videos to make, evident by his catalog. And after about a year or so of content creation, his beliefs had become established. Rich was a fan of console gaming, believing it was superior because of its ease of access and affordability against PC's customizability that also lends to its complexity. Taking a side in this never-ending debate meant that his opinions resonated with those that preferred consoles, and those audience members would become easier fans of Rich. But the same could be said about the opposition, all of which could be found inhabiting the same tech space. Blackbuster Critic, or BBC for short, was a creator that pushed...
Or BBC
for short. For short.
See? Now there's a name that works, right?
It all adds up.
Oh, come on, man.
Wow.
Gaming over consoles. This in late
cringe.
2010 eventually led to a light feud between the two, and an online debate hosted by the BBC.
So I'll let you have the post first, or the stand, or the soapbox, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and then we'll go from there.
What do you want me to talk about first?
State the case of why, PC gaming is superior for everybody.
After about an hour-long debate, Rich concedes.
I'll be the first to admit that he owned me.
Oh no!
You were owned by the BBC.
I mean, he's not doing too good. We just started, and as you can see, out of his 4 stacks of chips, he's already halfway done with one of the stacks.
Yeah, it's not going so good, is it?
Oh, boy.
No.
Does Phil
Oh,
understand how
man.
gambling works?
All right,
I'm
my
saying,
friend.
Does he
I'm
understand how
very
chips
saying.
work?
So, you all have a good holiday, and I will, even though I am owned, I will still put this video up on my YouTube channel
Oh, he's
because
owned.
they wouldn't be right of me not to do it. So,
And he has to upload his failure. Yes, I'll upload this
Well,
too.
many times he's forced to just hold that L in the most brutal of ways. Just ram it down his throat.
You're
Take
gonna
it.
upload your L,
Take
right?
that BBC L, Rich.
At least I will give him some credit. He did upload it, right? It's public. That's and if I come from a Street Fighter background, right? Win, lose, you always fess up if you won or lost.
Oh
Like, I
my
had some
God, it's gonna
rivalries with
be
guys back in the
4
day,
hours
2
of
days, and
this.
One guy I beat and one guy I didn't, but all that footage went live. You know, you got to take your licking. So at least your lickings. You got to take your licks. So at least I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the cucumber.
He's
You know,
licking that BBC.
exactly. At least he did upload it. I'll give him that. So I will take this one chip. I will place one chip back inside the
All right.
briefcase because he
Wow.
did actually
How
upload.
fair.
He uploaded
How
his
merciful
fail.
for
This is
There you go.
bad, man.
That's a wise decision, sire.
That
This
was
is
his
somehow
attached
worse than I
rebate,
thought it
attached
was gonna
rebate
be.
right there. It goes back into the case. There you go.
Okay.
a good one, man. It was great talking with you. And everyone.
While things were cordial between BBC and Rich, they were not exactly friendly. At least not in the same sense of the channels that were promoting Rich's channel on their own YouTube pages like 3 Kilobytes, specifically Mike and Jay.
And I'm Jason for 3 Kilobytes. My last name is Hoof, and I like to build houses in Minecraft.
Whenever Rich hit a milestone, like a subscriber goal or obtaining YouTube partnership, which meant he could earn ad revenue from his YouTube videos, he made sure to thank these channels.
They've helped me out big time, especially Jay. I communicate with him the most, and thank you so much, man. Honestly, the reason I hit 1,000 subs, the second half of it is mostly due to his help. And of course, as
Thinking about that Jay really helped him from the very beginning of his career. That
Yeah.
he wouldn't have really gotten any traction at all, by Rich's own admission, if it hadn't have been from Jay from 3 Kilobytes helping him.
Wow.
So
And
I did
then-
find that interesting.
And then in hindsight, I'm gonna destroy your career. You won't work in this town again. Like, you know what I mean? No gratitude at all.
Saying,
It's really
what did he
sick.
say at the beginning? He was like, "Oh, you could never be successful" and stuff like that. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you are the success. He worked for you. That's why you were
Yeah.
successful. And you say stuff like that.
I honestly had no idea that Review Tech knew Jay this early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Many-
that until today. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
if you know, because probably like 80% of the subscriptions have been from them, is 3 Kilobytes. All of them, of course, but especially Jay and Mike. Honestly, my channel is where it is.
So that's terrible. They already
80% of
made
his
like over
subs at that
$1,000 I think.
time. He got off 3 Kilobytes.
Well, Phil did.
So that was like the real starting of his career or whatever.
Because a lot
We'll
because
just
of
see
what
how we'll just see how he repays that generosity and that
Yeah.
loyalty, right?
Exactly.
Jay,
This is gonna be
Mike,
this is
and
gonna be a
Kat
ride down memory lane for me because I was a YouTuber at this time and I'm remembering 3 Kilobytes. I remember these
Same.
channels. It's like, how does this tie into his story? This is gonna be interesting.
I actually hung out with Jay back in the day during this time because I reacted to one of their videos and he was, yeah. So
done
it
to
is
promote.
it is like old YouTube, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
By 2011, things were going well for Rich. Not only was he earning some revenue from his channel, he was remaining
up, Alex?
somewhat
How are you?
consistent and fair with his losses, going as far to release a video titled, "I Can't Defend Consoles Anymore."
Right now, folks, I know a lot of people are going to jump below and write comments saying they can't build a PC, or it's too hard, or it's too technical. No, it's not.
This was inspired by the infamous hacking
By
of
the
the
way, like,
PlayStation Network.
what a silly take to do in the first place. I can't defend consoles anymore. Well, there are exclusives on consoles, right? Like especially back at that time, there
That
were
time,
a
yeah.
lot more exclusives for consoles, and there's just something to be said about that ease of use.
Right.
That you just plug it in, it works. You put the disc in, it plays the game. Nowadays,
There's nothing wrong with arguing that either a console or a PC is better, but it's situational. Each has its own unique
Exactly.
pros and cons. That's why the debate has been for so long. There's no definitive answer that one is always better than the other, you know? I'm someone I've had gaming PCs, I've had consoles, I've used consoles for 10 years, but now I have a gaming PC and I love it. So, you know, I get it. I get both sides. That was silly to put himself into that argument, but you know what? Because he was trying to get controversy. That's why do you think he wanted that debate? To get him more attention.
Exactly, and that's the whole reason why he made that video, changing his view on the first place. It's like, oh, it's so shocking, he changed his mind on it. And then he can get people to click on it,
Exactly.
right? So it's not motivated by what his true opinion is. It's motivated by what opinion he thinks will get him the most clicks.
Exactly.
Network that effectively brought the online services down for months. Though he did not abandon the videos on the debate, as this was still one of the largest draws of his channel. These were alongside clickbait videos that were presented outwardly.
12 years ago, by the way. Just look at that.
Of his channel.
Watch this video.
These were
game consoles have one generation left. Like, what a title, you know? Like, it's over.
It's like, by the way, we're at 2 generations from that point on already.
He is the master of doing this. Well, again, the first time I ever heard about this guy, someone says, you got to go check it out. Did you see the video he made about you? I go to his channel. This was like 9 years ago, right? Title of the video, Darksyde Phil is dying.
Every single point that Phil interjected was to say,
this guy? Why is he
about
saying this shit about me?
About
I'm
me.
fine.
About
My business
me.
isn't dying. Like,
About
what's he even-
me.
You know,
The whole
'cause,
fucking
you know,
time, man.
at one
That's
point,
gonna be a take that aged the most.
This is
poorly
fucking
of any
annoying as
take
hell.
Ever.
Yeah.
You're one of the longest running channels out there. Go ahead.
it must be the most prolonged death ever. If
Between
I'm
them
dying
sucking him
for
off
ongoing years, you
and
know what I
him
mean?
just
Yeah.
sucking
alongside
himself
clickbait
off.
videos that were presented outwardly as his research.
There's way
to
too
then be
much,
revealed that Rich was reading from a
cocksucking going on
singular
here.
article while interjecting some of his opinions.
So he just steals one article, not even like multiple like articles and research. No, just one article.
His channel covered a wide range of topics, now even adapting the commentary tropes of the time, like commentary over footage of an unrelated game. Because of the undistilled nature of this channel, his views were hardly consistent. Most videos hovered around 5,000, but some reached hundreds of thousands of views. With Rich increasing his output to now nearly a video a day in late 2012, his views were slowly but surely starting to pick up. Being that he did a face reveal that same year meant that in 2013 he did not shy away from creating vlogs. But Rich was unsatisfied with the equipment he was using. The camera specifically was not HD.
Dude, have you seen this video of him walking around a Walmart? It's like the back room. So no one's in the mall. Like, it's really, really weird.
And had a very low frame rate. And if
Andy,
he did
do
make
you
more...
have,
Do you have that video?
I sent you, yeah, I just sent it to you over there on yours. This is a video, Phil. I hate to interject just a couple things, but this is very interesting. This is a video that Rich has tried to bury, that Joon didn't actually even include in this documentary, that we just saw a little snippet of, that I think it's important to show people. This is ReviewTech USA in Walmart. He's in like 2011, 2012, right? Got a camcorder walking around Walmart, filming people. And he's filming one person in particular here that I find... Whoa. So we're about to experience some real transphobia here from Rich of ReviewTech USA.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
I just, you know, LGBT viewers of Rich, be warned. This is a trigger warning.
What is this? What is this?
We have Rich
What is this
stalking
fake
a trans
concern?
woman through Walmart, filming them. And
Come
shaming
on.
them. Look at this.
Come on. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
This is dark.
Does he not? Oh
Look
my
at how
god.
close he's getting to that.
This is the kind of shit when the FBI raids the house and is looking for evidence and they find a phone. This is the kind of videos they find on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
what
It's
the
like-
hell?
Isn't he like
Very
a
Buffalo
stalker?
Bill.
And he's talking about them like just mere feet away from them with a
I
camera.
don't have
like,
the energy
following them
to
around.
freak out over this right now.
The heels are on the
Thank you so
skirt
much,
short.
Privacy. $200 super chat.
$200 super chat.
Biggest one of the night says this is the year DSP keep getting those W's king. Thank you so much, Privacy. Appreciate it.
Let's go.
Where
Hell
are
yeah.
the direct tips? Where are the direct tips at?
Well,
Come
the record was 200. I'm counting the record. So the record was 200 direct tip and 200 super chat. So thank you guys.
Hell yeah.
They really are just gonna suck him off for the whole time. So I really don't think I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
By the way, I just want to point out how disgusting what Rich just did there. This is a person, and this is in a time where there was not a lot of support for the trans community, right? And this is somebody that worked up the courage to present the way they wanted to present and to live their life without fear.
What are
and they
we
go out and
doing
they
right
try
now?
to live their truth, and then you've got this fat piece of garbage waddling around behind them, filming them, making fun of them, exposing them to their audience to be made fun of. And this could shatter this person's confidence. It could cause them to no longer want to present in the way they feel that they are. And, that's a real shame.
That's exactly what's going on.
But that's the sort of person Rich is.
I don't even understand it. Like, what's the joke here? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not.
He just uploaded that video, like individually 20 seconds. Imagine one day you're sub to Review Tech USA. 20 seconds is uploaded. It was that video.
Yeesh.
All right.
For vlog-style videos, he can negate the possibility of copyright claims that came from using gameplay footage. What Rich wanted was a new high-definition camera. This is what inspired the video, I Need the Kind, which has long since been removed from his channel, but archived third-party compilations that demonstrate how catastrophic not so much this video was, but the endless responses and poor handling of what should have been a simple situation.
No, really.
Yes, I know I'm going to be called
So,
an e-beggar.
So, Phil, if you needed money for a new camera, what would you do? Wouldn't you just ask for the money?
Well, I mean, yeah, if it's something that's directly for the business, I would. In fact, let me put it this way. There are things that I've wanted to upgrade, but I tell people I'm not even going to put it upon you guys because I know that you guys are so generous already. I don't want to ask more of you. If anyone wants to donate, by all means, but I'm not going to sit here and run a marathon to try to raise money for a specific component.
This is really happening right now.
I think that's asking too much of people who already give me a good living.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Just stream, right? Just stream, work, and then eventually you'll save enough to buy the camera, right?
Get ready for this convoluted scheme from Rich.
Yeah, and we have an actual add-on to this that wasn't in, I'm in the doc, but watch this.
No matter what I say. But I'm doing this with a twist that no one else has done because I don't just want your friggin' money. I really don't. I honestly don't.
Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't want your money. He's just gonna ask for your money.
A twist. I'm going to put you in a series of saw-like traps to save your life if you don't pay me for this camera. He sounds like a fucking supervillain or something. What's he talking about?
What do I need? I need a camcorder for the show, straight up. Using gameplay footage, I'm constantly dealing with getting copyright claims on my videos.
Rich goes on to explain how he would avoid the title e-beggar by donating the $500, which is the amount he was seeking for the camcorder, a year after he receives the funds to a charity of his audience choice. What's more, if the donation goal is exceeded, he will refund any of that excess money.
Thoughts, Phil?
So he's gonna do a fundraiser to get a camera. That's directly what it is. He's gonna buy the camera. He's gonna use that camera to make content. The content will then raise the $500 back, and he will donate the $500 to charity.
Sure does.
That's what he's saying.
And then also refund every cent that anyone donated back to them at the end of the year also.
So instead of doing that, why not just save $500 and buy the camera? Why do you have to do a fundraiser?
Exactly.
It's even worse, Phil.
Or
It's even worse.
Why didn't he put it on layaway?
No,
or
wait.
buy it on credit
He did.
and pay it back?
He did. See, in the doc, he missed this part. But we watched the video. It was him versus Blackbuster, right? He ended up taking the $500, not using the camera at all.
Oh, hold on. Is it Joon gonna say this?
No, it's not in this. But we found it like the other day. He sells the camera for money to buy.
Hypocrisy is.
And then we find out.
If I wasn't used to Phil being just an insane piece of shit, I'd be outraged with the
buy the
hypocrisy
camera
right
with
now.
the 500. He had it on layaway.
I know who Phil is. I'm not surprised.
But it wasn't even in this. But we found out.
But it is
the
gross
other
hypocrisy.
day.
This
So,
whole segment
This
is
is what was
gross
complicated.
hypocrisy.
Even for 2013 YouTube, that was less accepting of creators petitioning for money or earning it through sponsorships. The depths that Rich was going to just avoid being called an e-beggar, something only small sections of his audience would even care.
This is the thing: is nobody actually really did truly care.
Yeah.
If he opened a Patreon, or if he did directly ask for money, but he had this weird complex in his mind that he needed to pander to a vocal minority that hated him anyway, rather than just having the balls and confidence to go after what he wanted and ask for money. You know, back then there were a lot of people getting in trouble for e-bagging, right?
What's going
But like
on
at
here?
least Amazing Atheist had the balls to straight up say, I need money for a computer. Give me money for this computer. He didn't try and couch it as that he was better than other e-baggers, or he was better than other people who was raising money. And by the way, it's just very rich for Rich, of all people, to be doing this sort of thing when he tries to call you an e-bagger and other people who made money online through tips e-baggers for years, when he was just as guilty of these supposed principle violations.
Yeah, it seems like he's against it, but he knows he has to do it. But then you have to accept it, right? Either if you know you need to take money in from your audience in order to continue to operate your business, you either accept it or you say, I'm just not going to do it. Don't make the most convoluted, flowchart,
You just need to
weird
accept it?
design of a program in your mind that you think will get you out of it. No, you're asked for the money. Now you are that. Like, just accept it.
He wants to
Accept
do
that you're an
it and not
e-bagger?
get criticized.
Is that what
for
he's
it.
saying?
And you're that's just never
Just
gonna
accept
work.
that Phil's an e-beggar?
No.
Just accept
By the
it?
way, thank you, Spicy Sauce, who just gifted 20 memberships to the community.
As he
Here.
reads off
Tonight.
gifted donations.
Now, how much are the memberships here, Phil? Are
Oh
they
my
5
god,
or
dude, this
10?
is so thick.
actually, I
the
think
hypocrisy
that's,
is so thick right
cheap,
now.
actually. I don't
It
even know.
hurts.
I don't even know. I don't
You
care.
even know how
I
much
don't
the
even know.
memberships
I don't
are.
know. I have no idea how much it is on this channel. I really have no idea. I'm serious. I don't
He's
know.
lying. He's lying.
Care about expose that as an insecurity and
He
point
pretends he
that
doesn't
could
know what
easily
his fucking channel
chips,
cost
everyone's
is.
saying, by the
Is
way.
he fucking retarded?
He scammed the camera. He bought the Wii U, sold, didn't use it. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
pressured
It's
by
4 USD per sub, by the way.
Okay, $4. There you go.
$4.
I easily
$4
from
fucking dollars
The only
for
people
Phil.
that pissed me off, even though I
Gross, man.
expected it, is when people said they donated, and I would see like the same small group of trolls, like going around and attacking people.
It did not take long for Rich to get that money via donations. He even bought a cheaper camera that was about $140 less than expected. But he made the mistake of addressing the trolls and the BBC.
So I went out and
The
bought
BBC, I love he says.
a new tool,
Phil loves the BBC.
a Sony
They love the BBC too,
HDR
obviously.
260V. And let me tell you right now, it is a phenomenal camera. And I bought this with my own money. How about that?
That was the Blackbuster.
Dang, what a legend. I miss Blackbuster.
I
Critic.
know.
Did you ever watch any of his videos, Phil?
No, I didn't know about this guy. That's a
course.
joke.
Oh, you're missing out. Sometime when you have some spare time, watch some of this guy's old videos. They're so funny. His guidelines to being a customer series, where he talks about his time working at Blockbuster, was great.
Hell yeah.
By the way, shout out, $100 tip just came in.
Good.
Just as
He's
Darksyde
not
Phil.
even
Why don't I
counting
tip myself?
the
Thank you.
tips, dude. He's not even counting the
For
tips.
Phil.
Thank
Let's
you.
get him some more tips.
Thank you.
Preferably 3 figures or more. Come on.
These
by the way,
cocksuckers
so
are just
BBC here
hyping
never
up
even
their
said,
their
his
fucking
name. He never said Rich. Never said review tech.
Velcro-clad
but
whales
Watch this.
to
While he
wail
did
out
not
for
mention
Phil.
Rich or Review Tech USA
It's,
by
pretty
name,
fucking
he
stupid,
did expose the criticisms that he knew bothered
Pretty
Rich.
fucking stupid.
This was bait, and Rich readily took it.
It's your old buddy Rich from Review Tech USA or Review Bag USA. You've had some colorful things to say about me. Let's just do it the good old-fashioned way and debate it live on Skype and see how it goes. The offer is on the table, buddy. Hopefully you accept.
Not only did Rich flub this situation by taking the bait, he also challenged the BBC to a debate, which the BBC readily accepted.
What I said could be applied to a lot of people, but this one particular person personally came to my video and was talking trash. And if you want to come out and Skype me and debate like you say you do, and I know plenty of things, plenty of questions to ask you, which you're going to goof up on. Just like in our last debate, how I led you by the hand like a child encountering your own points. That's what's going to happen again.
Wow. This debate did not come as Rich failed to show.
Oh! What a surprise!
Wait a minute!
What a surprise! Go ahead, Phil.
Wait a minute. That's it. That's the end of his first stack of chips. There's no way you don't show up. You didn't even
He's actually gonna keep up this stupid fucking gay ass gimmick where he just removes random chips. Like paying no attention to the amount, the value of the chips. Just 4 chips, 4 more chips, 4 more, like an actual toddler playing with chip money.
We are what? 15, 20 minutes into this thing? Not even? 10 minutes in. Rich has lost an entire stack of chips. Hopefully there's a dead air segment of him sitting there saying nothing for an hour, or else we're going to be out of chips really fast. This is pretty crazy.
It wouldn't be the first time for him.
Wow. Exactly. Okay.
Camcorder and did not pocket the donations. While the BBC continued to respond, what was more important was that Rich's responses and continually addressing this drama was inviting more and more trolls that Rich was responding to.
Master Flax, everyone out there who is deeply concerned about what I'm doing. You need to, don't go into the whole thing.
This is the problem that Rich... yeah, go ahead.
What? Didn't he buy a good camera? What the hell is this being recorded on right now? He bought the camera, right?
Oh, at this, he was at the gym.
Phil
actually.
complaining about video quality.
He didn't bring the camcorder with him, even though he intended on using it, right? Instead, he's using.
Phil was using like a 720p foggy ass bargain bin webcam for like 10 years, right up until like 2022, I think.
Every single time you would say something about him, he would react.
And he dares complain about camera quality. He dares. He fucking dares.
He would just take the bait. Much like is one of the big criterias of being a lolcow is responding to everything, not being able to ignore anything.
This is still what, 2012, 12ish. Yes. Okay, I will say this. I also have been around as long as Review Tech, and I will admit...
Always about him, dude. Every single time he opens his mouth, it's me.
This was a new thing. Like, this whole drama content, meeting other creators and stuff was becoming prominent on YouTube.
Every single time he opens his fucking mouth, that's what it's gonna be. Me.
There was a lot of that kind of stuff back then, and I'll admit that I got hooked too. But I learned my lesson over the years, and I learned to ignore this stuff. But
King Phil taking the bait, never majesty. Thou would never take the bait of the filthy troll.
Same here.
You always stay above the fray.
The thing is, back then, there wasn't a track record of how to operate, how to conduct yourself to be a content creator. You didn't have people who had failed yet, so you didn't know what to do and what not to do. And sometimes you think, oh, I'm the big shit. I'll just take on every comer and I'll talk shit. And then stuff like this would blow up in your face. So.
Yeah.
It was awesome, though, being like that and taking on all comers. You were a fucking king for years, Phil. You would just take on anybody, anywhere, any place, anytime. And you were so funny. We were watching you respond to Xbox friend requests the other day.
I never laughed so hard. Fuck you. Bye. No, fuck you. Bye.
Yeah, that's funny.
Best one was the kid who I told him, contact me when your balls drop, and then I'll talk back to him.
That's the best one.
Every person sent you a voice message was a kid for some reason.
Yeah, non-stop.
That was his best one. Telling a kid to not talk to him because his balls haven't dropped. That's his best one. That's his favorite clip.
So joke.
Holding up just mind.
Talking shit to a kid.
You personally messaged me, told me to calm down. It's flattering, bro. It really is. I'm glad, just make a video once in a while proving that you have a life and put it.
I just wanted to say on what we were saying last, that's how all the detractors were born.
Yeah.
You ignored their friend request on Xbox Live, and then they
detractor.
Detractor.
Put it in your thumbnail, and we'll all be impressed by what you do.
Even the videos showing the receipts for the donations were directed towards his trolls rather than his supporters.
All I can say
I'm really
is
confused by that one.
I'll never do it again.
Who's the biggest lol cow?
I mean,
Shit.
I hope this proves now
physically?
that I wasn't trying to, you know, scam
Physically,
anybody
I think
or
we
do
know who.
anything under the table.
It's
or...
the fat lesbian looking guy.
Said 300.
But
So he
if
raised
we're talking
500 and sent
who's the
300
actual
to
bigger
the
lol cow,
charity?
it's definitely Phil.
But I thought it was 500.
Phil is still the
be unethical.
undisputed
And for everyone
king
out
of
there
lol
who's going
cows.
to go into the whole thing now,
That's the only thing he's
that
king
I
of.
was just looking to get a
That and
tax
scat
break on my
jokes.
taxes. Do you really think I would? I didn't even think of that until after people said it. Do you really think I would have went through all this crap to save 30 or 40 bucks over a year from now?
Would he extend that level of faith or charity to you, Phil, about anything in your life?
Of course not. You know, for him, again, to make his content, he always has to assume the most vile thing about a situation and portray it as fact. His opinion, which is fact.
Here we go.
This
How
he
is
says
Phil
to his
gonna
audience, not everyone believes
say
it,
it's
right? So,
turn this on
And he just
about
expects
himself?
people to
It's
just
coming.
trust him, believe him.
See, what I
Come
did
on.
is
But that's not the standard
every
he applies
fucking
to
time,
others.
man.
right.
It turned out that Rich owning this new camcorder and all the turmoil that Rich invited was for naught.
I like the gameplay footage better. It's more laid back. Don't like 90% of people in the comment section were like, yeah, just keep it gameplay footage and use the camera for other things with Review Tech USA. I'm
Let's
like,
just be honest. No one wants to see his face. They're like,
I think that's the definitive moment Review Tech USA died.
I don't think
was when he
anybody
showed
wants to
his
see
face.
their faces
I
either.
remember all of my friends
Right?
in high school were like,
I don't think so.
"Did you see Rich's face reveal?" He has got to be one of the most disgusting human beings I have
Right?
ever seen from a physical appearance standpoint.
I
And
don't
then
know.
he'll have the balls to talk about
Between
other people's
cringe
appearance.
and
Exactly.
annoyance,
Like, if you're
yeah,
gonna
this
criticize
is
someone else,
this
just
is
be
top
sure
tier
that you're
content
not
right now.
also in that category, and I don't think he has the right to criticize other people's looks. I just, sorry. Listen, I call myself an ugly monster all the time, but you don't hear me standing here also insulting.
He also says he looks so much better now that he's been taking care of himself. Remember that? Remember that, Phil?
When he's bald.
Yeah,
When
he's completely bald.
Phil.
Completely bald.
Phil.
But I'm the one,
Reaper,
But
Phil
again,
this or that.
you know why? Because he's jealous. Because I'm not completely bald. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. You
He's
still
jealous of
have
your
your
life,
hair.
dude.
And might I
jealous.
say, Your Majesty, it is thick. It is luscious hair.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Might
The hair
we
that
all
I
have
the
a
hair that I
hairline
have is
like
nice.
you at your
I
age?
admit. I condition and wash it every day. Very nice,
What's your routine? Do you use any particular sort of shampoo?
Oh,
style?
I have several hours laid out every morning to condition and wash the royal hair, of course.
I'm in
First I
pain
start
right
with
now.
A rare camel's milk that must be ingrained.
Okay, we're back to cringe. Okay.
Yeah.
My jaw was about to unhinge.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, and you also.
My jaw was
changed
about
your
to just
shirt.
like snap
He
back
wears the
and
same
just kill
two
me.
shirts every time. Oh my
He
god,
has
he never
the mental health awareness.
mental health?
Because basically his streams are a PSA.
So
for
he
mental
genuinely
health
believes he
awareness.
has nice
Wow.
hair.
Like, you want to go to a doctor? All right.
Okay.
Which is
This
just
information came from a video where
peak
Rich announced
delusion,
that YouTube
if you
was
ask
now his
me, man.
full-time job. Though it grew steadily
Oh
over the
my
past
fucking
years,
God.
it was not until now that his YouTube channel was outperforming his job in terms of pay. And with all his time placed in his channel, the results were immediate. Month after month, his views kept doubling as his output of videos increased like never before. Everything increased. His revenue, his views, and the trolls that increasingly targeted Rich.
Okay, real quick, below is my real Review Tech USA Twitter account. I don't even really like Twitter, but what I found out in my YouTube comment section is someone made a fake Review Tech USA account and was going around saying
about to
very,
pass out.
very colorful things on Twitter.
Well, he
That
looks
was
drunk.
only
Look
a
at him.
minute-long video
Like his face
addressing
is
a
really
fake Twitter
puffy,
account.
really greasy.
But rants about his
By the way, shout out Blanket Stain, $99.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Blanket Stay.
What's
Saying the
up,
stream
bro?
has non-stop high
He
keto
was
energy, by the
so
way.
fucking
I know, but
happy
he's
at the
a
beginning
bad
of the stream when he was getting a shit
How
ton of
can you
money.
shortchange the king that
He was
bad
so
for
happy.
it to be a full $100.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen Piggy
Outrageous.
that happy.
The bag's a little light, Blanket Stain. You better send it in right this time. Another $100 donation.
A fat chick thriller, what's up, bro? For 20 bucks, he's in the chat there. He's leaving now, but nice to see you, buddy.
Trolls kept
Thanks for the support.
Oh, by the
supporting
way,
Phil,
I
guys.
was going to make this point about the Twitter thing. It's like all he accomplished by doing that was bringing more attention to the fake profile.
Exactly.
You know, you are giving it more credence and more legitimacy than it ever deserves. You shouldn't address stuff like that. And it
I
just,
do wonder what was the prominence of getting verified on Twitter at this time, because I had a Twitter account, but I didn't give a shit about it. I didn't pay attention. I had a lot of impersonators. I didn't care. So I wonder if, like, by bringing it to the public, like, he thought, oh, maybe now Twitter will verify my account.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can avoid trolling in the future, right?
Bill
Backpack,
literally
right? Yeah,
was
that
pissed
might
at
be it.
Twitter when they were
Dirty
selling
scheme on
the
his part to
verification
get
marks
verified.
because
Who
he
knows?
thought
might
that
have
his
been
would be
a false
worthless.
account.
His account would be like
Who knows?
just another account.
Lost to the
Speaking
sands
of
of
video,
time.
He was literally pissed about that.
You're
So
the
he's
smartest person on the
retconning
planet.
everything as usual.
Doesn't matter how well spoken you are, anything, you are going to deal with trolling, and it is going to get to you.
He says this all the time, by the
but-
way, and cries every time.
But it doesn't have to get to you. That's him. Like, he's letting it get to him. He's letting it affect his life. He's letting it control him. And as he's saying later on in the video, he's letting it control him to the point he's making horrible choices like doxing people and stuff like that. She should never get to that point.
Of course.
that was from his 100,000 subscriber thank you video. Discussion of trolls takes up about 1/3 of it. And though Rich states that no one is infallible when it comes to trolling, only 2 minutes later he states that he is.
The why trolls don't get to me because I know exactly what their motivation is, and they're pathetic people.
And this
The
is
story Rich is telling.
he'll say he's above getting trolled, he's matured, he knows better now, and he'll give out advice. Like he gave out advice to Boogie, where he lays out like his 4 keys to not falling for it, and then immediately within a week or two, he's back to violating all of those rules he told Boogie or Wayne.
What's even more sad about it is it's supposed to be a 100,000 subscriber celebration video. Thank you. His thank you is bitching about trolls. That's not.
Oh my
thank you.
God, Phil.
That's him complaining about the repercussions of you being a
You've
content
done
creator on the
that.
internet. No one
You've
wants to
done
do
that.
Shit, so why did you make the whole video?
You've done that. You've opened up your videos complaining about how much money you don't have and how fucking it sucks that you were sick. The day after you made like $500. That's what you open up with.
That's bad.
Oh, I've been sick. It really sucks. You just made $500 fucking
Right,
dollars.
dispel
You pig.
this rumor or this lie. Well, the people who like you for your game news don't care about that. Only the people that hate you. But so many people fall into this mistake all the time.
Feed the trolls because you feel like you always have to defend yourself. Once you get to a certain point like me, I don't have to defend myself anymore. You said everything you could possibly say about me. I don't give a shit. I'm here to enjoy time with my viewers and fans. That's what I do. But
Stop
you're right, these people making debate every time. You can't stop.
Yep.
Telling is one of a troll that was going through hardship and was taking their frustration
By the
out.
way, if at this time he was still making videos daily, at least one video a day about news or reviews or whatever, and ignored all the trolls, he'd be huge. Like part of the bun. I mean, he is, but you know what I mean? Like he'd have tons of subscribers if he just stuck
After
to it.
this,
But
I
no,
hope that
I wanna be a
Raw never
musician.
covers
Out of
like
Rich. From this,
this
he
Kino
deduces
bullshit again
trolls
because
are
it's not
pathetic,
worth anybody's
unwittingly
time.
inviting their company and encouraging their existence.
Something constructive instead of, you know, hanging out with your wife or girlfriend or family, or you just going out and doing something else. You think it's a better idea to go on the internet to try to aggravate or piss off or insult someone else. That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard.
Not everyone that increases their output of content sees increases in adverse effects. But that was exactly what was going on with Review Tech USA still. More strong opinions, news stories that were
Exactly.
not as accurate as they should
Exactly.
have been, more reasons
But I mean,
to dislike him.
he's
Now,
really
I
good at
will
what he's
say
doing right now,
the
which
issue I'm
is
about to talk
sucking
about
himself
was
off
resolved. But it was after I
and
screamed like a
humiliating
This
his viewers
again,
just
this
enough so
story we're
that he
about
can
to
squeeze
hear
money out of them.
really goes to show what sort of
Because
a person
realistically,
Review
like,
Tech
he's
USA
supported
really
by
is. I believe personally
5 people,
that one
maybe,
of the biggest
tops.
indicators of
Right?
a person's true
The rest is just
character
it's
is how they
10%
treat
of his
people
whole
that are
income
perceived
year wide.
as
It's
below them in the
10%
hierarchy of
from
society.
randoms and like
How people
80%,
treat
90% from
waiters
those
and
5
wait
people.
staff, how
So,
people treat customer service agents and people
like,
like
he has them
that.
by the balls,
And when you see how Rich
metaphorically,
treats this
but
person,
they wish
you
it were
see what
literally.
sort of a
You know what I
scumbag
mean?
he really is.
I will say one quick thing before we play it. At this time again, to put
Now,
it into
OIC has
context,
like 30 stock
2012-ish is
accounts.
when, you know, he's 2013. He's starting to get popular. YouTubers again were very full of themselves. They were constantly thinking they were above others. It's true. I was a victim of. I say victim. What am I talking about? I was an asshole. I did
He was
act
a
like that at that
victim.
time too. You know, so I'm not gonna be surprised if this is some story about him. Oh, this happened to me. It's some big deal because he thinks he's a hot shit, right? He's a big shot. Let's see.
Lunatic.
He thinks he's a
and
hot shot.
was raging, and it shouldn't have been this way.
Oh.
I was not happy with the customer service I received, and that's why I'm making this video.
What up, Nada?
And I gotta call him out on it.
This was the start
Welcome
of a series of videos that
to
showcased how
hell.
Rich was at the center of his problems, molding minor inconveniences into something larger, then directing them to his general audience who would typically diagnose Rich as the issue. In this video, Rich discusses an issue with the return of his graphics card, the GTX 770, to the vendor Newegg. Not because
Accidental
there was anything wrong with
masturbation.
it, but because he wanted a different card. A slight upgrade, which was the GTX 780. This is an extremely minor upgrade. Regardless, Rich went through with it and sent the card back, including a voucher for Arkham Origins. This, Rich details, was taped to the outside of the card
What's
box,
happening right
not the
now
shipping
is
box, being that it was still
they're
outside.
Do you believe that?
it's 3 guys
Put the
enjoying
voucher
Phil's
on the
cock.
outside of
That's
the
what's going
shipping
on right now.
box, and that's why it was lost.
This is already becoming so convoluted. It hasn't even begun
I
yet.
know.
It's
I know.
it's
So,
an
like,
echo
my
chamber
theory is
of
that he actually
tardiness.
used the code
Not
on
tardiness,
Arkham
as in
Origins
being like
because he had actually been
late,
playing it
but
on
tardness,
Steam
as
that
in
very
being a
week.
tard.
So what are the chances that he paid
Or-
for it out of pocket and didn't
You know?
redeem the code?
If you really want to give him the benefit of the doubt, he lost it. He lost the code, right? He forgot to put it with the product and mail it back, right? I mean, what are the chances he taped it on the outside of the box? It doesn't even make sense. You're going to put it in the box. You're not going to have
Exactly.
it loose. It makes no sense at all what's being said here.
But
Oh,
this
yeah.
whole
No, for sure.
process is for the slightest upgrade possible.
Even earlier today, he
You
was
know what I
like,
mean?
I'm
And so he's gonna
dreading
mail this box
having
all
to
the way
do
across the
having to relive
country
my
and-
old
let's
stories and shit.
Yeah.
Dreading.
Right, there is a possibility that it was lost when unpackaged at Newegg. For this reason, Rich's refund was initially
I hope
voided.
so.
Oh,
I
As soon
fucking
as
hope
she
so.
said,
But you want to know
she
what the
was
worst
returning
part
the
is?
item
What
to
the
me.
absolute worst part?
I saw red.
It's the fact
Okay,
that
this
Phil
is a
won't even
$450
react to most of
freaking
it.
card that's being bounced
He's going to
Oh,
like
no.
put his fingers in his ears and go blah 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 for most of it, which is
Sounds a
just
little broke there to me.
it's just the worst. It's really the
And I
worst.
lost it. I started screaming, "This is fucking
It's really the worst.
bullshit! Are you fucking kidding me? I've been a customer with Newegg for years, and this is I'm getting an item returned over a piece of paper."
She has no control over this situation.
Right.
She's just reading the report from the warehouse where the code isn't right, so she can't process the refund. And you have Rich who's just screaming at her, every curse word in the book, stomping his feet, throwing a tantrum. And, you know, any of you who've ever worked in customer service, like I've worked in tech support and stuff, you know,
Yeah, he's already done that.
exactly what
He
this
did
is
that
like
earlier
to be
today
on the
and yesterday, I
receiving
think,
end of,
or the day
and how
before,
much it sucks.
whatever.
But Dickers just doesn't have that empathy for this
He's already
person
doing that.
and makes it all about
He's like, I'm not going to
himself
talk about
over the
anything that can
paltry
put
sum
my
of
family at risk, so I'm gonna be
$450
ignoring
not
like the
getting
whole
his
financial
refund.
stuff
let's
and a
be
bunch of
honest,
stuff I can't talk about. Like,
Perhaps
so
there are situations where a customer
Yeah,
service agent, you get the feeling like they're trying to brush you off and don't want to help, but 9 times out of 10, they're doing the absolute best they can do from the training they've been giving, the resources they
now
have.
he's
They're
fucking
just doing their
defending
jobs.
customer
Why are you gonna
service
give
people.
them your anger? They didn't do this to you. You know, they're just doing what they're told, and this is what they can do in their power. Yelling at them does nothing but just make their day more miserable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's take some chips for this.
This guy,
This
I
is
agree.
nasty.
this guy.
This is
By
how
the
he
way.
is day
This
to day.
guy.
This is a real insight
No
into how
way he
somebody's
just said that.
character is.
This
We're
guy.
in the blue. Into the blue
Into
chips. So
the
there's a stack too.
blue.
Yeah.
But like and then he makes a video about it, crying. Oh,
This
bro."
guy,
Like,
this
how do you
guy's,
keep
oh,
the
this
770
guy said you have to respect
and just
customer
relax?
service.
But,
This guy.
By the way, if you're watching him play this Minecraft, like, what is he doing? He's not even building. It is like dirt, like running around.
Oh,
You watch the
so
if
bad
you watch the whole
watching the
video.
gameplay. He's spinning
It's a
around,
stupid
like,
gimmick
doing
that they started
360s for
early
no
on,
reason. It's giving
which
you
was
motion sickness.
probably the
No,
gayest
remember,
introduction
he's
to a
filling
segment
in
ever,
holes,
where
like, he's
he
digging
had a
holes and then
box
filling
of
them back
chips, and he
in.
was like,
The very definition
there's
of
Rich's face there,
uselessness. Right. Makeshift work.
and he's
It's
like,
just
oh,
fill
Rich
out.
is getting felted, so he's losing his
Then
chips.
he'll go, oh, Phil doesn't know how to play.
So he's taking
Yeah,
chips
I
out
bet.
of
He's just spinning in circles.
the poker case.
Well, I thought everything was. What UPC code are you talking about?
Look,
This is absolute
for-
bullshit.
For 20 minutes, he's taking holes out and refilling them.
It drove us
Why?
crazy.
I can't believe I'm being treated like this. And the thing, the whole time, she's like, listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I understand why you're upset, sir. While I'm screaming, which also irritated me, I'm like, stop talking over me.
Rich goes on to
Wow.
say he did not regret his outburst, and he
That's
did get that
nasty,
refund.
too, and it's
And
a woman on the phone too. He's talking to a female like that, saying, "Don't talk over me." Unbelievable.
Even though-
He thinks he's a big shot.
does.
He thinks he's a
Yeah.
YouTuber and he should get everything he wants at every moment and not have to actually return the product that was supposed to be in the box.
Yeah.
though he got his way in the end, he still believes Newegg is majorly at fault.
The bottom line is that is not a way to treat a customer.
While Newegg did incorrectly avoid the return, it was Rich's demeanor and rage at a service employee that was not responsible for the mishap that displeased his audience. Additionally, this was seen as boasting, with Rich likely seeing himself as someone who was stalwart in the refund he deserved, rather than tearing down an employee who was restricted from making an equally furious retort, therefore defenseless. The top comment of this video reads, quote, "Don't lose it with frontline personnel, it's not their fault. They get paid a shitty wage to protect their supervisors and managers from the public. Rip into supervisors and managers by all means.
Cat
That's
scam.
different." Unquote. The majority of comments echo this sentiment, while others comment
I'll
about the
always
chaotic
remember
harvesting of
the
dirt in
fucking
Minecraft
stupid
footage
videos he
being
did
played,
for
likely
members,
because
like
his brother
They
the
called him
shower
out on it
video.
too. That's great. That's great.
And someone up here said,
Cat scam
where
was a
does it
big
say?
one.
Got motion sickness within the first minute of this
No,
video.
it really is.
He
It
did another bunch of
really
stupid
is
reveals, and every
bad.
time it's just
So I gotta ask,
the
like,
dumbest
what
fucking thing.
did he think he was accomplishing by making the video? If it's like a venting video, did he not realize that the story made him look really bad? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he actually was so full of himself. He's like, I'm beyond reproach, so I'm definitely right in this situation. And if I make this video, my viewers would love that, to hear that I was a jerk and a bully to someone in customer service. Like, I don't get
He
it.
got
Like,
his way from those evil corporate overlords, but really what he was doing was shitting on an innocent customer service worker.
Yeah,
who
that
had no
one was good,
control
too.
over the situation and
Yeah.
making somebody's day bad for no good reason. And it's very pathetic. But yeah, he lacked the self-awareness to realize that's how he'd come across, and he thought, "Oh, it's I'm taking Newegg down a notch. I'm showing people that they aren't good with their customer
I would
service,"
hate Phil
which at this
based
time, like, Newegg
solely
was really
on
renowned for
the
being,
paper
like, the
plates.
best.
Just on the paper
They
plates,
were
not
known
even
as the
combining
best,
the
and they were
paper plates
great.
and the
Now,
cat
I've
litter.
heard
Just on the
from
fact
people
that he only
they've
uses
gone
paper
down in
plates, I'd hate him
quality
just on
over
that fact
time,
alone.
But at this time, their reputation
But
was
then you
beyond
have
reproach.
everything else.
So I'm more inclined to believe it was review tech
The way he
that
treats
was
his
the
fans, the
problem,
way he treats his
and less
business,
inclined to
his
believe it
lack
was
of
Newegg that was the problem.
basic
There's no way he
comprehension
taped
in
that from
every
outside of the box.
sector
He
of
forgot.
every
He forgot the
facet in
code, or
life.
he used it, and this was some bullshit
Him coasting
tactic to try to
through
make it
with
look
the
like video.
biggest ego
comment about the chaotic
ever
harvesting of dirt in the Minecraft
that's
footage
ever
being played,
egoed.
likely because his brother was responsible for recording the footage.
The
Rich
gross
then posted
slop
one of the
that
longer negative
is
responses
his
from
fucking
Reddit.
face hair,
Outsourcing your gameplay to your
style,
brother?
his
I had a feeling
stupid,
too. I
the
totally
way
had
he
a feeling
talks.
looking at that. I don't think he's sitting there doing that. That's someone else. He's either paying someone.
I'm pretty
or
sure if
someone's
you
doing it
gave
for him.
Phil a
There's no way-
4-piece
and
Lego,
that's why it looks
I
like shit.
wouldn't
The
like
brother's
the way he would
"Fucking
put it
gonna do
together.
this? Yeah, you want me to do this for you,
Because
bro? Watch this shit.
Phil's just,
Fucking
and
worst
then it's
gameplay
not
I've
because
ever
I
seen.
hate
He
Phil,
doesn't wanna
it's
care
because
about it, you know, he's just
he
doing it
does
to get him to shut
everything
up.
fucked up.
20 minutes of Minecraft.
He
like,
does
figure
literally
it out,
everything fucked
Rich.
up.
By the way, his Call of Duty, if you ever watch him playing, he just like dies the entire
Yeah,
time.
real
no
gamers.
kills. We're
not a-
like,
I guess I'm not a real
this is
gamer.
the footage picked.
He
This is
got
how
onto
you
his
don't play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Facebook. Not once, but twice. This was only one of the videos that was poorly received in October 2013. The second was titled PS4/Xbox
Are you
One Launch
familiar with
Disaster.
this, Bill? Do you know what's about to happen here?
Oh, I'm complete outsider to all this shit. I have no clue, man.
Okay.
This is
Imminent.
infamous.
Please share.
I got all of this information from very, very reliable sources. Okay? Yeah, I'm just gonna call them little birds. I can't even give you their gender, because if you found out any information about them, or if
Oh, wow.
He's like trying to play up
Bad man.
desperately, like how toxic.
House is falling apart. Lives in a gated neighborhood.
Highest levels of Sony and Microsoft. You won't
He's
even
been
give-
so much of a
but
pussy
he
that
actually had no
he didn't even like learn to ride a bike. He didn't even learn to swim. Never learned to fight. Never learned to do a sport. Like he doesn't do any sports. He's never played a sport in his entire
Rich
fucking
plays
life.
into how
Why?
high profile
Why would you be
his is.
screwed?
And
You're a YouTuber. What does it matter?
He doesn't work for any of these.
He's not a
companies. He
man.
doesn't have
I
any
think that's why I don't like him.
connections
Like,
within the gaming industry.
gay guys
He's
are
risking
much more
everything
manly than
else
Phil
about.
is,
But he wants to
or
make
they
out
can
to
be,
that
I
this
should say.
Fox Mulder
Phil
leaking
has
the
0% testosterone,
He's fighting for the truth is out there
but
about
he likes to pretend that
PlayStation
he does.
Network and Xbox Live.
Smoking Man came after him because he revealed his sources.
Yeah.
True that, Nada. Well, he might drown
And it
in the
breaks
money
down all that.
at some point.
Well, I have some bad news for all the guys who were hating on the Xbox
I mean, that'd be a fitting
One,
end.
but it's going to be
Drowning in money.
720p on both the PS4
Drowning in
and
tips.
Xbox One. So what are my thoughts on all this information?
Pause.
Well, I hope
It wasn't just that. I know Joon was trying to, get through this stuff as quickly as possible. He didn't just say that both consoles would be locked to 720p. He said that both consoles' online services would not be available at launch. And that it would be months before PlayStation Network and Xbox Live were able to be launched. And his reasoning for that made no sense. He said it was because Microsoft was moving to the next version of DirectX. And so because of that, Xbox Live wasn't going to work. But he got called out in the most beautiful way that just destroyed him. Let's have a
the sources that I have are wrong.
Pretty sure
there
Sativa
were a
might
few
be hybrid.
speculations in that video that were on the wilder side. Luckily, Rich got his
Sativa
wish
dominated.
granted. A user sent Rich's video to
Jungle
Yoshida on
fumes.
Twitter.
Oh,
Then
no.
the unexpected happened. Yoshida, the president's son, responded with 2 words directed at Rich. So stupid.
Chem, diesel, tropical.
He's like,
It's
I'm
a
not
sour
even gonna,
diesel
I'm not
string.
even gonna mince words. I'm just gonna give you
Chem
2
dog,
words
lemon
direct.
OG.
So stupid.
It's got a good amount of terps too.
stupid.
So how many chips for
Yeah,
being
not
insulted
bad.
by the CEO of Sony
This
do
is
you
a
lose?
this is a devastating Feltning. This is honestly
Seven.
this
It's a
is
fake laugh,
probably
Dada.
one of the
You could pull
biggest,
that
if
off
not the
anytime.
biggest
All
fuck
right.
up of his entire career.
Yeah.
Getting publicly reprimanded by the CEO of Sony.
It sure
And
will,
he
by dive.
lost
It already
thousands of
has.
subscribers
He's
out
over
of it.
$1,000 right
Lots
now
of people
already.
never came back, and it honestly should have been the end of review.
I'm not sure if you saw him at the
He
beginning
was
of the
completely destroyed and exposed. He
at the
had
beginning
no
of the
source.
stream, but he
made
was
this all
giddy,
up.
man.
He
Oh
thought
my
he
god,
could
he
get
was
away
giddy.
with it, and then he was called out by somebody who directly knew he was.
He's not
totally
going to,
full of
Nada.
shit.
Look at
Come
that
on,
stack
come on.
there,
That's a nice fat stack.
Still, we're talking
Chips
about it.
being removed. He is now down to show you. He's now down to only 2.5 stacks left.
They're still
and we're
going with
only
this
not even a third
stupid
into the
fucking-
documentary yet. So.
I don't know if he's gonna have any chips left by the end of this.
That'd be an early.
I mean,
felt, like,
Oh boy.
Do you think these guys
Besides being
realize how
humiliated by
fucking
the
stupid he's
president
being
of
with the
Sony,
chips?
Nothing much
Like,
happened. Rich did warn of the
he's literally
possibility
just
that the
going 4
information may
chips,
not be
4
100%,
chips, 4
and
chips,
his
4
continued
chips of
success
all like
overshadowed
all the
whatever negative
values.
attention he got. It took
So,
only 6 months
he
after
doesn't
this
understand
for him
the
to hit
value of a
200,000
chip.
subscribers.
So the
And
whole
like his
gimmick,
100,000
the whole
sub video, when discussing
skit
his
thing they're
channel,
doing, the
Rich talks
retarded
quite a bit about
fucking
trolls
chip
and
removal
drama.
of
This time the
Rich,
discussion
it
took
just
up about half
doesn't
of the
work.
video.
Don't let the drama get to you, because once you go down that path
You know,
of
when you're
getting
saying
defended,
that, when you're saying that, the drama is getting to you, right? Like it's obvious the trolls are getting.
who is he talking to? Himself? He's like looking at himself in his webcam. Don't let.
dude.
Like, how many
Oh
of
my
the
god,
audience
dude.
are running YouTube channels, by the way? How many of
Exactly.
them are trying to be internet celebrities?
Look at Phil. Look, Phil's literally doing that.
offensive and making videos defending your honor, quote unquote. you're down that slippery slope, and sometimes you can't get back up from it.
Oh my god,
To
I'm
direct
trying to not
in a way
lose my
that
mind.
reflects what the audience wants to see, rather than to vindicate the creator.
I'm trying to not
is
fucking
sage
freak out here.
advice.
Trying to take it easy tonight. It's
Make
supposed to be
your
a
personal
chill
problems become part of your channel.
Pause.
Life now.
You know, he keeps talking about his family members, them being in the hospital, their detailed medical issues, all this stuff. So why doesn't he listen to his own advice?
Yeah.
You can't, man. You gotta keep your personal problems up. And if you're having problems that you just don't feel like making a fucking video, don't make a video.
This is the safest route to content creation.
Yeah.
But as Rich had the willpower,
It only
or
gets
stability
worse,
to
chicken.
follow through.
I took down the Patreon account, and
my high.
many of you are gonna wonder
same
why.
here, man.
Some of you think I was trying to.
I'm trying to not focus as much what's going on this side of my screen.
Here, this video is staying
Because
up, and people
I was
will know that I had
see,
a
it's not a headache
Patreon
for me. Like I
campaign
feel sick,
posted temporarily.
like
For a
legitimately
period, Rich
sick.
had
Like
Patreon active
my
in
stomach starts to
2014.
churn.
Its
I'm
purpose
not
was
sure
to
if
make
I'll
his videos
fucking manage it.
ad-free, but it vanished as quick as it went up.
The
It's
second
not.
reason,
It's not only
and this
lame.
is honestly the straw that broke the
It's
camel's
an assault
back.
on the
second
senses.
reason that I took down my Patreon account is these same people advertising.
It's a literal assault
when I
on my
had an
senses.
unboxing for Dollar Shave Club or Loot Crate. So on
It's
and
like when
so
there's so
forth,
much stupid being
were the
thrown at
same
you all at
people
once
who were
that
also
your brain starts to
complaining
absorb it
about
against
me
your
doing
will.
the Patreon campaign.
And it's like
I do a
soul
YouTube
draining.
commentary.
Take it down.
It really is soul
Because
draining.
the same people who complain about you making money
Yeah.
on ads
No,
are
100%.
complaining about you making money off Patreon when they don't have to see ads.
That's why people keep saying
Have you
Rich
considered
and
these people just hate you?
Phil
Exactly.
are brothers
Yeah.
because they're the same.
Why are
And
you
that's the
conceding to
problem.
them? Last people to be listening to.
That's it. He had over 1,000 people on his Patreon.
A react to a
So he
react
was
to a
getting
react. It's
support
coming,
from
mine
his
high.
audience, his paying audience, and instead he decides to pander to the people that won't give him a red cent ever.
They hate
Why?
him. They're actively
Why?
trying to ruin him.
It's because he's desperate for the approval of everybody. He
Right.
can't handle being criticized in any way. It causes him to spiral and shut down. So he does decisions that aren't best for him or his audience.
Oh.
Your channel.
He's
where I
going to
comment
hard
on
skip over
news
that part
and
so
talk
quick.
about my opinions and have a fucking blast doing it. And if that
Oh, I don't wanna
pisses you
talk about
off,
this. I don't wanna
it
talk
either
about
means
this.
One of two things: you're delusional or you're jealous. And if you are jealous, you need to get out of the house more.
This video was released only 6 months after his 200,000 subscriber video. It shows that the
Like Phil
innocuous
slowly
claims
realizes
that
that he
e-begging still
shouldn't be
holds power over him.
bacon drama
It also
content, but
shows that,
then he
contrary
looks
to the
over and he
new
realizes
video,
that
he
he's
is
sitting
not
on like
stalwart in his beliefs or what he does.
1,400 bucks.
This was a
See, the
major
big pause.
criticism.
So he's like-
as
See, the thing is, it is, as June said, so nebulous. Define what e-bagging is. And see, there were people like, for instance, Keemstar had a controversy with review
Phil would
tech
100%
where he
show his
believed
asshole for
YouTubers
money
who
if
have
he knew the
ads
money was legit.
shouldn't have a Patreon.
Yeah.
You know what
He
I mean?
would.
But there's really genuinely
He would bend
no
over
difference
for
between
OIC any
these
time of the day
things,
if he
right?
knew
It
OIC was
just
paying.
Weird distinctions and headcanons that people had about what money was acceptable to make and what money wasn't acceptable to make. And it just made no sense, and eventually the meta moved past it, and everybody started making money online.
Right.
And there's
Everybody's
only a
making money
very,
online.
very
Everybody.
small group of people.
Everybody knows that I'm a
But
millionaire
especially
from
now, who would try and say
from
somebody is
this
e-begging or whatever.
from this
It's
stream.
really
Come
fallen
on.
out of fashion because it was stupid to begin
I make like
Well, for,
$1,000 a
like,
stream.
with
Come on,
FGU,
now.
for
Come on.
example, like,
That's how it works,
now,
right?
people are like, you're asking for money. Every streamer on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, everyone in the world, podcasts on iTunes, get money through Patreon or through ads.
What is he
whatever,
talking
super chats.
about?
And
That's
it's
not
just
true
like,
at all.
Are we all living in 2010?
Are you
Like-
retarded?
What's the difference between
Go
having
snort your
eBay
fucking
listings
cocaine, you
and
fucking
ads?
Exactly.
You know,
closet
'cause most
freak.
people wouldn't have a problem with an eBay listing.
Did you
But
hear this
suddenly Phil
motherfucker?
has
Is he
paid
as
for
deluded
it.
as goddamn Phil is? I think he is.
It's
shown in
really
the
weird.
comment.
Like my detractors.
I think this guy is
have
as
these weird
literally as
debates
deluded as
about,
Phil is.
Is it okay to troll Phil as long as you don't monetize the troll?
There is no trap.
That's how far it went. It's like, so we can make
No, but there is no
awful,
trap. They're gonna
terrible
suck his
videos
dick.
about
They've been
you,
sucking his
as
dick
long
the
as
entire
there's no
time. They're
ads
gonna
on
keep
those
sucking
videos,
his
that's
dick.
completely acceptable. But if a detractor monetizes the video, even they would fight amongst themselves. Like, what? you're still doing a horrible thing.
Oh yeah, I'm
Like,
getting
Fred
millions.
Fox would
Mine-
go around and threaten people. Like,
Aren't you?
threaten to dox
Are you
them,
not a
threaten to get their
fellow
videos
Twitch
taken
person
down.
making
Yes.
millions?
Yes.
He would
Making
go around
thousands?
and that's part of the reason
That's how it
why
works,
Sons of
right?
Kojima
This is what this
failed in the
cokehead
end,
said.
was this, like,
Said we're all
cringe
making money on
policing
Twitch,
of
dude.
everything, and this
We're all
gatekeeping.
making money on Twitch.
And to a certain extent, it never went
What is this,
away.
2010?
It's just different in that it's not
Right.
about
What am I?
monetization necessarily now, because a lot of those guys are
20
in it
years
for a
old?
paycheck.
Should I have to count? 21 years
It's
old?
about other things, right? It's well, this way of doing
Am I
it is
21 years
wrong.
old
It has
again?
to be this way. Da, 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 da.
Is it 14
So it's
years
very,
ago?
Very
Am I
autistic
20 year
and
one?
Very, very.
The fuck?
mental illness.
There's no why no snorts, Nada? Because he doesn't have snorts during his night streams, except when he's streaming by himself.
I
Because
thought you
then
were
there's
stronger
gonna
stuff
have
than
plenty of
this.
snorts.
Why take down your Patreon account? Because you're afraid of trolls? Newsflash, trolls will
You should mind
always
I.
exist.
Exactly.
I'm not sure who's
On that
restreaming on
same
Twitch, but
the following
there's probably
month,
not too
Rick
many
released
people.
a similar video.
This
A
is
parody entitled,
this is
"A
brutal.
Review Tech USA hater tries
I might
to do
be
gaming news."
Yo, what's
stopping
going
the
on,
stream
man? My name is,
in a bit too. It's fucking bad.
Steve, and I'm here to expose that fat fuck, that
pretty
piece
bad.
of shit, e-begging piece
Oh,
of
he
shit,
does,
Review
okay.
Tech USA,
Nice.
Based Steve.
and expose him.
Devin.
Steve rules.
Yeah, first of all, the bit's just not
Right.
even funny.
No, it's ultra cringe. Ultra
Exactly,
cringe.
Nada.
Ultra cringe.
Okay. Yeah.
Second of all, imagine trying to pretend it takes a lot of effort to do that. It takes a lot of effort to drag gameplay footage into the editor and then hit voiceover button and talk for 7 minutes.
Somehow I didn't
Right.
take damage
reading
from that
for
fall.
5 and giving an
Should've.
opinion for 2.
Yeah, and you get killed by a fucking
This
manfly.
is the next
Fuck is this?
level of content creation.
Yeah,
Like, and he's
exactly.
like, why don't you do what I do? Why don't you do what I do? It's like
Some people
lots
don't
of
want to.
well, that's the thing. Lots of people were able to do what Review Tech did, and later on, the market became oversaturated because it was. So
Don, that's
easy
just
to
his
do
resting
what he did.
face, Nada.
And then
He
was
just looks like
defeated
he's
because
melting.
there
I mean, he
were
probably
people
is
doing what
melting,
he
but
did who were a lot more talented,
he just
a lot
looks like
more
that all the time.
charismatic, More on
That's right.
point, actually knew about tech, and then he had nowhere to go.
For the fucking bitch.
I think they are this
that
stupid,
he
man.
is.
I think they are.
All right, so watch how easy it is.
I really
to do
think they
news
are.
stories like that fat white Uncle Phil looking
I
motherfucker.
hope
Watch
I'm
how
wrong.
Easy it is. So I have an article
But
right
I
in
don't
front of
think
me.
I am.
Okay, this is this
Like, so stupid.
Blizzard
Did you forget how to read?
donate.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty here? I don't even understand what his
Well,
point
he's,
is.
he's trying to say that the people who hate him are so stupid that when they're gonna try to read a news story, they can't. It's like that would never
Right.
happen.
Like, what are you talking about? He's acting like his job of reading articles is difficult and you can't do it.
Yeah.
Literally anyone with a grade school education can read a fucking article.
Exactly, especially when it's pre-recorded. You have an infinite amount of flubs. If you mess up a read, you can go back and redo it.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and when you take a look at how Rich was pre-recorded versus how he is live, you can see he's an absolute dummy. And he never would have made it if he had to be in a live
God, people are
content
weird.
era. It just would not have happened because his brain doesn't operate quick enough.
Donates World of Warcraft pet sales to Ubulu.
In the comments, Rich claims this
Yeah.
was
Oh,
a
yeah,
parody
fuck
for a
yeah.
different YouTuber. Being that Rich has shown himself to react poorly to his own trolls made this video seem
I mean,
important.
if you're doing a
The
short
comments
video,
are either remarking Rich
it's a
as
little bit,
brilliant or just childish.
it's a little bit weird that you wouldn't edit it out.
Quote,
You know what I
"You
mean?
say
But
that, don't give
you're right.
trolls
Some
what they
people just
want,
do it very
or just
naturally,
ignore the haters.
and that's just
And then
what
you
it
make
is.
this.
It's fine.
I like
I
your
don't
videos,
mind.
but this was just pathetic.
I don't fucking mind.
Unquote. This was on
Not
top
everybody
of
is a
exposing
professional
the ease
fucking
of reading
speaker, man.
articles as the center of his job, but in the parody was framing it as difficult.
Exactly.
This was not a good look.
Phil
It was only a few
mispronounces
days later that Rich
words
received
literally
2
every
copyright
day.
strikes claiming that they owned the
Literally
explosion of
every
Rich
day.
used
The
in his
same
intro.
words over and
It was
over
clear
because
it was
he's
a
got
troll
that
because
fucking
the
tism
channel that
going on
reported
where
him had clips of the
he
BBC debating
learns
The
the
video's now
incorrect
gone because they got
pronunciation
put with
of
their
word
pants down. They
and
probably
uses
deleted it right
that even when
away,
he's
which,
corrected with the
sad
proper
day for you
pronunciation.
is
You'll still
that when you
mispronounce it.
delete a video, YouTube still has it in their database.
like, oh, it's,
so when this
um,
claim goes through and this counterclaim goes through, they're going to look
There's
into that.
there's so many.
They deleted the
I don't
video
know.
though, so no one could see it.
As an additional
I don't know.
response,
Yeah,
Rich
Salisbury.
directs
Oh,
his
dude.
viewers to his second channel,
That
seen
pissed
in
me
the
off so
description.
much the other day.
As Rich periodically addressed
Salisbury.
and gave them more power,
Oh,
they
I was
continued to
screaming.
grow
I
and
was
expand
screaming.
their list of tactics. In around 2015,
Screaming.
they clung on to possibly the strangest campaign of trolling they
Salisbury
ever used.
steak. It's
One
like
that's absurdness
2
attracted those
pieces
joining
of
for the humor and the
Salisbury
absurdity,
steak.
and others
And
that
then he
saw
said
it as
that
a true
Hawaiians, their cooking is all based on 1940s, like World War II fucking spam.
I encourage you to
He said some insanely racist shit, and he's so wrong. Because I literally have family that lived in Hawaii. They don't live there anymore, but they're from Hawaii. And it's not true at all.
The guy that
some dishes may use spam, just like American dishes may sometimes use spam, I guess.
Stop messaging me.
It's not the main part of a fucking food dish. It's not like,
I had nothing to do
what
with
the
it.
fuck is he talking about?
Because what I'm doing is 100%
Oh my God.
legal.
See, I
This
will say
outcry
one
against-
thing before we get into this arc. What this
There's
does
a
is
whole
this
wall
shows through this
worth
early
of,
going, 'cause you go,
words that
oh,
he
well,
can
there's nothing
fucking
here
pronounce
that's really
properly.
that crazy or that evil about Rich.
Steve the
But
Dead
what
has
it
it.
does show
It's a whole fucking
is that
wall
he
behind
should
him.
have learned these lessons a decade ago. What it shows is, like, for instance,
Whole
with
fucking
this Big
wall.
Cheese situation,
You
where you're
know
not paying
one
someone
goddamn
what they
language,
are
dude,
owed, and you
and
get
there's a
this huge
wall of
backlash.
words you can't pronounce properly
know
behind you.
to pay people
Very
going
normal
forward.
words, very,
But he didn't.
very
With these
everyday words,
situations where he
very
has these
common words.
trolls and they're baiting him,
Nothing
and he's getting
special.
upset, he should know
Three
to ignore them.
syllables
And
mostly.
he did
Mostly three
know to
syllables,
ignore
2 or
them.
3
He
syllables.
gave that advice.
Nothing
He's
special.
just unable to do it because he just, I don't know, either lacks impulse control or lacks the understanding to actually apply what he says. But if he had just learned these lessons early on, he wouldn't be
This
in
is
the
a great
situation he's in
scream
today.
grab right here.
Rich, circa
Poor lolcows.
2015 was because of a deal that went wrong between content creator Big Cheese and Rich.
Dick
As
Cheese.
Rich had begun taking sponsors for his videos, Big Cheese inquired
Oh,
about a
Bit
spot for his
Cheese.
channel. The prior deal involved a laptop and things went smoothly. Continuing their dealings, Big Cheese and then sent Rich a desktop. The deal was for 3 sponsor spots
they're not even gonna
for what
press
was
him.
assumed to be 6 months and an
Dude,
additional
they
$200
want to
payment
fuck
made to
Phil
Big
so
Cheese.
bad they're not even gonna
Alright,
press
so a
him.
PC for some ads and
The
200
whole
bucks.
angle of
there
these
were
guys
issues
attack
with
Phil
computers
just
but
as much
both
as
parties
anybody
were
else,
happy
blah
to
blah blah.
continue the deal.
Where?
Today's video
Show me.
is brought to you by Big Cheese's YouTube channel for gameplay reviews, gaming, music, and
'Cause
vlogs.
there's none of that
Subscribe
happening.
to Big Cheese VG. Link below in the description.
This was the only placement for Thanksgiving week. Already, Rich had failed the promise of 3 sponsors a week. But that's
What?
So yes, so and this is the thing, is he would excuse this by saying to Big Cheese, well, but I could sell those spots to companies for thousands of dollars.
It's not gold, that's
So
gout.
why would I play your spot when I can get thousands
It
of
looks
dollars?
shiny and gold,
made the
but
deal.
Then why did
it's
you agree
actually
to this
pussy
deal with the YouTuber
and greasy.
in the first place?
Right.
But it was
the
just
oil's
Rich's
coming off.
greed
That's what's
that
going
when
on.
opportunities came about that were better than the pre-existing deal that he made, he would go back on his
Bacon
word
sweats.
and try and make more money rather than be loyal and honest. And this is because he does business in this way, he runs into problems.
when Big Cheese reached out, inquiring what
There you go.
happened. Rich states that the holiday has somehow affected his ability to add placements. Big Cheese shook it off, and was pleased to find that Rich was adhering to the deal to 3 sponsors the following week. But that was it. Even though the 10th of December had come, Rich was reluctant to deliver those $200. Instead offering Big Cheese an
Which is
additional...
ridiculous.
The one thing that Rich won't do is part with money.
Yeah.
He'll come up with any other type of proposal rather than part with money.
But hear this, $200. Okay, I won't pay you, but I'll do 6 months of promotion. But if
Oh, no,
companies
he's
are
100%,
offering money for spots, $200 is
He has
nothing.
no self-reflection at
Compared
all.
to 6 months of promotion,
0.
right?
Exactly, it's thousands.
So
0.
it just doesn't really.
He was
add up. And
he
by
was
the
saying
way,
you don't have the right to mock
$200
how
that you
someone
can't give
looks.
somebody,
Phil was saying that.
it's smelling
No.
real
You know,
broke. in
where do
here,
you go
man. Like,
talking
what are you,
about
in
somebody's
high
looks?
school?
Phil said that.
You can't settle a
And then he said his hair
$200
unironically
just to
looks
not
good.
have a massive
And that it's
controversy
he has a
or be
lot of
called
it.
out by a business partner.
Right.
It's just so short.
Unironically.
Wouldn't you think that
Unironically.
Big Cheese would just bend over and let him get away with ripping
So,
him off? That's what he must have expected. Let's continue.
It's the same pattern of behavior from the Newegg thing. He thinks he's a big shot on YouTube, so I don't have to abide by any actual agreements, rules.
Listen.
I'm above all of it. You know, you should just, hey, tough. If I want this, if I want to do this, break out of this agreement, just, you know, accept it, and I should get everything I want and tough shit to everybody else.
Well, you know, Future Dynamo in chat brings up a point. He says, it's hilarious he won't pay the agreed $200 in this situation, but when the Switch Lite came out, he bought all 3 colors to unbox
Phil's
them all
going
at
big
200
dick
bucks a
on this.
pop.
Wait, what?
His dick may not
Whatever
work.
his priorities
It
are.
may be very,
It's the same
very,
thing where he
very,
had the white
very
Wii U,
limp.
But then he sold his camera.
But he's
that
still
he
gonna
begged
whip
his
it out,
audience money
brother.
for so he could buy the black
He's gonna
one.
lube
It's
it
like,
up.
Why do you need both? Who needs
He's
2
gonna
Wii
turn
Us?
on
Who
the
needs 3
fat chick
Switches?
porn.
But Rich, this is where a lot of the money has gone over the years. It's like,
Or maybe
how
Sweaty
can he
Hogan's.
please
He's probably just gonna
poverty
turn on
when,
wrestling,
you know,
honestly.
He had this 1 million subscriber channel for so long, and he
He's
had
gonna
these
yank
streams
it.
were successful with super chats. Rich has wasted so much money on tech that he never needed, or buying multiple versions of consoles, just absolute excess, and then he cries when the money dries up and he just hands us out. Ooh, sad. Very
Multiple
sad.
versions.
Additional 6 months of promotion.
Uh-oh.
That, or he sends a PC
Uh-oh.
back, which Big Cheese would have to pay the shipping for. Either way, Rich.
What? Just do the fucking, pay him the $200. I'll send you the PC back. Just a headache of shipping it by itself is like way not worth $200.
And Big Cheese is saying he needs
But
that
they don't
money to
care.
pay
That's
his
what I'm
bills.
saying.
You know, Rich doesn't care. Rich has
We
no
see it.
empathy for this guy's
Nada.
situation,
But they
that
don't.
He might miss
That's what I'm
out on
saying.
his internet bill, or he might be short on rent or whatever. Rich just only cares about
You
himself.
think
That's
they're talking about him?
He
They're
screws the
not.
guy into a lose-lose situation for himself. It's messed up. He's a small-time.
I don't think
content
they do,
creator.
man.
That's why he needed the promotion.
They're
Now you're
sucking him
gonna act
off.
like he could just
They've
drop
been
his
sucking him
money
off
out
the
of
entire
nowhere.
time.
It's totally disrespectful, and he's misusing his power as a YouTuber, to be quite frank. You know, he's just not caring about these arrangements. That's really
See, the
messed up.
smirk he has isn't like, oh yeah, this is like Phil. No, no, no. It's like, oh yeah, Phil's ripping him a new one. That's the smirk.
You're the one backing out of the agreement, but now you also have to
They
foot the
both
bill
have
for
one
the
hand
guy.
under the desk, touching themselves right now.
He was not getting the agreed upon $200, emphasizing that other companies were paying thousands for the sponsorship spots and that it was not worth his time.
Wow.
The conversation then devolved
This
alongside
just-
the deal.
I'm not going back on my word. What do you mean?
He goes, I am not interested.
You
in
can absolutely
pursuing
agree to
this.
that.
But you agree.
Right.
He goes, I'm willing to give you back your heart. Not following through on my word will be keeping the peace and refusing to pay.
You know,
I'm
at
sorry.
one point, I really wanted to buy this mansion, and I know I signed the mortgage and everything, but I've decided to renege on it now, and you're just going to take all this off my credit report because,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
funny
that's
joke.
who I am. I'm big
Phil
shot.
Phil makes jokes.
You mean, wait, I can't do that. I'm going to make a rant video for my followers now.
And they laugh. Look, they're all laughing.
Disgusting. I'm sorry to hear about your wife's
Who laughs at this? This is the kind of thing that Phil himself would go at. Like he wouldn't actually even laugh. It'd be a fake laugh.
And then the big I missed the part. We're doing what's best.
I hope
for
so,
your
man.
business is my issue. That's part of our agreement. I don't
I
wish to
would
have
love
to
nothing
come on
more
board.
than to be proven
You
wrong,
can
you
have
guys. I
companies
really,
paying
really would.
thousands
Trust
this
me.
month alone.
I really
Pretty
would.
Sure 600 is just scratch, isn't it?
I don't believe that.
And by the
Don't
way,
believe that.
go back to Richard there. He goes, I'm sorry to hear about your wife's health. So this guy's like, might have health issues, and you won't give him the $200. Right? Does not care. Everyone in his family has health issues.
Give
We
her
all
a pill,
have to
Phil. Just give her a pill.
be Sorry.
Just give her a pill, Phil.
For him. Oh, but big cheese for him, right?
Give her a pill, Phil.
Statement that Rich was going back on his
We'll do
word.
more chips after this.
Give her a fucking pill.
As Big Cheese refined, attacks on Rich character was his first spot.
But when I said something
First
about
try.
that financial crisis, when I tell you he flipped on me,
These are my stats.
he went ham. She went, first off, no financial crisis. Secondly, I don't give a shit to keep the machine and pay out money I don't need to. That's called being smart. You
He
get back your
doesn't
product and
need
there's...
to. So he feels like he doesn't need to hold to his word. That he doesn't have to have any integrity or honesty. That he's just
I thought his
allowed
name
to
was
do
Dick
whatever he
Cheese.
can get away with because it's smart business.
That's sick.
No
And who's
contract.
gonna want to do business with this guy in the future after this is all being made public? It's so dumb. It's not behind the scenes. He knows the shit's gonna hit the internet. So what are you doing?
Well,
Exactly.
And he was so clearly in the wrong about all of this,
right?
And so bullheaded about it, and so stubborn and ignorant that it turned
You know what I mean?
so many people against him.
You know what I
and
mean?
It provided this like justification for these trolls to appear righteous in everything that they're doing
Look
and
at
have
this.
some sort of moral high ground.
You know what
Look
I mean?
what he says at the end, and this is supposed to be a business discussion. Don't get smart with me, boss, because I'm not in the mood. What are you? You think you're a fucking gangster, dude? What are you gonna do? You're a fucking internet content creator, and you're talking like you're gonna go slap the guy around. Get the fuck out of here. That shit's
Bill literally sent message like this.
On the day of the PC,
He sent messages like this. He has. He
you
has
the
sent
money that
messages
you
like this.
owed, but I won't.
Bill has
I
literally
don't
sent
bow
messages
before
just
me,
like
you don't
this.
have to disrespect. You don't even call me Dicky.
Said he threatened people,
He's the
basically.
slob father.
Slob father.
Seemed like a man who was broken, desperate, since we are calling out people's financials, but sadly that's not my problem.
Shout out
so
Slob
before I
Father.
say something really nasty, bite your tongue. You get your computer and take virtually no financial loss except shipping. You know, the half-working computer you sent me. Don't get smart with me, boss, because I'm not in the mood. Let me know what you want to do.
After a lengthy back and forth with threats of litigation in the conversation, Rich posted this on his public Facebook. But
Litigation over $200? Like, if you're like penny pinching over $200, you got the money for a lawyer. This isn't going to court. It's really shitty stuff.
Only Big Cheese at the time knew who it was directed at.
I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a pushover, and if you try to screw me over business-wise, I will legally stomp you and smile while doing it just to...
I will legally stomp on you? Like, are you not, like... This is actual deranged behavior for $200. It's not like it was like 20K and it's like, okay, it's a serious problem. We have to figure this out.
Word of advice, Rich. Bruh, you're playing the victim once again. You are a victim, an emotional victim.
This was all compiled in Big Cheese's video calling Rich out for going back on his word. Rich, rather than pay those $200 and diffuse the building tension, uploads his own video to counter Big Cheese.
So you get back anything, you lose no money minus shipping, and you get months upon months of free advertising.
Can you imagine $1,500 for this? And most of that, mind you, was before this even started.
In exchange for the
Before they even started, he was about $1,000.
But you refused to give
And
him
he
the
just big ass tips just kept coming in over $100.
He being like a scandalous thief? Go to hell, dude. This is the last video I'll make on it. I don't care who else makes responses. I know people.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if this is a LARP, Phil's gonna make out with bank on this over what?
And you want it to keep
over him leaving? If they try to trap him, you know what's gonna happen? He's just gonna leave.
Threaten him, and then it's just private now.
They're obviously not that
shit show. So be it. I'm sure
They're
this is
obviously
going
not
to
that
be
smart.
an e-drama thing that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon with. But this is the only
It's a very
video I'll
short-sighted.
make about it.
Without any encouragement from Big Cheese himself, this disagreement
Yeah, no,
alone
and that they
birthed
should,
Big
honestly.
Cheese Crusaders.
Because one of them
Random
sounds like,
businesses
oh, I
that
see.
formed under this
The other
drama.
guy
Oh, God.
looks like a fat lesbian, and then there's Phil. I mean, they're all closet cases, all of them.
I mean,
So
it's
just
it's
let them
such
go
a
have
bad
it.
look,
You
first
know,
of
go
all,
ham.
to do something
Go
like
ham.
this, because he's not a hot shit. He's not a tough guy. He knows this guy's
Go
gonna
ham.
call him out for it publicly. So first of all, he loses
Go
his stack of
pepperoni.
shit for that.
Go
Because that was the
sausage.
dumbest possible thing you could ever
Go
do.
all the
But
meats.
when you actually spawn
You
an
go, girl.
entire new group of haters as a result of your hubris, your amazing feeling of self-worth that you're so much better than everyone else, you gotta get a double stack of chips from me, because that's pretty ridiculous. But at the same time,
He's still doing the little gay
A
thing
righteous
with
judgment from the king.
FeltcaST.
with the chips.
Wow.
That's jokes.
In order to go after
How many chips you at right now? How many chips does
we
he
are
have?
almost down to only 2 stacks. We have a tiny bit of the blue left. We have 2 full stacks left.
Oh man, this is not good for Reg.
I know your
in whatever
address.
ways they could.
Shut the
Rich
fuck
saw
up and
only
eat
a
it.
glimpse of the
Eat
chaos
it.
to come and
Send me your
buckled
mailing
under the
address.
pressure.
Mail your spoons so
paid
you
Big
cheat.
Cheese.
Eat shit out of my
And then
fucking
in the end, he
ass.
had
Does it
to pay him
anyway?
anyway.
What was
Oh.
the point of it all, you
Speech.
idiot?
It's beautiful.
Oh my god, man.
Big cheese.
That's the end of the blue stack right there, dude. No, you gave him the money
He's just
anyway.
grabbing just a
No,
chunk.
that's it.
Like,
You kid, I use the
insane.
bathroom. If you want to read some tips real quick, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick and grab a water. 1 second.
What do we got? Do we got some good tips, Phil?
Well, we haven't had any tips since the larger ones earlier.
Oh.
We had so many super chats. I lost
you didn't
track
get
of
any
how
more
many super chats
tips.
we had.
Let's get some tips. What's going on?
I'm just gonna go ahead and read names.
Freaks.
Okay, so Mozzie, Blue Mods, What's Up with Ian, Lester Johnson, N2 Shocker, Archduke Instinct, Galloping Butt, Carson Cameron Clark, Verdon, Charlie Brown, Tomoto Soup, Chaos Inc., Blank Planet,
Black.
EDW Raptor, Angie Wilson.
I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say black.
NIGTOW, I'm not going to pronounce that because then someone will say I said something that I didn't say.
Whoa.
Melanin Farmer, Overcaffeinated, Sober Sheldon, President
Phil's a
Smart Smella, Fart Fella, Carson Cameron.
Is that what
Clark,
you were about
David
to say,
O'Neill,
Phil?
Bernie
Phil's a
Gores, Splinter, Meat Cobain Gaming. I wish I could read all these messages, but we'd be here.
Phil's a
3
nigger.
more streams. But thank
See,
you all.
you
so
could
very
actually
much.
say it without
Watercolor
sounding
Friend,
racist, Phil.
BJK,
It's the way Phil
World Wide
says
Web
it. It's
Wizard,
literally
I Came, I Saw,
Phil's
I
an
Cringed,
N-word.
Retracted,
That's how he
Only
says
Iced
it.
Infinite, Strictly Patrick, Chill Force,
Arnold
that was the
Schwarzenegger.
$100 one from before that. I think some of the last ones we called out.
Neg.
Christopher Vito.
Not nig.
Giswaldi's
There's a difference.
probation
Neg.
officer. That's a hell of a name.
Negger. There's a
Brad
difference.
Plays 81, Anon Rockwell,
Schwarzenegger.
Gray Matter, Spicy Sauce, Big Boss, Melanin Farmer, Spicy Sauce, Privacy was the $200.
What's he doing right now? Just
earlier. Spicy
reading
Sauce
off
gifted
names?
that massive bomb and became an ultra
Massive
member.
bomb.
Stalking Tiger, Blanket Stain, who was the $99.99 super chat. Fat Chick Thriller, Primetime Durkheim, Blackjack Yak, Surfing Cowboy, Lord Aragorn, Tino's Gaming, Meat Cobain Gaming, Spicy Sauce, Romany, Obama's Phone Pro Max 5G, again Meat Pro Gaming, and Sneed. Thank you for all of those contributions during that last segment.
Wow, chats, guys. But let's remember, let's get Phil some tips because that's money that he can access directly, that he can use to pay for his groceries, he can use to pay for anything out of hand. He doesn't have to wait for a YouTube check to come. So, guys, any sort of
Listen,
contribution tip-wise,
you think they're
would especially
joking.
be appreciated on this stream.
I feel like you guys might have watched some of my content.
You think they're joking?
Never, never, Matt, never.
All right, are we back on it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
No, they're not.
I guess
That's what I
do owe him
mean.
An apology.
That's why this
Even
is
though I
so
was willing to send
fucking
back the
weird,
product,
because they're not
I
shaming
guess
him.
He was depending on the money that I
They
was gonna
don't even
send him,
clown on him.
and it kind of blindsided him.
No.
Though the feud
No,
was
they didn't
ostensibly
even
over,
clown on
in
him.
reality,
I love
and
how
it
he had to be taught empathy.
This is
He
what I'm
just had
saying.
no
This
empathy for
is
the guy's
disgusting.
situation
This makes me
whatsoever.
sick to my
Even
stomach.
as he was telling him about how his wife was sick, that didn't matter to Rich at all. But we're supposed to care about his sick family members, right? When he can't do streams or whatever.
You mean
we
one
have
of
to
these?
Take that into
Shut
account,
the
but when it was
fuck
time
up
for
and
big
eat it.
pieces, you know?
He was the one who went back on the agreement. It's not like, oh, Big Cheese had to get out of the agreement and I have to feel empathy for him because of his life situation. Dude, you were the one that broke the agreement. So why, I don't, like what he's saying here is like, oh, I guess I have to. No, dude, you were the one who caused the problem. You're the source of all of it. There's no, oh, now I feel bad that I did that. You're already smited on the like shit. So just move on from it. We don't need an apology video from you. Just fucking move on. We know you're kind of acting like a
Fine, I guess I'll pay him if you're all mad.
Trolls lose. Trolls lose.
Shifted between fans and detractors.
Man, I'm
of
getting
Rich,
sick of
some
losing.
still under the Big Cheese Crusaders.
Getting
Whenever
so
Rich
sick of
would
losing,
slip
guys.
up in a video, they were certain to catalog it.
I actually truly feel.
Was that Monday, Matt?
Whenever Rich would slip up in a video, they were certain to catalog it.
I actually truly feel that I owe Anita Sarkeesian an apology. Here's what I mean.
Rich,
Mr.
you fat
Repzion,
fuck.
he's a pretty big channel on YouTube.
You're gonna apologize to
Video
Anna
was an
Sarkeesian.
apology to the highly disliked Anita Sarkeesian over threats she was receiving.
Right, didn't
Or
he
just
simp
an
to her?
ill-informed video about how
I didn't watch the whole
Xbox had
documentary. I
ability
kind
problems.
of had other
Tom
shit to do
Rich
instead of
would
watching
soon become the least of his worries, as he knew hell would
this
overshadow
fucking
them
shit.
all.
But
Around
I watched
April
most of it.
2015,
I was in
a
Meerkat's
channel
stream.
going under Review Hell USA was persistent in the ruination of Rich, seeking to affect not only his reputation, but also cancel his
Right in the
convention
face.
showings and successfully scared away his
Shit, my
sponsors.
potions.
Though it looked like this person wasn't the only one interested in threatening Rich beyond what was typical.
This is when shit goes too far. I deal with trolling on a daily basis. I deal with nonsense
I love
on a
how
daily
he makes
basis.
himself the right? Ooh, I get trolled every day. And this is what's good for the thing about these death threats, right?
Oh, I get trolled every day. Literally Phil. Literally
Typically,
Phil.
somebody who's actually gonna kill you isn't gonna give you a warning
exactly
ahead of time.
Phil says that. Phil.
Everybody gets death
Phil, you had a welfare check and you said somebody tried to kill you via fucking
a death threat,
swatting.
but you know, you just disregard it.
Are you fucking
and move on
retarded,
with
Phil?
your life.
I mean, I know you are, but
Rich has to broadcast this to a
do I have to
wider
point it out how
audience
fucking
and
retarded you
give
are?
this reaction, which guess
I
what?
get trolled all the time, guys. I'm always a victim. I'm the most trolled person
that it's gonna
online.
Get this big reaction from you, where you clutch, oh, they're threatening me. They're threatening me. And it's not to justify them threatening him.
That's
this
literally
is just
Phil.
the way the world works, right? But Rich is just like, by the way, Rich tries to say the police told him.
Oh, this
to
hurts.
shout this out and make a video.
If I knew they were trolling, it wouldn't hurt, but I know they're not trolling, so it hurts.
No, right. You want to know why I know that? Because I've gotten death threats. I have not publicly disclosed the details of the death threat. I call the police. I had the conversation. They will tell you directly. Do not speak of it. Do not give any attention.
I've called the
That's
police.
Exactly what this kind of person wants. All you're gonna do is make it worse for yourself.
I've called the
That's
police.
exactly the conversation I had.
They're
with my
literally
police
talking that
when first happened,
that it doesn't matter, Phil, and you're like, I called the police right away.
Oh, they told me to make this video. He is so full of shit. He's looking for
Of course
sympathy.
they wouldn't. That's like ridiculous. Yeah.
Defend it. Defend it, you monkeys. Defend that shit.
Yeah, that's smart.
Defend
This
Phil.
sounds like a Navy SEALs copy pasta. Like, honestly, like, I will shoot you with the precision shot from a like, it's not like the actual model of weapon. It's a sniper rifle in a building less than 700 yards from the building. I've got the layout of the floor plans of the building. Better dive if you see a laser, haha. Like, this is not a credible death threat. Like, whatever.
It's a child.
DDoS attacked or denial of service attacked on Twitch, so on and so forth. But the message that you're seeing
let's tell you're a
here
victim.
still is a
Getting
message that I
queasy.
received on Facebook. When you threaten me is when shit gets real.
The purpose
How?
of this
Like,
threat
he's such
was
a tough guy. Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
were you able to do to the guy? This is when shit gets real. What
I'm
did
gonna
you-
make a video.
Whoa.
Oh,
You made a YouTube video playing the victim and collecting AdSense. Like, and that's ultimately what that's all about.
It's a sympathy video. He wants
it's a
sympathy,
sympathy video,
from his viewers.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
to both scare Rich and cancel his convention showing. But as Rich draws on, a claim he makes about the advice given from law enforcement is not so believable.
So I actually asked the officer if I should make a video about what happened, and
Breathe.
he said, yeah, it would be
Breathe.
a good idea. It could give us more information. It could help us get
We're gonna read the comments. We're gonna read the comments of your video, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Yeah.
The only thing you would do is create mass misinformation as a bunch of his trolls call the local PD and tell a bunch of bullshit to them. Like,
You know?
My face is
quicker.
melting at this
So I'm
point.
actually asking you guys for some help.
It was this line that had viewers questioning
What would commenters know about the assassin outside
About
the?
a random anonymous guy on
Right.
Facebook. Wow.
if Rich was lying. This sentiment was shared on Drama Alert that was reporting the
Like,
story.
what a title,
Tech
by the
USA
way. Someone threatened me and I need your help.
This
Total
sentiment
clickbait. 100%.
right.
was shared on Drama Alert that was reporting the story.
Now, Tech USA said that he went to the police and the police told him to make a video so people try to find this person. It seems like a little bit of a stretch. I'm not the only one that thinks.
When Keemstar says to you, I think it's a bit of a stretch. It's probably stretched all the way.
He's got a this
know?
guy's got a taffy factory behind him stretching shit for his content, and he's gonna tell you that your content is the stretch. It's like, wow. God damn, dude.
Oh, man.
It's a stretch. A lot of people have been uploading videos to YouTube claiming that this is just a hoax for exposure.
Whatever the
Not
case,
high enough for
Rich
this,
on his
man.
Facebook was firing back.
I don't have the-
claiming
I
that
don't
the
have
trolls
enough
that went
weed
after him will be made an example
on me
it's
right
like how
now
cringe to say.
to
made an example of. No,
get me to fucking be able to endure
What are
this.
you gonna do?
It's
You're anonymous trolls on the internet. How are you gonna make an example of them? The FBI will not mobilize a strike force to take down your trolls, Rich. They're
I
not
stroke
coming. They're
out,
not
just
kicking the windows in dramatically
call
like
911 for me,
actually
guys.
would be. Like, you have no power here.
Let's take
You have
look
no
at this.
power
How this
here,
shit is
Phil
handled on
says.
The internet has to change, and I'm gonna make that
Guys,
change happen.
they're not gonna comment on that. Phil literally says you have no power here. Phil literally said it. He said it. Phil said you have no power here.
This is exactly what they want to hear.
You
They know I
have
info
no
and are
power
scared,
here.
and they should be.
He literally fucking said it. Oh my god.
These people.
Ah, fucking
Sort of
fly
real-life
man.
consequence for
Fuck you,
them,
fly man.
right? The anonymity
Smell like
of the
shit.
internet will not be a safe haven
It's probably
for
because you eat shit,
harassment.
right?
I, along with others, like, what's he gonna build the coalition of the willing? To defeat
Coalition of the willing?
Well, technically,
Like a Congo line of wheelchairs?
With Shadow's government.
Like a
and with
Congo
those
line
guys,
of wheelchairs,
yeah,
Phil?
he started working with people
Coalition
who
of
are,
the dented?
like, doctors and hackers or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll see right here too. I think.
How this shit is handled on the internet has to be changed. And I'm gonna make that change happen. They know I have info and are scared, and they should be. The anonymity of the internet should not be a safe haven for harassment. Unquote. Those seeking Rich's demise were confident,
just like Phil,
enough so
man.
that they came forward claiming that they were the ones that sent the threat.
We have a Lizard Squad here today, and we also have
The Lizard Squad. You guys
Review
remember
on
those guys? The
How
Lizard
does
Squad.
Team or Review Tech know this is actually Lizard Squad? Like, it's the actual hackers who shut things down on Christmas Day. They have no idea. They're just true.
How many people who have had Keemstar as like the referee in these online quarrels, debates,
Right,
ever
yeah.
had a good outcome? Honestly, have you ever seen like
That's fair,
the happy
Mindhive.
ending from that? No, all it does is creates more drama and more problems for you.
If
when you
Rich
get
could have
into
just
kind of
stayed to
arena,
being a
you know?
basic
So
bitch
this is the worst
drama
possible
YouTuber,
thing you could ever do. Is I want to bring this drama now.
he would have been
to a public
fine.
Forum of another YouTuber,
But he decided
dude, all
to
you're
veer
doing is
into
you're airing all the dirty
lolcows and then
laundry
pick
out.
fights
Everyone's
with
gonna know about you,
detractors,
you're not
and
associated with
detractors
drama.
drove
You're
him
just gonna make it
crazy.
worse for yourself. This is the
That's what
worst
happened.
possible choice you could
Detractors drove him
But
off
think
the
about it
fucking
for just
cliff.
2 seconds.
He wasn't able to deal with
This was
trolls
the
and
actual
detractors. He
Lizard
just wasn't able
Squad,
to
and
deal
they're
at all.
These master hackers that could really ruin your life. Why would you directly engage with and battle them?
That's true. Exactly.
So either they're not actually in which case the conversation is pointless, or they are, in which case the conversation is dangerous for you and not good.
That's an undisputable fact. Not a
USA. Why did you guys make the death threat? Why did you get him kicked from this event? Don't you think that's going too far?
No, it wasn't going too far. It was actually our associate Daryl Boot who called up
Daryl
too many
Boot.
games and told them basically what would happen if he attended the event.
Whether it was from the infamous hacking group, Lizard Squad, Review Held USA, or any other of Rich's trolls, his harassment only
But I
escalated
mean,
as more
here's the
users
thing.
come
Here's
out
the thing,
back
and
in
hear me
what
out,
Rich
Nada.
continued to address.
People
Little
eat
did they
lobster,
know, Rich
right?
was more than willing to sink to their level.
Okay, so the sponsor that
People
came up
like
to me,
lobster. And what is lobster? Lobster is the cockroach of the sea. So that's the cycle of lolcows. There's lolcows and smaller lolcows that make money, that are milked, quote unquote. They're taken advantage of by the bigger lolcows. So Keem is the bigger lolcow, take advantage of the small ones, but in this case it's DSP, so he's so huge that Keem is just taking little chunks.
Or something like that.
Yeah, he had
Right, but he's getting
37
really
separate
fat from the little
convictions.
chunks
Phil's
he's eating
gonna
off
learn
of
this
Phil.
for the first time, but
I think we told him before, but yeah.
It's I saw most of it, Mindhive, and
These
it's
guys work with
there's nothing new.
forensics, online
You're not gonna learn
psychological
anything from
profiling,
this.
and the one I'm going to be talking
All you're
about
gonna learn
most
is that
a cyber
Rich was a
criminal
dick, and we all knew
calls
this.
it my most important sponsor ever.
Like we all knew this.
That
He doesn't even cover
Right.
the fights with the detractors. Like he covers really basic stuff, but he doesn't cover the actual battle with Snort Hogan.
Battle not with monsters, lest thou become a monster.
Yeah.
And if thou art to gaze into the abyss gazes.
Well, exactly,
into thou
Nada.
also.
He is the
Fire with fire,
lobster,
everyone gets
right?
burned.
Yeah. And
He is
had
the
his
giant fat
people
lobster that's
sign
like
up to this guy's website
way bigger
with
than
their
he should be, but
information.
he's still there. He's still
investigation.
clicking away. Wait, didn't I do this already?
White hat hacker. These are deemed ethical
Thought I
hackers
did this
who
already.
try to expose security vulnerabilities for the companies or individuals
Obviously
they serve
not.
or do contracts with. As much as anonymity is valued in this space, Todd Nicely, the person behind Shadow's government, wasn't so anonymous.
Todd Knisley was arrested after impersonating a doctor at Somerset Community Hospital. But he says there's more to the story. Todd was a patient when he wondered just how secure the hospital is, both physically and technically. He runs an online conglomerate of computer hackers from all over the world called Shadows.
As it was quickly found out, Knisley also had several criminal convictions, mostly related to drug possession and driving, whether it be under the influence or with a revoked license. Rich had promoted a convicted criminal for reasons that soon became apparent when Shadows sent out a bounty. Quote, Shadows putting out a bounty on their heads.
Man, I need to be drunk for this.
Whoa. Putting a bounty on the heads of people that are making fun of him. Wow.
And by the way, ironically, it's $200.
What are the odds? What really happened here? Is Rich so angry that people are trolling him on the internet that he doesn't care that this guy is a criminal? Or was he actually too ignorant and stupid to look into his past before he agrees to this investigation? Right? Either one's equally bad, but I'm just curious what actually happened.
I think it's both. I think he was so mad and
Do you think
so
it's both, though?
that he never even looked into this guy's background.
Though?
He just wanted somebody that could deliver him these doxes, hold the trolls accountable, and that he could punish them because it's his big crusade, right? And he didn't care who he brought in to do that sort of thing. He had to know it was wrong deep down, because he wouldn't want that done to his parents or himself or his friends or his family in any way, but he had no problem doing it to others.
And again, he's doing it in public. He's not even doing this behind the scenes secretly. He's professing this to the internet that he's doing it. Like, how did you think it was going to go? Everyone's gonna love you for doing this?
Wait, so one is way worse than the other?
This is going to get public. Everyone's gonna know who you're associated to.
So cool, man.
If you're gonna do it, do that shit privately, dude, obviously. Take it from Phil.
Or this, this guy defeating the cyber bullies, right? And then everybody would give him all this credit for it, but that's not how this works.
I think it's at the end of August.
You're unhinged.
Right.
You're paying people to do dirty deeds for you that aren't right.
Right.
Easy money. Announcement. $200 for docs on the following. Big Cheese Crusaders bullshit group. They usually go by Review Hell USA, Review Mussolini, or Review something or other. Unquote. While this is hard to verify with complete certainty as it only exists through screenshots and videos, there is other information that has yet to be wiped, like this Facebook.
By the way, your big hacker, his way of hacking people is going, if anyone has any info, could you send it to me? Like, what a shitty hacker.
The real circus over there. But look at this. Here he is thanking these guys for helping him find the docs.
Here it comes. This is what Joon called out.
Will be found on Rich's Facebook. Quote, I would like to thank Anonymous, our Predator, and Shadow's government
Mesmer
for
here? I
helping
forget
me
where
correctly
Mesmer is.
identify and locate Redacted, aka Review Hell USA. Excellent work, and I can't express my gratitude enough.
I actually want to point something out there that I didn't notice at the end of this. He goes, let's do it more important things like keeping the web safe and getting rid of online sexual predators. The implication there is that this guy is a pedophile, isn't it? He's basically pedo-jacketing this guy who's doxed.
Yeah.
By in the same breath mentioning sexual predators online. Like, this guy has nothing to do with that. There's no evidence of that.
Right.
Who, Rich?
Yeah, well, I think Predator.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
hunts, like pedophiles, right?
I don't think
that-
Rich is a pedophile.
I think we watched a video on this whole situation, right?
Does anybody
Predator,
think Rich is actually
like,
a pedophile?
He paused his
What?
pedo hunting to help review tech fund the trolls.
It almost seems like a lame justification. Like, in this case, it was extreme for me to get rid of my trolls like this, but don't worry, because now we're going
Again,
after
it's about
predators, so now
him.
you can battle. It's all good now,
There's
right?
the justification,
Yeah,
right?
He's trying to justify his action, but saying, "Oh, his isn't justified."
I forgot about it.
You literally
I
just
swear.
fucking did that just now.
Yeah, you
Like,
This
swearing
fucking
on
pig,
your
man.
son.
It's disgusting,
Like,
pig.
that's low, man.
And this
Because
isn't low.
obviously,
Sucking Philbert
you're
off
right
isn't
when
low,
you say that.
bro. This
And
is
so you're
this is the low
involving bad
point,
things
lowest point of
that
your
happen to
fucking
your
career
children.
right now.
It's just a nasty thing, I think, to do.
This is your
Well,
lowest
obviously
point.
He knew. You don't forget that you're working with Predator and No, so you're.
Are you gonna forget that you're working with Darksyde Phil?
That you're lying, so it's ridiculous.
But I would even mention that in that Twitch video.
Are you gonna remember?
There was a guy on YouTube who
5 years down the road, when you can't sleep, you're sweating, and you're like, oh.
To the point that I had to.
Remembering all the shitty things you did.
Details.
Those
basically they threw their hands up.
Those warm summer nights, 2024. Talking to Phil.
Said, which ended up being him. That I have that guy's information. Maybe this will put a stop to him. So I was like, okay. I mean, I kind of thought it was bullshit, but I'm like, all right, I'll put it out there.
Archive is Rich posting the paste bin of review.
So there he is, posting the guy's full name.
Wow.
There's the paste bin.
You Hell USA. Quote, someone sent me a possible dox of the psycho that has been relentless on me. I didn't ask for it, and I strongly question its legitimacy.
He didn't ask for it, but we just saw him asking for it.
Well, and also, you don't even know if it's the real dox, so you might be doxing some random person who's not even involved in the situation.
Well, here it is.
Isn't that the worst part of it all, though? Imagine if this was some just random guy that you've now smeared as being this insane. And then what happens if people like SWAT him or start going after him or his family thinking, oh, well, he deserves it. He's been doing all this evil stuff. And it's just some average Joe Blow. So Rich's defense, oh, I didn't know if it was real or not. You should probably be pretty sure if you're going to put out info on somebody or not, right?
That's right. It's a classic case of a content creator not taking the power that they have.
Oh my god.
On the internet responsibly.
I
just
think
throwing it out there.
Chips here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're not only are you essentially doing completely immoral, likely illegal things, you're also putting other people's lives and livelihoods at risk, and you don't even know if the person you're doxing is the right person. I mean, that's like you did $1,000 bet on a hand of blackjack, and you just felt like doubling down for no reason, and then you just bust. So I'm gonna go with a nice 1/3 of the stack of green chips is being taken away from Rich right now. 1/3 of the stack bursting with flavor.
Out.
He's less than halfway up, gone now. So,
damn.
But what the hell? I'm tired of this prick. Unquote.
I never doxed anybody. That was the funny thing. I never looked up anyone's information.
By the way, the fact that he has beds in there means not only did he like stop painting, but it's like
Messmer first try.
Unpainted forever. You put your bed back in an unpainted room?
No, but he swears on his son's life, and then he tells these lies that are easily disproved. He never looked into somebody's dogs.
Right. He doesn't even know what doxing means. Doxing is not the act of looking up the information. It's when you put it public and you put that person at risk. You're the one who posted the information publicly and put the person at risk. You did dox them. That was you, not the person who looked it up. You, Rich.
Wait, it's also 2 shades of red. Dark red and light red. It's not even the same red.
Thing to get anybody's information, that was just handed. That is all it was. I personally did not get anyone's information.
Why does he have to be scratching his leg the entire time? Is he doing something else down there or what?
Yeah.
You know what's going on there.
Well, you know what they will say is that that's a nervous tick. That's a sign that he's responding. He's telling a lie, and this is his tell on that when he's telling a lie is he has something nervous going on down there. That's exactly
good
what
point. Really good point.
I'm gonna roll one before
Rich
we go
seems
fight
confused
Messmer
on
here.
what doxing is. Obtaining information is not doxing. Releasing it is doxing. The severity varies on the intent and widespread of the information.
Thank you, Joon.
Contrary to popular belief, doxing can be a crime. In the US, it is classified as cyberstalking and is exactly what Rich was doing. Specifically, posting information or spreading rumors about the victim on the internet or hiring private investigators. After Rich committed this crime, due to the reaction, he took it down, as explained in this Facebook comment. Quote, "Don't get it, people were freaking out. I wasn't threatening the person in the docs, and I wasn't the one who compiled it. But due to the reaction, I took it down.
So
I really just wanted to see if anyone..."
He didn't take it down because he realized it was wrong. He didn't take it down because he realized it could be harmful to others. He took it down because he was upset about the reaction he got online.
Exactly. Yep.
That's all he cares about. He has no integrity. He has no morals. This is not a person of character. And by the way, I have watched Rich's reaction to this documentary. It's how I watched it. And the entire time, he, instead of actually like admitting wrongdoing, he always tries to come up with some justification as to why it's okay. And at the same time, he also, after people call him out on that reason is bullshit, he then completely lays down and rolls over and begs for mercy. And it's like, buddy, can you just be accountable? Can you just be an adult? But that's how he gets away with it for so long.
Sorry, chat wanted.
Yeah, I'm muting
Chat
on and
wanted
off.
to listen.
That'll,
Alright.
but
One knew anything. Unquote. Now, late 2015.
I'm just waiting for him to
it turned out
actually
that the Big
say
Cheese
something.
Hold on.
Crusaders were not only
Yep.
I got a few tips. I was gonna hold off to do them all together, but
Sure.
I just received a $300
I've just received
tip.
$300.
We gotta shout that one out. For an anonymous tipper, The Return of the King. Your collab with the casino is great content. Be well, King. And
Oh, I
it's
see.
hello to Ashton and Andy tonight. There you go.
That's
Oh, I see.
so wonderful, Phil. A $300 tip. Now, can we get a $400 tip
Wow.
for Phil? Can we top that again?
Holy.
By the way, I want to say Blanket Stain did a $50.01 tip. It says, "This is my apology for accidentally leaving the dollar off of that $99.99 super chat earlier tonight." So thank you to
He
Blanket
knows.
Stain there. And then a
Good
$20 tip from an anonymous tipper. So thank you guys so much for all this insane amount of support tonight. Really, really
Big
appreciate
support
it. Thank
to
you.
Phil, the
It's
Thank
king.
you.
insane amount of support. It should be
Thank
like
you.
this every day. It should be double what we've seen
Yes.
already. Unbelievable, guys.
And this
you
is
guys
fun
have been
too, by the way.
binging.
That's OIC.
I'm not-
That's
I'm having
OIC,
a
guys.
blast
That's
doing
OIC.
It's pretty fun. This is like it's awesome. Chat's enjoying it too. So, hell yeah.
targeting Rich, but also Big Cheese himself. For that reason, Rich uploaded a video with Big Cheese in an attempt to quell the unrest.
And while I was streaming, you know, the BC Crusaders, that's what they call themselves. How the hell you crusading me? But they call themselves the BC Crusaders. They spammed DDoS my Twitch page, a bunch of followers with my home phone number, saying that my wife's a whore, and then my mom has cancer, and then says I have your mailing address and stuff like that.
I don't know
So
what the count
it's
is,
been-
Mine Hive,
it's
but
been pretty
I'm
much
pretty sure
the
it's
cyber
got to be
harassment,
close to 2K by now. If not
cyber
2K,
towards
it's
me.
close to 2K.
What happened with Big Cheese and me, there was a business deal we had. It went
So,
sour.
by the way,
but we
Bud, I just want to point out the collateral damage because of Rich's stupidity. Because Rich didn't pay this guy and screwed him over in that way, and then Rich
That is a
handling the
whole cat
trolling
right there,
in such
Nada.
a bad way, these guys then started messing with him,
Yep.
Big Cheese, who was completely innocent. Does Dickers feel bad about that? No, probably not.
Right. Again, he's not he doesn't understand the power he has as a content creator with a following. He does bad things, and not only does it affect him negatively, but it affects everyone around him in the sphere of anyone who's been associated with him, and he doesn't have any self-awareness that this is going to happen. It's
You think
terrible.
he's gonna spend that on a dishwasher, Mine Hive?
Watched it within, what would you say, 24 hours of it happening?
All this for 200
You know exactly
bucks?
where that moment.
Like, right?
You know exactly where
Someone
that
in chat said
money's
that.
going.
$200.
Pretty much.
Oh, and by the way, for all these instances, right, that he messed up on, have you noticed people have to hound him for like months before he's like, fine. It's like you hear it for like a day, you go, okay. No, it's 2 weeks. No, I
Yeah, you
don't
need
know.
2 whole computers, not a
And
2
if we
gaming
can move on
computers.
from it. There's no reason for it to keep continuing, and I hope maybe if people realize, oh wow, Rich and Big Cheese have moved on from this, you know, maybe it isn't as big of a deal as people are trying to make it out to be.
The top comments were criticizing Rich for bringing up the trolls once more.
Exactly.
Quote, "No, why did you bring it up? The trolls were returned. And you just restarted the cycle, Rich. Rich, this was a bad
And
idea."
this is the thing with Rich. He talks about like the Phil cycle or the Boogie cycle or the Wings cycle, but he completely ignores the fact he has a cycle as well, where he keeps feeding into it and getting these negative reactions over and over and over again, and he takes no responsibility for it whatsoever.
That's over the years. I will openly fess up and admit I don't want to be a hypocrite here. I have taken troll bait. I have done.
Doesn't want to be a hypocrite.
The difference is, I didn't then go out of my way to literally criticize everyone else who does it. I made the mistake. I changed for the better. I move on. But I'm not going to sit here and say, wow, you look at Rich who does it all the time. Look at Boogie who does it all the time. The only reason I'm doing this here tonight is because this motherfucker has done this for 10 years. He's talked shit about me. 10 fucking years. And I held my tongue. So now it's time for my chance to finally vent on this guy. So now he gets it.
He's venting? Is this Phil venting right now?
Hell yeah, man.
Doesn't sound like him venting.
It's difficult to state what effect this video had on the Big Cheese Crusaders. What is known is that at this point...
Wait, has he been watching your... has he been streaming for 10 years watching you? I swear I never even saw that before. But...
Streaming, no, but making videos about me, about a decade. Yeah,
all
about
the
a decade
time.
of negative
Anytime
coverage.
Phil had any sort of controversy or anything, he would be the first one to try and make a buck off of it.
Yeah.
Those that were left in the movement were members that truly despised Rich. And as such, they continued to document Rich under a critical lens, seeking to spread word of his transgressions, the newest of which came from a Final Fantasy XIV review.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Rich of ReviewTech USA, and this is going to be a very interesting video. Square Enix came up to me and asked me to play Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. I suggest you give this game a chance. I think
he's level 1.
I know. He just started.
I love this game. It's the best game. You're level 1.
He's on level 1.
So Phil, I think, will have a really good insight on this particular portion.
Okay.
Because this, I think, really is shady from Rich, and it really goes to show he has no credibility at all. All right, let's go.
I didn't even realize he's level 1 in the video.
Really enjoy it. So huge shout out to Square Enix for giving me an opportunity to play this game, and I think they have something awesome on their hands, and now I can see why this game has been praised by so many people.
Rich in the video praised the game, but it was only in the description.
You want to know how I know?
That he stated he was sponsored by Square Enix.
There's only about an hour left.
That in itself wasn't the entire reason this review was somewhat controversial. It was Rich's prior, unpaid statements about the game.
And they try too hard to be different, and the outcome is games like Final Fantasy XIII, Final Fantasy XIV, and the other garbage they come out with. They're trying to figure out.
So not only did he not even play it because he was still on the first level of the character he was playing as, but he's also hating on it, but now it's all of a sudden, oh, it's the greatest game ever made. Okay.
What it is. Maybe because they've made a bunch of crappy Final Fantasy games that no one cares about. But beyond the screw-ups they're making, let's talk about all these companies, you know, because they're losing money making AAA games because they either try to rehash the same
I would pay $5,000 to have one swing
or,
at Phil.
you know, they try to make a half-assed game with multiplayer and hope it
Just
sells
one
10 million
swing.
units and it doesn't.
Maybe an
These
elbow.
were likely throwaway lines to emphasize the dislike of Square Enix and the years the videos were created. And being that Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO and changes year per year, Rich could have naturally changed his opinion as the game improved. Though the clips next to each other and the lack of disclosure inside the actual video made for more reason for trolls to dislike Rich, and closed out 2015. 2016 started off just as poorly for Rich. In January, he polled his Twitter audience asking them if he should be Patreon.
Like, what a grifter. What a shameless scumbag. You know, Phil doesn't take, sponsorships like that from game companies or free copies anymore because it leads to implications of impropriety like that. And it's obvious that that's what happened. When Rich wasn't being paid, it was a piece of garbage. As soon as his pockets got lined, what a great MMO, everybody. I can't believe it. I thought these games were bad, but now I've magically learned to love them.
Well, as we know, Rich is a well-renowned MMO player who covers all of these games constantly and has a big wealth of information about them and totally didn't only play the game because he got paid.
Yeah. I bet you he's never even beat like an FF in his life, by the way.
That's insane, man.
No one by a decent margin.
But imagine if you're right, my knife. Imagine if it's like 3 streams from now.
Like
they basically get Phil like $10,000 just to try to trap him, and he just bails. As soon as he realizes that it's a trap, he's like, "Oh, I see what's going on. Thanks for fucking me over, guys. Fuck you," and then he hangs up. That's what's gonna happen.
Immediately responded and assumed it was
or
him
he just goes and then
two
hangs
then
up the
argued
call and
about the
then
ethics of
cries on his
donations
own stream.
before the conversation died down.
We
That's when
want
Keemstar
like he's
told
not going to
Rich
sit there
he
and
was
take it.
making a
He's not
general
going to.
statement that was not specifically targeting him. From here, Rich apologized 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This apology lasted about an hour. Quote, LMAO. Okay, apology taken back. At Keemstar, really, dude? I'm done after this, but wow. Unquote. Rich was not done after this, as below was a video calling Keemstar out for having a donate button on his stream page, as Rich was equating that to having a Patreon. The only person that could benefit from this nebulous argument was Keemstar, but Rich was too arrogant to see how this back and forth, his flip-flopping from apologizing to then taking the apology back.
They're sucking him off. This
You
is
know,
disgusting.
And he could have learned this lesson. He did the same thing with Jay, like the flip-flopping, the apology, then he's upset again, apology, upset again. And in an ironic twist, in the same circumstance, got used by Keemstar again, years later. Keemstar and Lolcow Live were the ones that made all the money on that
Bill is
show
enjoying himself,
when Rich
so
came on and assassinated
his
Jay's
tits are
character.
engorged.
So
And these two
Dickers just
bozos are
learns
milking.
nothing over
They're
the
just
years.
pulling
It
on the
hasn't
nipples,
grown at all.
laughing as the
I have
the
no ill
gouty
will
milk
against Keemstar.
squirts
This
out.
isn't going to turn into some stupid thing.
This turned into a massive back
Wait,
and
what? So he like takes it back again?
forth between Rich and Keemstar and eventually escalated into a debate.
Right? He's like, look at Keemstar, I take my apology back. Well, first of all, you apologized because you thought I was talking about you, okay? That's why you apologized, all right? But then you took my apology back.
Oh yeah, they
because
could
you
they could
found that I
laugh
have
at his wife right
a
now.
donate button
Would
on my
matter.
stream.
He made
Rich, look,
over
you
$2,000
said
bucks.
just a little while ago that you're not going to be making a Patreon.
He doesn't care.
Yeah,
Are you 100% you're not going to be making a Patreon?
pretty much, yes.
All right. Well, there it
Pretty
is.
much.
He's not
See,
making a
that's-
Patreon.
That's
so
all Keem wanted. That's all Keem wanted was to stop him from being able to make money. And he succeeded. Rich played himself trying to get some sort of moral high ground about donations while taking donations. Just silly. And played himself out of thousands of dollars a month.
Keem is good at doing this. He creates a win-win situation for himself. Either Rich says, I will never do a Patreon, so now, haha, it's a guy I don't like, he's not going to make money. Or if Rich ever goes back on that and makes a Patreon, now I got drama videos to make about this two-faced liar. So he does this constantly, and people fall for it every effing time. Do not have any association with this man. He's
Probably
always going to
mine
turn it into something to benefit him.
Till people start digging into their past and they're like, holy
situation,
fuck,
you
these
lied
guys are
3
messed up.
times.
Why not just be like, how about fuck you, Keem? I'll make a Patreon if I want. And then just like hang up. Like, but he has to always react and everyone has to like me. Right?
Yep. Already went over this 100 times.
But he pleases
and you know
nobody.
what? Now I've backed you in a corner and you're not making a Patreon, so I'll take it as a win.
Dude, don't even
Anyone
try.
else?
Make it as a win.
Take it as a win. There it is. Ring it up. Keemstar dub.
Keemstar dub.
Say whatever the fuck they want. I'll take it as a win.
Yeah, of course you're going to take it as a win. You're like making these things and putting them in there to make it as a win. The bottom line is
this.
this.
You're not making a Patreon.
Semantics aside, throughout the debate,
Yeah,
it
but
was
they won't
Keemstar's
admit it.
goal to bar Rich
So
from
if
making
they
a
are, they won't
Patreon,
admit it,
in
and that's
which he
what's annoying.
succeeded, lest he go back on his word. And if this happened in February instead of January 2016, Keemstar would have had more ammunition to use. Not because of the Patreon, but because of these 2 tweets. Quote, I think it's time I released at the RTU Critics personal info. What do you guys think? Let's have some fun. At the RTU Critic, I'll make sure to add that pic of your kid to the docs too.
So, thoughts, Phil?
They're acting surprised.
Pictures of this guy.
They watched this already.
I don't even know how
They
to react
admitted to
that.
watching it already.
It's like, now you've gone out of the realm of, you know,
Whoa.
fair, you know, okay, fight
Like,
fire with fire. Now
first
you're
of all, they
literally
knew.
bringing
Second
in
of all,
family members.
not new.
That's, I don't even know. Oh, by the way, I forgot to. I forgot
That's
to
a
remove
big
a nice
chunk. Yeah,
stack of
that's
chips
a big
That's
chunk
a
of good
for the
stuff.
Keemstar. This no. This is for the Keemstar portion.
Whoa.
That's for the Keemstar portion. And now when you're bringing someone's family into a fight like that, now you lose another stack of chips right there. Okay, so that's the double.
It's not just a family member. It's not. It's somebody's son or daughter. It's their child. It's somebody who's underage. It's somebody who's innocent. Say what you will about this troll. Maybe he had it coming. Maybe he was a bad guy. Maybe he wasn't. But not only are you going to reveal his information, but then you're threatening his child. It's about as low down and scummy as it can possibly get. But he still thinks he has a moral high ground over you, Phil. He thinks he has a moral high ground over everybody. He's just
not like Phil Burnell. No way am I like Phil Burnell. You're right. We're watching this. You're way fucking worse than Phil Burnell, Rich.
Yeah. But he tries to paint himself as this normal, everyday, average guy. How many normal, everyday, average people threaten to dox someone's kid online?
Oh, it's all the time, right? Daily. Everyone's on.
There are platforms, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, right? That's totally normal.
Publicly, too.
Not
like,
unhinged at all.
Let's have some fun. He calls that fun, by the way, at the end of this week.
Mind you, let's point out also on this. Rich constantly talks about how he has kids, and so therefore he can't be trolled, and you can't go after his business because he has kids. Didn't stop him going after this guy's kid. So when he tries to claim that moral
here's the thing.
about his daughter,
Here's where I will
that,
never
just
be
realize it's
a dented
facade. Just realize
detractor.
it's totally performative, and he has
I
no
don't
integrity as a
believe in dog eat dog in terms of detractors. If you're a detractor, you're a detractor. That's fine. I'm not gonna make a hit piece on you.
This is crazy. Stop.
Just because. Rich may deserve it, but Rich is also not a true detractor. He's always been an asshole.
when he was at the gym.
So,
though after it came out that Shadow's government,
this whole thing where you have some detractors fighting other detractor channels in general over these guys.
Burning down everything around him with his actions and doesn't have any self-awareness that he's doing it.
Just don't do it. Just recognize the shit show for what it is, and just move on.
An eye for an eye leaves the whole world.
That's right.
Being at the gym is the biggest lie.
Had a criminal history, Rich cut ties with Shadow, and tried to
summon people or
These
something.
tweets were soon deleted, though they are still what's going on the reACKting alongside the remnants of the RTU critics' campaign against Rich. There were also videos that fans of Rich made combating the RTU critic. This fan made a rap song celebrating the dogs of the RTU critic.
Yeah.
You can't run. You can't hide.
I mean, if you deserve it, that's fine. But if you're a shitty-ass person, chances are you were never a real detractor to begin with. Because every detractor that I have spoken to, every real detractor, they're all good people. And it's not a generalization. It's a fact that, in my experience, out of like the 30 that I've interacted with, 30 have been cool, chill people. So, in my opinion, my fact, my object reality is that detractors seem to be more level-headed. And it makes sense, because we recognize the stupidity in Phil, so the last thing you want to do is be a fucking hypocrite. God, especially dealing with Phil.
Together. Clear by the catalog of videos, Sierra was not a very sane person, as it is not
he's
typical
like a,
for someone to upload this many videos about the police
what are those
or
called?
just McDonald's employees harassing them.
Wild dogs?
Regardless, Sierra did get some notoriety from those looking
They're
into
like
Rich's
now
most
their own
dedicated
breed
opposition.
of
Now, this
dog
person
in
that
Africa.
he is adding in this tweet is not exactly as subtle about the threats he makes. I'm in Ireland. You can't catch
nuts.
me. Rich's personal life will be targeted until he
fucking
quits.
dingo.
I don't care what the fuck you think about me. I want that man dead in a bog.
Rich's outbursts continue to encourage his trolls. In this live stream, he called one the F word.
Dude, I really, like, I don't care, man.
Oh, by the F word, we're talking about a slur against homosexual people. So just keep in mind, Rich talks about how progressive he is, how his politics are so righteous, he's so clean. But here he is using a derogatory slur towards the LGBT community.
Oh my God.
And when you couple that with him stalking and humiliating and intimidating a poor trans woman at Walmart, it starts to be a recurring pattern of behavior, not to mention his sexy Coco character, which is a clear gay stereotype, along with, you know, stereotypes about African Americans. It's basically a minstrel show that he's performing.
Okay, let the fat lesbian-looking guy talk to you about how a black guy should be be offended
and how
by this.
enlightened he is. He's actually filthy and dirty on it.
Whoa.
Do you feel
Also, we
offended,
should say
Nada?
This is now 2015. This is not 2009, 2010, early YouTube, where everyone was pushing the envelope with that kind of risque content. This is well into this guy's career. He's successful. He's making money. He still thinks it's acceptable to act like this.
Yeah.
The thing is if I block you, then you say I'm a pussy. You stay here, you annoy the shit out of me. Like, why don't we just meet sometime? You have that much of a problem with
Like,
oh, you're being mean. Let's fight.
I mean, like, there's mean words online. Let's escalate to violence. Do you think the one who's insane? The trolls just getting you know what I mean? Like,
No.
He's a content creator. He's not
Finish him, finish him, kill him. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Kill him. No. Ah, damn.
Online and everyone thinks,
Dude,
oh,
I almost
more
got him first
sympathy,
try.
Maybe more people will like me if I act
I was
like
that
this.
close to
But
killing
he's
Messmer
surrendering
first
the moral
fucking try.
high ground when he goes to threatening violence and using slurs.
I'm just gonna go get a drink.
Yep.
Let's meet somewhere and we could.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
quote-unquote
I'll be right back,
discuss it.
guys.
If you got that much of a problem, dude, I'm more than willing to meet. You name a place, I'll meet you there.
What a stupid thing, because they could just name any given place and not show up and then waste his time.
Yep.
Like, imagine thinking some anonymous person is actually going to meet you where they say they're going to meet you. And by the way, you don't know this person from... They really could be some crazed stalker that shows up with a gun and kills you. Then
Don't
what?
challenge. Don't ever challenge people. I bet you can't do this. I bet you won't do this. Well, they will.
Yep.
You know, like, buddy, settle down.
And we could have a discussion.
Oh.
We could discuss anything you want. I will meet you. I will put a fucking flag on my car saying I'm rich, and we can meet there. I don't know, man, but you seem that you are such a fucking loser that you come on here all the fucking time, and it's annoying. And if I block you, you get...
I mean, that's him, by the way, threatening violence against a member of a protected community, of a protected class, a member of the LGBT community, according to him. He's using a slur against and threatening violence. Very shameful behavior.
Yeah.
Get pissed. If I unblock you, you annoy the shit out of me.
This was the pinnacle of controversy for Rich at the time. His strategy of doxing his worst trolls and publicly making amends with Big Cheese seemingly worked in his favor. The worst that was happening to him was when he ate all that a Wall Street Journal article fed him about PewDiePie. An article that was filled with false information decrying PewDiePie as anti-Semitic. Rich quickly took this video down and issued an apology.
So he's fine with it, like, you know, threatening and saying the, you know, like you know, slurs and stuff, and doing whatever the hell he wants.
When he says slurs, it was a different time.
Yeah.
I'm a changed man. When somebody else says slurs, Nazi, cancel them, take away their livelihood, smear their name.
The same year, I think, or the year after. Yeah, it was like the same year, 2015. It's not even like, oh, like different time, 2010 or whatever.
Again, another example of Dickers getting to double dip with his apology. He gets to make clickbait ad revenue off the first video, which is wildly inaccurate.
Exactly,
and then when
my
he gets corrected, he's allowed
The
to
dents
make
loose,
money again,
ultimately.
issuing the correction and apology.
And really, when you think about it, we're trying to save them.
I've seen the clip.
Like,
and I do,
unironically, we're trying to save them. Because if you have to shame them into being smarter, I'm all for that. I'm all for shaming people into not being morons. Because honestly, when I was a kid, that's how I learned. You were shamed when you did something wrong, right? You fucking learn to not do it again. That's how it works when you're a child. These people are basically dented children.
Talk out of his ass. Who cares if it's right or wrong? I'll just make the correction later. Double profit.
Exactly.
In Rich's apology, he still got important information about PewDiePie and Wreck. Find foreign as his opposite form was clearly not of proportion. But for this to be Rich's most controversial video for at least a year was an improvement. Though all good things.
But Rich in his version tried to say the obvious like that, but it is actually.
Yes, she did gain like about 200 pounds.
I have a hat that's a parody of M. Bison's hat from Street Fighter.
Okay, yeah.
I literally put it on when I play with M. Bison playing Street Fighter. Yet people still say dumb shit like it's a Nazi hat.
It is a Nazi hat.
It's a generic hat. There's no SS on it.
It's a Nazi hat. It's literally used by the Nazi regime. The only difference is that it's got a slightly different color, and it's got the SS.
It can easily be communist coded. It can be North Korean
Sure.
right?
Sure. Right.
It doesn't necessarily, like lots of dictators wear caps like that.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's Nazi coded, but whatever.
Himself with more problems, some of his own creation, others falsified.
Dude,
it's
literally a
So let me
dictator
get this
hat.
straight. Rich cries when he gets doxxed, but likes it when it happens to other people.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
And he's given out the state that I live in.
At least try to come after me for something I can't instantly debunk.
He also gives out my last name.
Review Tech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
On November 1st, 2017, Rich finally committed and announced he was making a Patreon. With the apocalypse cutting into his revenue, and with his videos full of colorful language and unsavory subject matter, this is what he offered to remain uncensored. While there could have been issues with trolls pointing out him going back on his word and creating a Patreon, as long as Rich did not address it, no one would care. For the next couple of months,
But he's gotta say something.
Oh boy.
God,
you know he can't resist. You know he can't resist.
would subscribe to Rich's Patreon, as he would thank them for its success. Once it passed over $1,000 a month and remained there for a period, Rich made a promise for patron-only streams, but failed to give any details within a timely manner. Then Rich on a live stream stated this.
With the stream guys, in terms of doing like an exclusive stream for patrons, I don't know if I put that on there. I don't know if I want to do that.
My God, he looked fat there.
Like
Look, is this new?
I just feel like I'm being unfair to the
No,
rest
this
of
is
my
old.
subscribers.
Holy shit! Look how fat he was.
Do it.
Dude, he lost weight, man. Look how fat he was. Look at him.
I offer a Patreon.
He's the size of Wings of Redemption there. Look.
Any benefits to the people that are actually paying you and allowing you to make your content, right? Like,
you've promised already.
I understand the
insane.
argument. All right, a lot of people over the years have said to me, "Would you ever make subscription-based content behind a paywall?" And I'm like, I could do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing it. I just prefer having everything public. Everyone has an equal chance to watch my content. If you like the content enough, then please come out and support it, right? It's supposed to be a willing thing. So
It's supposed to be a willing thing.
But then why are you opening to Patreon then? Like, what are you doing with it? Because that's the whole point, is that you're supposed to take that money to finance special projects, maybe equipment. Like, so what is he going to do with these money if he's not going to do the exclusive content?
What's he gonna do with these money?
He's just flip-flopping back and
Huh?
forth, back and forth. And the thing is, he never had to offer that in the first place. You see, he never even had to offer the streams or anything. He could have just said, this is basically the equivalent of a tip jar to support my content.
Look at the guy in the bottom. He's like,
That's all he had to say.
he's jonesing.
But he got
When he went to get water, do you know what he did?
more subscriptions to his Patreon. by
That's what he
offering
went to do.
content
He didn't
that
go to
wasn't
get
willing to
water.
deliver
Do you
due to
notice him with his water?
So
Does he have
very
water
cowardly
handy?
and
Did he
very
take a single
self-serving
drink
in a
this whole
number of
fucking time?
ways. It's just the way he does business.
I didn't see him take a drink.
This video was archived and uploaded on a channel that went by
Jonesing,
Anna
look.
Doyle. This is
Look
believed
at him.
to be a sock
Look.
account of Review Hell USA.
Ah.
The video showing
Oh.
the unfulfilled Patreon reward was titled Review Tech USA Undelivered Patreon Reward Promises.
Look how
The
strung
only
out he
reason it
looks,
is
man.
prominent now
Look at
is
that, look.
because Rich addressed it.
Now the video is called Review
Yeah,
Tech
yeah,
USA
maybe he's sniffing
Undelivered
salt, yeah.
Patreon Reward Promise.
Maybe it's copium.
detractors
Maybe
that
he's
had
sniffing
trolls
copium.
that he had any sort of viewership really whatsoever. Like, they would have a
Meerkat?
subscription base of 600, 700, 800, maybe a
Meerkat
couple
literally
thousand
has 1,000+
compared
viewers
to a
every fucking stream. What the actual
million
fuck are you talking
subscriber at
about?
one point Juggernaut Enterprise. When he platforms and addresses this, he signal boosts it to his whole audience.
Yep.
And so people who never would have thought anything of it suddenly go, maybe he is wrong. Maybe he is an idiot. Maybe this is a scam. It's just totally demented behavior, backwards thinking.
Yep.
And generally when this jackass makes videos, I ignore them. I have better things to do. Let them say whatever the hell they
No.
wanna
If anybody
say.
still thinks
But
this
when
is
you
part of
try
a
to make
long
me
game,
seem like I'm being a thief,
there's a problem here. There's a
I gotta
problem.
step in and say something, especially when I have documented
The
evidence proving that I'm not.
a joke isn't worth $10,000, which is the amount of money he's gonna make from this bullshit before they fucking pull the plug on
that
him,
stated he
right?
was committing to Patreon-only streams. But this was in March. ReviewTech introduced the idea in January and failed to deliver any streams for those 2 months. This issue is so small that it is difficult to believe many, if any at all, of Rich's supporters will care about the minutiae of this. Anna Doyle's true goal, as it has always been, was to troll Rich to get a response. And once again, they got what they wanted.
But to everyone out there who's saying that I'm being Panhandler Tech USA and making 8 billion videos about me, I got something for you too. Panhandle this.
This was just the beginning. In April, the 1316 Killer, a creator that had long criticized
That's
Rich,
$5
received
to
this
you
screenshot
out of your
which
pocket
prompted him
for
to make
Phil,
this
and
video.
you're alright with that?
So just to
I'm
let
not.
everybody know, I do not have Twitter, and I
I'm
do
not.
not have Facebook. I actually put that in a skit that I made today, which will be going up. I don't know if I'll post this.
Because
today
what
or
is
tomorrow.
$5 if you make, like, let's say $70, $75K a year? Like, you know, what's the math there? $5 to that. I don't know, it's 0.00.
By denying that he doxed him. For the tweets
0.25%, something like
screenshot
that,
could
or
have been faked by editing the web
0.025%.
page's source code. And as
Maybe not that many
dedicated as
zeros, I don't
those
know.
are in archiving
But,
every misstep, none of them provided an
that's
archived
too
link
much.
to the tweet of Rich
It's
doxing
too much,
the
man.
1316 Killer.
Should be
There
getting
is no
fucking
evidence behind this happening, and being that the
0.00000 of
1316
my money.
Killer
That's
the
how much he should
screenshot
be getting.
This is actually, this is proof this is not
Yeah.
a hit piece.
I don't know.
This is not something
I'm still
that
not
was
alright
made
with it.
to smear Rich.
Right.
This is Joon the
No, I
Kind
know,
doing
I
his
know
own
I know that.
research and coming to the conclusion that
It just
Rich
doesn't feel
wasn't
right, man.
responsible for this.
It's like when you're
So,
subscribed
I
to
don't know how
something,
Rich
a
can
service that
complain
you
about
don't
the rest of it.
use and don't
And
want,
here's the
but you
thing,
just can't cancel it for some
because
reason.
he actively did engage in
That's like the
doxing
same
previously,
feeling.
That's what made that believable. If he hadn't done it before, then you would be like, oh, I don't believe it. But of course, the first thing people are going to say is, this guy's done it already, so now I believe that he did it this time too. He made his own bed for that. Like, it's his own fault.
Listen to this.
There is no proof that the text was unaltered. This is not to say that Rich was completely uninvolved in drama. As tensions were rising between Rich and his most dedicated trolls, mysteriously their videos were disappearing. Like Anna Doyle's, which is when Rich was asked to show his flagging history.
Will you show your YouTube history report like Monday Matt did, because there is rumors you reported Anna Doyle? I'm not showing any reports. I didn't report him, but I'm not showing any reports.
So both of those things
With
were
Rich's
lies.
associate,
Of course.
being
Not
exposed
only
for
would
flagging
he
videos.
show his flag history, but he also did report Anna Doyle, so he's just a total liar. So.
Critical of them, this became the new spearhead against Rich and was utilized by Keemstar in 2018. In an unrelated drama, Keemstar was on creator Andy War's...
He's getting more views now, but it's
There
literally
you
these
are,
Kino
so
Dents,
young
and it's
and
pathetic,
handsome,
man.
huh?
Like, he's gonna get thousands of views per video now for
expressions.
the next few weeks, and it's just...
From you, it's just
gross, man.
stupid fucking opinions.
It is
I don't
gross.
know why you're on the fucking internet anymore. You're dumb, you get everything wrong, you say dumb shit over and over again. I'm so sick of hearing your dumb fucking opinions. You need to get smarter before you come on my fucking platform on YouTube and spread your bullshit. Because I'm sick of it. You're dumb. Get smarter.
Thank you.
In this conversation, Rich was on the back foot, and so he wanted to make peace with Keemstar. Keemstar was willing under one condition.
Okay, I've calmed down. I understand that you want to make peace,
I
and that
am.
you're sorry. Olive branch out there if you show your flag.
No, that's the end of the month.
Rich, now willing to show his flagging history, pulled it up for all to see.
See, he was
There you
so
go.
desperate.
There
I
it
just
is.
want to
About
point
this
out,
vehicle.
he was so desperate to impress Keemstar, to just get a crumb of clout from Keemstar's table, that he was willing to completely humiliate himself, reveal that he had against his stated principles, reveal that he was a liar and that he had lied to his audience who trusted him about this stuff. He was willing to do all of that just to seek Keemstar's approval.
again,
Oh,
every
the irony.
documentary I watched
Oh
as
my
Keemstar
god, the
ended,
irony. It
has
hurts,
anything to do
hurts,
with YouTube.
hurts.
And
I'm
it's
in
like
pain. The
every single
irony. Oh my
interaction with
god.
Keemstar is like, didn't work out in your favor, didn't work out in your favor, didn't work out in your favor. How did you not know that interacting with this man was going to blow up in your face badly? It's like...
It's so funny that you say that, by the way, because it's like, you're right. Every, like, 95% of documentaries, at some point, he makes an appearance. At some point.
And by the way, I just want to point out, there's no chance in hell that Rich will react to this reaction that we've done.
Oh, no.
Because
of course not.
in so many ways, we've just pointed out exactly how holy shit this is, and he has no argument to the contrary. So he can pause the documentary and cope, but he couldn't do anything with this additional commentary we've added, and we won't be seeing a react from him. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
By the way, someone says Keem is the Stan Lee of YouTube drama.
He has a cameo in every one. That's right.
Wait.
Video not available.
There
So
it
yeah,
is. Look
some
at
were
this.
deleted. See when they're
He shows this on my stream. All the flagging.
deleted.
Some were deleted.
I thought-
Those are probably from like
18 there's like 18 different videos that he flagged down, at least. And a lot of them are from Anna Doyle and others. And these are people that their only crime was making fun of him. That's it.
So he self-exposed himself. Why did he think he should do that? Like, what
No,
was the point of
exactly.
that? He knew this was gonna look like
Lol
this.
Cow
Why did he
Live
show it?
gets more views
Well,
and
and
shit
he
than this
stated the
crap
exact
does.
same thing.
Lol
He goes,
Cow
"Nobody
Live.
should show their flagging history.
The
I
shit
won't
with
be showing
fucking
it.
Boogie
It
lying
can
about
only lead to
having
bad
cancer.
things. It
That
can
shit.
only lead to you looking stupid. And then in order to please Keemstar, he just bent over and did it.
By the way, spicy sauce for 20
yeah.
memberships.
Thank you. Thank you, Spicy Sauce. I'm seeing that in the chat.
Oh
Thank you so
Hell
much.
yeah.
The prayer hands and everything.
Okay, guys, one thing, okay? How
Yep.
far are we into this thing? We're more than halfway through.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna finish it tonight. I gotta get out of here around 10:30 p.m. tonight, so we still have
What's
over
that?
an hour to go.
What's
An
that,
hour?
Easter?
He wants to have another.
No, that's Pacific. So I have about an hour 15 left that I can stream tonight. But
Oh, we can do it. We
I
won't
can
pause
power
it much.
through.
We
We
won't
can
pause
power
it much.
through.
How about that?
Yeah, as long as we can get through it. If not,
We won't pause.
I am
as much.
totally willing to extend this, and we can do this. You know.
Yeah, who
at
gives a
ample
shit
time.
about your
This doesn't
fat,
have to be
sick
one
wife?
thing. We could finish this later.
Of course,
We
he's
don't
down
have
to
rush through.
go
We can take our time
overtime
and resume
because,
another night. I'm
of
okay
course,
with that.
of course,
Hell
why
yeah.
not?
Up to
Okay,
you guys.
cool. Yeah, I mean, we could do whatever. Yeah. All right, here we go.
He's down to stay because he's gonna make money, but he's eager to go and spend that money. So.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
Review
Wait, what
tech,
was
who
that? I
is
missed it.
Anna Doyle.
What did he say about me? DSP Gaming? Is that what he said?
I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
Review tech.
What did he
who
say?
is-
I heard my name. What? What?
5 fucking years ago.
Alright, so review tech sexually assaulted.
This is just
someone,
insane. The
DSP
fact that he defended his fucking hair, though. Like that was the
me?
wildest take
I didn't even
I've
know
heard.
he flagged me. What did he flag?
He
What video was that?
unironically says that he has good
blurry,
looking
dude.
hair.
Oh, okay.
Good hair.
Yeah,
Good
I don't-
thick hair.
What the hell video is he flagging on mine? What the hell did I ever say about
Gee, I
him?
wonder
He
why-
said
Yeah,
that
no, it's
Rich
way
is
too
jealous
blurry.
because he's bald,
What the
Flag
shit?
that down.
and Phil isn't bald.
I
And
don't
again,
know.
this is a guy
review-
I literally didn't know anything about. I
Wait.
wanted no association
not.
with him.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe you were just in the title, actually.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll be good
okay.
faith. I'll be good faith here.
Review tech,
Okay.
who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
That is a dude who has put out my personal information. Put out and honestly, I wasn't even though I did flag him once. I
have no
wasn't
idea
even
what's
the one who got his
happening.
channel taken down.
Rich had lied. He did in fact flag Royal, aka Review Hell USA. What's more, with Rich exposed,
he was caught.
Keemstar saw the opportunity to dig the knife in further, insinuating that he only goes after people when they are weak.
And that's
Most of the
true.
shit that I got.
That's true. And that's the only reason I think he truly does go after you so much, Phil, is that it's perceived that you're weak because you're generous. And
Yeah.
you don't
What about the
respond.
fat cat
But
comments?
it's less so that he's perceived as
Are you gonna
weak,
take him
and
back
more
now?
so that he sees a whole community
Or is
of
that just
people
kosher?
that he can easily get to watch
that just
his
kosher
videos
between you
that
guys?
pre-exist, right? So it's an easy target.
That's all right.
It's
You
like,
can talk
there's
about
all
my
these
fat
people
wife. I
who are
don't
gonna
care.
Suck me off for doing this.
Dude.
It's not like he's going out into the world and finding somebody that he has an issue with and calling it out. He's looking for people that it's easy to go after.
Yeah, it's easy to go after Phil because he's a fucking
He would never
retard.
go against what the mainstream opinion is on somebody, because that would be damaging to his business.
You came under, like, in the year 2016 when the whole internet
Oh,
hated
the amount
me,
of gay
and
sex
everybody-
that I'm listening to right now is
And as soon as I
disturbing.
regained, you know, my
I'm just gonna say that.
and now you want to be sorry.
This is as gay as
Though
gay
this
can
did
get,
provide
and
yet another reason for trolls to continue their
I don't
campaign
like it.
against Rich, the internet at large did not care. What helped Rich avoid any of this backlash was his massive success. Shortly after this conversation, Rich had his best month on YouTube ever due to some extremely successful
just like Phil's
videos.
having his best month
This
right
was
now.
Rich's
Phil,
deal.
this
Over the
stream
next couple years,
is
his
the
videos
most
would
funded
dominate
single
anyone
day I
coming
think he's
out
ever
against
had.
him despite his continued missteps.
I could be
From a
wrong,
live stream covering
but I
January
don't think he's
6th
ever
to his
made
dating profile being
over
leaked.
$2,000 in
There
a
was
single
even a
day,
video
right?
theorizing he had gastric bypass surgery due to his
Without it
massive
being
weight
like
loss.
some kind of
All
CAT
of it
scam
regardless because
fundraiser,
his
right?
own videos continue to dominate the search results.
I don't think he's
In
ever made this much
2022,
money.
He even hit 1 million subscribers. It was around this time that he had been using marijuana and had been wanting to significantly lessen his
Uh-oh, he's using marijuana.
Soon. Time to get
Oh, I mean,
stoned, and
okay,
I'm like,
Rich
oh,
can
no.
handle it, but Rich also does
That's not how I
edibles,
wanna
which is
You know what I mean?
much more of a body high.
Like I said, I'll have it sometimes
But,
a year,
but he's
like
a
I
fucking
do
moron,
drinks.
though. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not
Rich is a
like,
moron
"Hey,
to begin
I'm
with.
anti-weed now." Like,
If you know of somebody stupid and you give them weed, it's annoying. It's the worst thing in the
It did a
world.
lot for me.
While Rich had
Because
these
they're
desires
already
and sought
dumb
the
as fuck,
benefits,
and you
like
slow them
possibly
down just a
increasing
little bit
motivation,
more.
Tragedy struck Rich's life, making it more difficult to quit or do anything else for that matter, as
the
this
worst.
happening required his
But it's
entire
just
attention.
crazy when he says that he didn't want to be that guy, and now he's become a guy that's high on every single live stream he's on, and like
I'm high on
massively
every single
high,
live
like,
stream
to a
I'm on.
disturbing degree with these edibles.
What are you talking
where
about?
he's barely able to form coherent sentences.
Okay, well, that's him. That's what I'm
And,
saying.
when he looked back on this footage, he said that he was crazy in the past.
Yeah.
Which is a big time cope and really sad.
Oh, we forgot something. He reviewed his flag history with the world.
Oh, yeah, go
He
take
got
your chips
exposed.
out.
That's some more chips,
Yeah,
man. We
that's
forgot
right.
all about
Yeah.
that. How
Fuck
did we
it.
forget about that? We got so into the video. A nice, ginormous stack of green chips for that.
Oh,
when
I'm
you
about to have a stroke.
Felt yourself and exposed that you're an idiot.
I'm about to fucking
to the
stroke
world
out.
with lying. So there you go. So now we are down, just to show everyone in the audience here, we are currently down to one stack and a very itty bitty little bit of green chips left there
It's
for the rest of this
almost
documentary.
Oh,
So,
man, he's
we're
almost
getting
looking at
there.
the belt.
And we're getting into the
Imagine
meaty
him
arcs, right?
at
We're
a
getting into the good
casino.
ones now. So
Yes.
this is gonna
Oh,
be-
just some of this, some of that has
Unfortunately,
no
I have
clue
some
at
bad
all
news.
what the chip value
His
is.
daughter is in the ICU at the moment, and he is unable to make videos on the channel, and he's unable to live stream.
Now-
He's going through a lot.
Pause. I want to point this out, and we have to go to our supplemental material about.
What's
So if you go into our, okay,
He's off to do a rail.
Yeah.
He's off to do a rail.
all right. If you go into our miscellaneous,
That's what he's
folders,
off
I'm
to do a
hoping you can
rail.
still
You think I'm
do-
joking?
If you go into our
See?
you go to the very bottom of it.
See, what was that? He
can
got
see
up and
here
ran back
Rich
like at the
admitting
speed of
that
light,
he
and
only
his eyes are
visited
fucking
3
bloodshot.
times his sick daughter. in
Look
the
at him.
hospital.
He's tweaking.
First thing, I saw this in the chat yesterday, but I purposely didn't react to it because the only way
But now I'm gonna react to it.
this could be
Which
found
he
out
doesn't
is if
have to
someone
tell
very
anybody
close
this
to me
stuff.
was talking, and I will find out who that is, and I'm not talking on the internet. That when my daughter was gravely ill, that I only visited her 3 times in the hospital. That is accurate. You want to know why that is, and I will quote the
So
physician
pause.
that told me.
That's over a year. Over the course of a year, he only visited his daughter who went blind 3 times. Now, his ex-fiance, as he wants to be very clear, wasn't his ex-wife, was there constantly, along with other family members. But Rich, because he's a big-time YouTuber, could only find 3 days out of a year. But let's hear his reasoning, which, mind you, would also apply to all of the family that were there all the time.
There were people in the house that were sick constantly with colds, with other things. I had my sons full time. I was driving them to and from school, which was a total of an hour and a half per way each day 45-minute drive one way, 45-minute drive back. Had to do it twice a day. If anyone went near her with a cold, it could have been catastrophic because she was on immune suppressants, and that's why we could not visit her as much as we wanted to.
By
So
we, he
everyone's
means
saying
me,
that I just went to see her.
because his fiance did visit her a lot.
Yeah.
That's just, it's a very sad situation. But I just want to point out the way that Rich does manage his
I find it
time,
insanely scummy how
is
there's
not
no
to
tip
make
goal
time
or
for his
tip tracker for this one.
Well, I don't want to comment yet because I actually don't know what happened to his daughter, and I get the feeling we're getting to it.
And
Like, I want to hear the
I
whole
said in the
situation
beginning of
before I
the
formulate
stream
an
that
opinion here,
by tomorrow or even during the pre-stream, he's not going to say how much money he made.
That was Rich's dedicated editor, Jay.
He's not gonna say it.
Host of the channel JKB, that was formerly 3KB.
He's not gonna
or
say how
30
much money he
kilobytes.
fucking made.
In Rich's absence, Jay would take up the
Dude
majority of
is
responsibilities
gonna
for
clear
the
like
channel.
probably over
But this went on longer
$3,000
than
tonight.
initially expected. Rich's daughter was
And
thought
it's
to only
all
need
going
about
to
1
fucking
month
Sweaty
hospital
Hogan's.
stay,
It's not
though
gonna
that
get
was
used to
less and
fix
less
the
becoming
washer
case.
or
My
the
daughter,
dryer
my youngest
or
daughter,
the
Mackenzie,
bathroom or the cabinets
is
or the
in the
garage
hospital
or the car
right now
or the
with,
rest of his
Steven
equipment
Johnson
or his
syndrome,
office
which is
or
rare
fix
within
his
itself.
cat
There's like
or go for his
20,000
health
cases
issues.
or less each year. The main reason why I'm making this video is that things are going to be different on this channel probably until I'm saying realistically she's going to be 2 months. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. It's
You'll have to scroll back to the
this is
beginning of the
worst thing
stream,
I've ever been
Mindhive,
through.
because the chip
After several months
is
of
the chip
turmoil,
gag
now in
is
July, the worst
as
of it
stupid as
seemed
you
to be
think it
over.
is.
But Rich, now being a bit more
Phil
active
had
on his
a
channel,
box, opened it
reflected on
up.
his content.
do wanna point
Rich's
out
head
one
was
other
there,
thing
and he was
for
like,
July,
"Oh, Rich
and
is
that is that Jay
losing
stepped
all
up
his
and did live
chips
streams
at the
when Rich
casino
and that Jay
for
was there and
felting.
supported
Haha,
him during all
dude.
of this. And then just
What's
a
up,
few months
fellow
later to turn
human
around and stab him
children?
in the
How
back
are
was
you?
really quite
Brain
something.
rot, brain rot.
Now,
You know?
I don't know anything about Steven Johnson syndrome, so sadly, I can't really comment on this situation because I don't know what would have caused him to not visit the daughter for, what, 3 times in a year, I guess he admitted?
Yeah.
He's claiming, for what he said, there were people who had colds, she was on suppressors, and it was too much of a risk. Maybe that's the case, maybe not. Here's the thing, and this is where I said this at the very beginning of this. We have the right to use information. In this case, I'm abstaining from making a comment because I don't know the ins and outs of his disease. I don't know his personal life situation. I'm not going to stomp on the guy for this situation because I just don't know enough about it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm not. People
I'm
have
not.
done this kind of shit
I'm
to
not.
me, and I know the full situation, and I can't tell the world because it's private shit.
Oh my
So in
God.
this case, I'm not going to stomp on him for this.
I'm not, guys.
abstain
I'm
from
One
not.
thing
comment.
to tell you, Phil, during this time period, he did have time for 800 hours of Elden Ring.
Well, I mean, if that's what he was
can't,
playing.
if there were, again, only thing I could say is if there was a
That's
real
that's
reason
that's
he couldn't
pretty
go
that's pretty
because he felt it was too
bullshitty.
much of a
Huh?
risk,
Don't you agree? That's a
understand
little bit
that. Again,
bullshitty.
I don't know
It's
anything
kind of
about
a
the
shit
disease, I
comment
can't
right
comment.
there.
Maybe I'll actually do some research on
It's a
it. and I'll
very
try to find out.
charitable, very benevolent of you, Phil.
It
'cause
is,
you could tear into him, but you are taking the high ground, and that's commendable.
Well, I don't think it's the high ground. I just think it's the right thing to do. If you're uninformed, you shouldn't talk out of your ass. And I've done that in the past, and I'm not going to talk out of my ass tonight.
You're not?
They've had
You're
different
talking about your ass right now, aren't you?
plans for me. So why?
The thing I'll say about this is he'll attack people, right? He'll attack whatever, say whatever the hell he wants, and all this stuff. And the moment people attack him back, he's like, "I have a daughter. I have a family."
One
You
more
can't
thing.
ask for
One
me.
more thing.
In
I
danger.
wanna add, 'cause I think
Shit.
it does
All right,
fit
go
this.
Nada. Go take care of that. Talk to you later, man.
Fight with mom.
Thanks for
Because
hanging
I
out.
think it
Appreciate
gives
you,
us some
brother.
insight into his parenting and into his relationship with his family. So this
June didn't put this in the video? This one?
No.
He didn't? This is huge.
I
Everyone
know.
talks about this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm shocked that's not in there.
Yeah.
He was being very, very nice, not bringing in his family at all. But because Rich doesn't respect other people's families, I don't think his should be out of bounds when it's on his own public live stream. And he, at any point, by the way, with the clip we're about to watch, he could have muted his mic, he could have turned off his camera, he could have shut down his live stream, but he chose to show the world this side of himself. All right.
Okay.
When you're just going on,
I guess so,
and
man.
on about it, and then you say something like Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn were not there for you to like. No. What? What happened?
Did you get my text?
No, what's up?
She's been screaming since you left, Zach. You can't do this, Rich. Zachary keeps calling. She is going crazy, the baby. If you don't hear her,
No, I did not.
you gotta put her to sleep first, then do.
I can't because then they got up at 4 in the morning.
But Rich, you've been doing it. You heard.
All right, I can't.
Pause the stream.
All you
know,
need is
like,
a baby
mute
monitor.
it. Hey
Just
guys,
get a
right
baby
back.
monitor. The fuck?
No, all in front of the show. all for show.
What do you make of this clip so far, Phil?
Well, I saw this a while ago. Someone had submitted this to me to react to at one point ages ago. And at first, I'll be honest, I didn't understand the context because I don't know anything about Rich and the audio wasn't this good. This is like better
Doesn't
audio.
know
I
anything
actually
about
understand
anything.
Now.
Yeah.
So now that I'm understanding the conversation, it makes a lot more sense of what's going on here. Now, again, I'm not one to feel like mightier than thou when you're talking about your family and stuff like that, but I agree. I don't know what would have caused the situation to happen the way that it did, but the moment that you have an intrusion in your workplace, your stream or whatever,
That
right,
literally
you know it's
doesn't
serious.
sound like anything
first
at
of
all.
You should have something.
This
in
is
place,
beyond
so if
nothing
there's an
burger to the
emergency,
point
you
where
and your loved ones
I
or
just
whoever could intrude your
my
work,
brain is turning
you know
off.
what's
So
going on. So, for example, my wife and I have talked about this. If
this
something's
is it,
going
guys.
wrong,
I'm blacking
she's
out.
gonna knock on the door hard. She's gonna open the door and look at me, and then I know, okay, and I'll mute the stream, and then I can talk to her about something important. You should always have that plan in
Oh
place.
my
I don't know how
God,
this guy's a
dude.
full-time content creator, and he had no plan in place if there's an emergency to deal with it. That's kind of confusing to me.
You literally hear the audio go like completely 100% boosted
people coming in telling me
to
the cops are
understand
outside.
what the
You know
wife
what
is
I mean?
saying or what the
we're getting
you know, the
swatted. We got to go
ex-wife is
outside. So I have a plan in place. So definitely, this is not professional. He needs to have a
Yeah,
way
oh yeah.
to handle it. Now, as for what's
Dude, he's
going
gonna
on,
eat
the
tonight
only thing I can interpret is
and
that
tomorrow and the day
he has
after.
a child in the house or a child that he put to bed, and now the child is still awake, or basically something parental duties.
Parental
And
duties.
he didn't do it properly.
Like,
the kid's having a
when
fit,
Jasper
and now whoever that is
comes
with him
crying,
in the house, which I'm sure we're
you
gonna
know?
find out, is texting him saying, "No, you have to deal with the child first. You can't get on stream. That's ridiculous."
Just to provide you context, that's his mother walking in.
Okay.
Right. So he lives with his parents because his parents gifted him their house.
Okay. I've heard
And-
some of this recently
Yes.
on some of the content that
And
you put out, so I know kind of half story.
When Rich live streams, his parents take care of his kids, and this is his daughter who is sick, who's calling out for him, and wants him to put her to bed. But Rich has more important things to do. He has a live stream and getting high.
Okay.
Oh, what's up, Mr. Obvious? Nice to see you, bud. For $20. Thanks,
Thank you,
bud.
Mr. Obvious. Yes. Thank you for the super
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, I remember you from back in the day, man. Yeah, man. Good.
Literally.
She's going nuts. You should have put her to sleep first.
Listen to the audio being
Okay,
boosted.
pause the video. Pause the video.
Yep.
Why can't he do something right now? That's your family member. That's more important than
Yeah,
what you're
exactly.
doing here. You have an audience, sure. This is your job, sure. If there's an emergency, if something serious is going on, go handle it. You're gonna look better to your audience if you handle the problem than if you don't. You know, even if it's all about looks for him. I don't even know the situation with him and his
Even
family
if
members
it's
and, you know,
all
but
about looks.
just for optics, dude.
Just
you
for
now are being
optics.
exposed that there's a problem in your house. and
Oh
you're gonna
my
ignore
God,
it to do your
dude.
stream. You were talking about Olivia Munn. No one gives a fuck about Olivia
Oh
Munn.
my
and Morgan Webber. That's not
God.
important. That's frivolous shit.
Oh
you're
my
talking to your audience about. Go
God.
handle the family drama and then come back. And when people say what happened, you say,
Oh my God.
none of your business. Sorry, it was intruding. Let's continue. If he had
I'm
done
in
that,
pain.
none of the drama would have come out of this situation. But instead, he's telling her to leave, get
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst way to handle that kind of shit. Absolutely terrible way to handle anything, especially when you have a public face to the internet, and now everyone's gonna call you out for it. I mean, that's just, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he's just,
I don't know
again,
what
maybe this is
you're
the first time
thinking.
this happened in his whole career, and he's just so blindsided by it and outright embarrassed, shocked, godsmacked that he doesn't know how to handle it. So his way to handle it is to not handle it. Get out. I'll deal with it later, right? Maybe the easiest way. I don't know. But camera's on, the mic's on.
Whoops,
people are gonna
camera's on the
hear
whole
it.
time, huh?
I mean, that
Huh?
was
Camera's on the whole time.
really
Accidental
out of all the things we've seen in
masturbation.
this documentary. I would say the number one worst thing so far was the actual doxing. And number two, this is probably the second worst clip we've seen of everything here.
Definitely. Alrighty.
Oh, I know, but I don't know what to say. He texted you, I texted you.
Then someone's gonna have to take over now. Now
Someone.
this is gonna be all over the internet now. Thank you.
But that's not his mom's fault.
Yeah.
That's his fault.
Give me 1 sec. Just 1 sec. I'll take a piss really bad.
You know?
Take a piss.
If you want me to just keep playing it, or do you want me to keep it paused?
Dude's about to go fucking do another rail, man. I'm telling you.
You can play it. You can play it. We'll finish it.
Play it. There's only about 30 more
If you've
seconds
ever
that
hung
I find
around a
relevant
cokehead,
anyway.
you know this behavior. You know what's going on right now.
So there you go. All the
You know
comments that
these
happen now because
isn't.
he did this live on
These
stream.
are not piss
No,
breaks.
it's all right.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
These are not piss breaks. They're not. Oh, hi, Marty.
See, because what's happened now, reality
This
just
is
hit him
a
in the face
really
and realized
lazy
it just
clip.
happened live. He's like, oh shit, I just
This
did
is
really
a
fuck up,
really
you know?
lazy porno. Gay porno, mind you.
Of course
but
they're gonna clip. Who gives
still.
a fuck? They're gonna clip that. I don't care.
He
But
obviously
I wish
does.
people would know not to.
Yeah. I mean, he literally sarcastically to his mother said, oh, thanks, this is going to be on the internet now. So he absolutely cares that this just happened.
She's given him a tough time going to sleep. The other two
He is, man.
are asleep.
His audience kind of knows, you know,
Yeah.
what's going on with the daughters or whatever here.
But
Absolutely.
what's I gonna say?
Was this before or after his daughter got very ill?
I think it was after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy
it-
fuck,
let
that
them
scared
see
me. What the fuck was
my
that?
children are watched. It's not that I was with them all day. You know. It's
But it
not
should
that-
never really come to this point
Here,
where
I'll
you're
make
justifying this stuff to an
Yeah.
audience.
He doesn't have to. He shouldn't be justifying it. It's
I know.
ridiculous. The behavior is just, you know.
Bill knows
there's
about
no
the
way you can
behavior.
spin that, and it's in a you know, it's actually okay. No, it's like no one's gonna watch that and be like, that was okay. What he did.
Since we're on the topic of this, let's quickly show Phil these other two clips that are about a minute each. It's the top one, scamming parents out of their home, and then selling the
He
family
does?
home. So this is how Rich got the home that he lives in now. He's gonna explain it.
Parents are perfectly independent. That has nothing to do with it. It's a two-family home. I have my own side. I have a place for
That's a
my kids
lie.
in there, and they have.
Single,
So man, I mean, yeah, and it's just a good situation. On top of it too, when my kids visit, it would be next to. I would either have to pay for a sitter, which probably would be more money than I would make the days I work on YouTube.
Pause. What do you think of that, Phil?
I'm just like, I'm listening to it and it's like, dude, you said how many years ago in this documentary we're watching,
That
you
noise
said you
gate,
don't
man.
share your personal information and stuff with the public. That's the worst thing you can do because then it's broad, you know, you have to separate. You have to separate that. Here he is how many years later? Because that was like, what, 2010, 11, 12, and this was very recent, correct? Like a couple of years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
He not only didn't learn his lesson, he is completely exposing his living situation, all this personal shit to the internet. He knows he has tons of trolls. He knows he has done malicious things to him before and have done things to not only hurt him, but all the people around him in his circle. So he never learns his lesson, which, as we've already talked about, that's true lolcow behavior.
Yes,
they don't
exactly.
learn. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over. They never improve, and that's why people find them entertaining to watch, because you always will get the same ridiculous result from a situation they totally should have learned from in the past. So I don't even care about his living situation with his parents and who owns the house or what. But why are you talking about this on your public stream?
I mean,
This-
he's saying that he can't even afford a
God.
babysitter with the money that he makes from his show.
Yeah.
So it has to go to his parents. And then the question is, if that's the case, then maybe you should find another line of work.
Time to find a job.
Like Phil.
Here's the thing. Here's because people ask me this. I actually can add a lot to this discussion right now. As a content creator for 16 years,
Oh my
all the time
God.
people say to me, "Well, I don't understand, Phil. If things are
Oh,
financially
he's
tight
done this
right now, why
100
don't you go get another
times.
job?"
This fucking.
You
evening.
guys have said that on your stream. Like, see,
yeah.
Okay, you said that. There is no way that I could quit this job and go get another job. I couldn't even get 2 jobs right now that would get as much money as this me doing this full time. That's just the truth. I haven't been out of the job market now for 13 years. It was 2010, so almost 14 years. No one's gonna hire a 42-year-old guy at a high-paying job when I'm out of the job market for that long. I would be shooting myself in the foot to quit this job and go out and try to get 1 or 2 other jobs. Okay, 100%. That's why. Now here's the thing. I love my job.
Work 2 jobs.
I make good money doing my job. I don't want to stop doing my job. I'm not driving myself into a rut or a dead end.
Likes to call this a
job. To me like what's going on with Rich. He's got himself worked into a corner.
That's right.
He really is miserable. He's not making as much money as he used to. That's why he's degraded his content down to these stunts on stream, this awful behavior to try to make money from people who it's the only way he can make it. And now he's got himself in such a bad situation. Not only is he not making enough money to do menial things like get a babysitter or whatever, he can't quit. Because if he quits, no one's going to employ him.
Phil, you can't even afford your goddamn fucking grocery money. Can't even afford groceries, dude.
Mindset and an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset of being worried about your bills and your costs, and instead be more grateful for the abundance and prosperity that you have.
And you know where that comes from? 4 years ago. I almost lost everything. I had to go
it's
to
him again. It's him.
The verge of losing everything.
Oh my
there were weeks when literally, if I didn't have a good stream, I can't even go out and afford the groceries this week. I can't pay.
You're still like that.
And my mind has been endlessly stuck there because it's so dumb.
Because
you're
still
if I
like
have a
that.
day or 2 days where my streams are bad, I'm not going to go out of business and lose everything. I'm not. I publicly said that to everyone too. It's just that I'm so stuck in this rut mindset that, oh my God, I was there at one point. I don't want it to go back there, right? But for him, he's stuck. He can't do anything else. He literally isn't making enough.
Okay, but
he can't figure out how to save it.
Here's one thing that we have to remember. Okay, look, he has this channel that sure people will like troll him and hate him and he doesn't make videos anymore. He stopped. He wants to make music to 100 people only, whereas he should be posting every single day. If you're in this situation,
can you imagine being the retard who gave $300 for this?
You make a video every day.
What did I do?
It doesn't matter how many trolls are out there or anything.
Oh my God, what did I do?
Every single day, 3 videos a day. You stream every day. You figure it out.
I would charge back and unsubscribe.
You won't stream.
That's what I do.
You won't make videos. So if you don't do that, get a job.
That's the problem that I fucking
Why don't you guys get jobs?
You fucking try. You're working hard.
You're all fucking losers.
I have a problem when somebody refuses to put in the hours and then fucking cries and complains. That's when I have fucking...
Well, this is the appropriate time at this point to
waiting on
what we need to do. I'm not going to take any chips out. All right, for this segment, because this is not even stuff that
last chance to be the biggest donator, guys.
But this is the time when we have to now. We're almost in the modern era, 2022. We are right now.
Yeah.
This is when, sadly, this was old Happy Rich.
Yeah, you're in 2022, Phil. That's right.
Content, loved his life, loved his job, everyone liked him. And now what's happened is because of his bad choices and because of the things that have happened, he's now become sad, depressed, crying rich on every stream. Which is why, let's be honest, why he eats edibles every stream. Because he doesn't want to be there.
They are.
He hates this. And it's the only way he can make a living. So he's changed from someone who had a bright future and someone who had talent and someone who genuinely liked million sub YouTuber to someone who literally has worked himself into such a rut. He hates his life and he doesn't ever want to come to stream. So he has to eat edibles to even get there. That's where we are. And so that's the transition to the final chapters here of what we're going to be covering in this documentary, is that this is really who he is, behind the mask, behind everything else. And it's sad. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. This is facts. People don't act like this.
Do you see this? Do you see what he has on the screen?
And do all this messed up stuff unless there's some
see that gay little thing he has
going on up here, and in here. And that's what's going on.
He's got problems
and it's now
up here.
And here's the thing.
And in here.
A lot of people this happens to them when they hit their midlife crisis, right? A lot of people this happens to. The problem is, he's been the one making fun of everyone for a decade. So now that it's happening to him and his miserable time,
$200 super chat.
For Rich, a day when someone has a bad day is his good day because he's gonna make a ton of money on that, right?
Here we
but
go.
now Rich every day is a bad day for you.
So he's probably at
Every day
2,500
you're
right now.
seeing what's
My
happened in the
knife.
last decade and how it's turned
I'd say
into
about
what
2,500.
You created this situation with your actions, never learning. Why do you think I'm here? If you didn't make
The guy just gave you 200 bucks. Shut the fuck up and shut it up, monkey.
I wouldn't
Dance.
even care about you. I wouldn't even fucking say a word about you. But instead, all of your karma has now turned back on you. And now we have Crying Dickers who's about to felt out. And that's not good, man.
Felt out.
It's tough.
Great speech, Phil. That was
Let's
actually
go.
really epic. Awesome from the king. Go to that next.
Next one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, no, yeah.
Essentially, this is the end result of all of his laziness, his lack of work
Yeah.
ethic, his bad mental
yeah.
health, the spiral
I get
that he's
that.
in. This is the end result of all of it.
I'm trying to
After his
not be
parents gifted him this
obnoxious
house, what is he
about
gonna
it.
turn around and do? Let's
Oh boy.
But yeah, I could go there.
You know what it is, dude.
I support that. Go chill. Go
What
chill,
I'm
Murray.
probably gonna
Go.
end up doing is
Oh my
like
god, just
selling this
listen to
place.
him. You can't even he's not there. He's high as hell. Mentally he's gone. He's so high. Jeez. And he's streaming. This is supposed to be content for viewers
job.
to watch and contribute because they
job.
like, right?
Yeah.
What I'm probably gonna end up doing is like selling this place. That
parents'
was always the plan anyway.
It's always the plan to sell his place.
Moving south and just streaming and chilling.
So what's
Wow,
happening
that's
to the
it.
parents? Where are they gonna live? And
Yeah.
he's moving south.
Piece of
so
shit.
he's not gonna see those kids because his ex-wife lives in New York.
I'm just not gonna say anything about it because again, I don't really know the truth of the situation. You guys speculate about it, that's fine. I don't go there. I'm not gonna this guy has attacked me and my family before. I'm not gonna go
God,
there.
him
I'm
and
gonna
his
be the
family.
bigger man here and I'm gonna say whatever's going on there, I'm not well informed.
What do you
I'm
mean
sad
the
to hear
bigger
it.
man?
I'm
He's
sad
gonna
to
be the
hear that
bigger
he's in
man
that
of
situation.
these
He has
guys?
to sell his house and all this
That's
stuff
funny.
going on. I almost had to lose everything I had. So I've been through it. I know how awful that is. I wish him the best. I really do. I say this too. I wish my enemies the best. Because if my enemies were doing well,
Oh my
they wouldn't be shitting on me. They would have something better to do with their lives, right? If you're affluent and everything's going good, you don't have to worry about making fun of Darksyde Phil all day. I wish him the best, but again, it seems like this is just karma. This is what has happened over a decade of bad behavior turns into the next bad thing and the next bad thing.
This is part of Phil's Catholic upbringing. Sit at my right hand, says the Lord, till I make your enemies your footstool. And indeed, for the king, it just seems like that's how it goes. He
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
The dick
Those
sucking,
who are
man.
his enemies, they fall off a cliff of their own accord.
His dick
Yep,
sucking.
I mean, dude, I've done nothing to this guy
This
at
dick
all
sucking.
in 10 years, besides every once in a while comment back on stuff, and look what's happened. And I'm sorry, but this is a meme on the internet that Phil outlasts them all.
It's
But
not a
the
meme. You don't know what a
ultimate thing
meme
about
is. Oh my
I
fucking
don't
god.
have to lift the finger. You understand?
He doesn't know what
People
a
are
meme
toxic.
is.
They're going to self-poison themselves.
How can you be
They're
42
eventually
years
going
old and not know what
to
a meme
bottom
is?
out anyway. I don't have to waste my time and my effort and my life and my positivity on these people because eventually it's all gonna come back to bite them anyway. I'm hands off,
Well,
and I'm the one who's seen.
I'm the
say
one.
this. I will
I'm
say
the
this.
one.
We do that. We could get paid.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the
We
documentary.
get paid. Let's
And
go.
I have shout outs to do because some big contributions came in.
Good.
So first
Let's
of all,
go.
we got Mr. Obvious, you had shouted out already. Spicy Sauce did a $50 super chat and said, I think this all started as some kind of a joke, but this DSP Kino Casino collab has been such a fun experience, such good entertainment. I hope we get more. We need more. Stuff on Nightbot. He hates Nightbot because it keeps getting him out of here because he uses caps too much. And then we had a $20 super chat from Gourdzilla, a $199.99 super chat from Vox Nero, who's his exceptional collab boys. Keep at it. So that actually is the second highest, because the highest tonight was a $200. Then there was a $25.89 tip from someone just says, "All hail the Darksyde Casino." I guess because I have chips, I have a casino now. And then there was a $75 tip from King Terry. And it's something about someone he's saying, "Rest in peace, legends never die." I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's a reference, and I kind of don't want to make it.
Gonzalo Lira?
No, it's some other person. I sometimes people try to get me to say stuff. This could be totally legit, and if it is, you have to understand. I don't know what this is. I don't want to be disrespectful to someone I don't recognize.
Oh my
$75 tip. I appreciate that. Okay.
Wow.
So there you go. So
Let's go.
We still got, like I said, I can go till about 10:30 p.m. So I can go about another 45 minutes. But then I definitely got to get out of here. And then
all right. Well, let's see how much of this we can get done. And
Yeah, it's kind of inconsistent.
I think we can smash it. Because honestly, yeah, because the J-Hoof's firing. Okay, anyway,
because my time was at a premium. I had my 2 sons here full time for a very long time.
I'm just excited about seeing our chapter.
Mostly what I stuck to was live streaming. And recently, this is what I'm leading up to. Because my time is still somewhat at a premium because things aren't fully settled yet. I've brought back news, kind of.
What Rich goes into is his exhaustion of covering surface-level news. He has grown tired of reading articles or glancing at similar media and filming an equally introspective piece, hardly expanding on the original flimsy work. Typically, a creator may make these changes because their views are suffering from lack of experimentation. Their content has grown stale, and in order to survive on the platform, something else must be created. This was not Rich's case. Even though he was uploading at a much slower rate than he had in the past couple of years, his views hardly suffered from his departure. This format is successful and easy to produce, but after over a decade of doing this, Rich has had enough and seeks to produce higher quality content.
I want to do more high production value stuff. I actually have stuff in the pike behind the scenes. I talk about it somewhat in live streams, but I don't want to bring it up here because when it's ready, it's ready.
But he brought it up.
To not overpromise.
I don't mean to bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it.
I've learned not to overpromise and underdeliver, but that's exactly what you just did.
But this is Netflix quality.
Oh yeah, it's Netflix quality. Phil, have you seen the Netflix quality?
No, I don't know yet. There we go.
Okay, all right.
Yo, Phil, I dare you to hit play on it and see how long you. I think everyone makes it 2 minutes before they hit stop.
It's an underdeliver.
Rich is rather unspecific about his projects, but he does say he wants to create evergreen content, or videos that windows of interest are not dated. The fatal mistake was that he was killing his main channel by slowing down the legacy news content without testing any of this evergreen content to know if his format would even succeed. And then months went by. There was nothing but his typical uploads at a slower rate. But he did have another announcement, a shout out to a different project.
Upload to shout out my other music channel where I upload hip-hop records that I produce. God, I couldn't sound any more corny saying that, but no, I'm not kidding.
Rich's music channel, El Capo, is not popular. The rudimentary AI art would be off-putting to a typical...
popular.
To be fair, I have other projects, like this React channel,
which are
I have
not
a throwback
popular
channel.
either.
They're not that popular. They're
That's
really
right.
not. But they're more like passion projects. Like DSP Gaming is my main thing I put all my time into, and then once a week I do content on those other channels.
No,
he's like, this is what he wants to do, right? And it's
bad.
You have to fill your plate first. You have to be able to provide first.
At least work on your main shit,
You can do your
Work on your
passion
sexy,
projects.
guys. Work on your sexy.
But this is the thing: is most people will tell you, don't quit a job before you get a new one. Because how are you going to pay your bills? But that's the equivalent of what he did. He quit doing what was successful to do something he didn't know would succeed, and it hasn't paid dividends.
Right.
And then he wonders why he's in the situation he's in.
At least do both, you know?
Both?
Rich is spreading himself thin and is aimless. If he wanted to succeed and remain on the platform, he would not be doing this. At the very least, he will be creating the high production content he speaks so much of. The fact of the matter is, channels on YouTube can die as fast as they rise. And for Rich to throw away a surefire way to remain relevant or entertaining on the platform is dangerous. Not just for the money, but because, for the most part, he was in control. There is a space for Rich to continue to exist online without the need to create new videos. And that would be in the same vein as creators like Boogie2988 or Wings of Redemption. These are creators that have long lost their original supportive audiences and have them replaced with viewers who mock and troll them without end. These are known as lolcows, and Rich was quickly on the path to exist only as one, especially when entering needless feuds like he did with Does It Play at the end of 2023.
Oh, here we go.
This all started from this video.
At least, if you're lucky,
you
may just get an unfinished version of the game that might be playable but broken. A lot of times you get these games home.
Rich was making the argument that current-day games are all released at the growing mass that require immediate patches in order to exist in a playable state. The same day of this video's release, Rich streamed and was challenged on this premise.
Does it play? Right here, they're real. And let me show you one else.
Does It Play is a website that tests whether games play in their unaltered state, meaning offline playability. Rich was now displeased with them because someone with 2 likes on Twitter challenged Rich on a statement about games being unplayable without patches. His major grievance was that Does It Play was one of those 2 likes.
Name a game Does It Play that you get from...
So the humorous of this is that Rich is going to challenge somebody on what their specialty is. All these people do is test whether a game works without a patch or not. That's what they do day in and day out for everything. But Rich is going to say that he knows better than them, and he's going to take it to an extreme where he gets humbled.
Okay.
From the store that there is not a multi-gigabyte update for. Go right now and get me one. That's from this current generation.
Rich, in his confidence, bet money that he was correct.
I'll pay them $2,000.
Whoa.
$2,000.
Whoa.
Get a game
They've
from
seen
the
this
store
already,
Does It
mind
Play
you.
that
They've
doesn't
seen this already.
require an update.
Rich added these
Whoa.
circumstances, and that it had to be
They've seen this already.
Yes.
There's a game out there.
So
You know?
arrogant, and he flew too close to the sun on this one.
He's
There
too
are
arrogant.
games that okay. He's right in his argument that every single game you would buy today needs an update.
Yes.
However, he's incorrect in stating that every single game you buy today will just won't play without the update. They'll play, they'll be pieces of shit, they'll crash, they'll have issues, but they will play, they'll boot, and you can play them, and they're just going to be so frustrating. That's why they need these ginormous stable patches. So his argument is very flawed.
And it becomes this very like semantic, silly argument. And Rich like makes it into a way bigger ordeal than it needs to be.
By the way, Nintendo games go on the Switch. A lot of them are already done that you can update, but if you're offline,
that's right,
you're still playable from start to end.
You hit it on the head. Case in point, Nintendo games usually are very playable. Yes, the patches help, but they're playable.
They
He
help.
lost before he started.
This is
with
where
the
he
argument.
gets. This is where he gets in trouble.
Is it really? Yeah. So that, oh my god.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
But even so, his loss was set. Just a day later, Does It Play responded with Super Mario RPG. Rich was prompted to retort, now arguing that the game industry is full of important Day 1 patches. But that was not the argument. Quickly, other creators jumped in, correcting Rich. The responses were getting far more likes than Rich's own posts. As Rich kept tweeting, the responses were growing in numbers.
Then Mudahart comes in and is like,
virtually only against him.
So they're just
it was
ruining
only
it?
on his stream later that night, after an hour of debate and against arguing on behalf of Does It Play, Rich admits defeat.
So, here. On the 4th of each month, today's the 3rd, you'll pay $2,000.
So he sent them the $2,000. That's
Wow.
a literal falconing. He's got it.
Chips.
Yeah, that's gotta be the end of the green stack.
He
That's
just
the end of the green
ran
stack.
his mouth.
I mean, holy crap.
$2,000.
That's so bad. And now we have
There you
only
go.
one stack left for Rich. The final stack here. We'll see how long that lasts. Oh man.
Yep.
This is where it should have ended, but already Rich was tweeting about a big surprise video, ruining the surprise with another tweet stating, quote, "Meh, at Does It Play 1 was wrong about this. It's all good, the money went to a good cause," unquote. This was in response to Jay's tweet, claimed that Super Mario RPG does have a game-breaking bug. Seeing Rich's discontent in what should have been an already settled situation, Does It Play tweeted at Rich additional examples that fit his criteria.
I see.
Rich tweeting, quote, "Yeah, but you used the Mario RPG as an example to make me quote-unquote fork over the money. And it has a
It was your offer. They didn't go, you're going to pay me $2,000 if I can do this. Da-da-da-da. It's you offered that, and they go, okay, well, here's this, and this example. By the way, you still didn't actually have to send them the money, but you were just so pressed and humiliated that you did it anyway.
It's like he has absolutely no ability to admit fault and let it stick. Instead, he admits fault, then he always has to find a way to take it back later to save face. I mean,
Sounds really
just
fucking
recently him saying
familiar.
that I basically don't have a family is one of the things he said about me.
'Cause you
And then
don't.
he got completely destroyed on his own stream.
How?
He looked up the definition of family, and it completely fit myself and my wife And like, wait a minute, Rich. Yeah,
No,
you have
it
kids,
doesn't.
I'm married. What makes it that one family is better than the other? But did he?
No.
When he read that, oh, well, maybe this would fit the definition. But tomorrow he'll still say on the stream, Phil doesn't have a family. He'll still say it.
Because you don't.
So stick it, double down, triple down. That's his
Because you don't. I'm gonna look it up right now. You don't have a family, my dude.
I got, you know,
Oh
uncles
my
and
God.
aunts and cousins, and you're like naming out like, and then he's like, now he's moving the goalpost. Now apparently he's got uncles. It's like,
there was no goalpost. He created the goalpost when he said only children qualifies as a family.
Yes, they do.
I didn't say that was the goalpost. He did. So, all right, you want to play?
Okay, look.
Oh, I'll play, buddy. I got all kinds of stuff.
A group of one or more
It's just that I don't usually pay attention to you because you're very
parents.
fucking annoying, and I don't like wasting my time.
Parents and their child. All descendants of a common ancestor. He doesn't have, like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a family, a unit.
Glad I got to support your cause. Unquote. Tweet after tweet, response
A group
after
of two or more
response,
persons
Rich only
related
dug himself in
who
deeper.
live together.
What
All
goodwill he
considered members
regained
of
by
one
doing
family.
The promised money was quickly being lost. And then
Yeah,
he posted the video
I mean
addressing
that's
it.
Hello, everybody.
that's health
I'm a
resources
proud
admin.
Does It Play
But I mean,
$2,000
the
financial
Oxford
supporter.
Dictionary
And
doesn't
there
go with
are
that
games
definition,
that
my
don't
dude.
need updates, but the one they showed, they were wrong about, and that was Super Mario RPG.
Oh my
They
God.
said
Why
that,
is he
look,
doing
here's
this?
a AAA game that doesn't need an update day one. It
By
works
the way,
right out of the
I think
box.
there was no.
He's wrong,
Except
as usual.
for the fact that it has a game-breaking
Needs a
bug,
child.
Super Mario RPG.
There's no child, there's no
The
family.
top comment of this video disputes
Yeah.
Rich's statement
It's a
about
couple
look at this.
otherwise. A couple is not a family, dumbass.
Look at this
bug,
game breaking.
as it is still very much
It's a couple.
completable without an update.
It's just a real
Even
sore
so, Does
lose.
It Play provided other examples that went unchallenged. For these reasons, all
Where's
the
a
top
couple from?
comments were against Rich. Quote, Rich is way too into internet drama for a man his age.
Whoa.
As a longtime fan of your content, Rich, this video could have honestly stayed in the drafts. Been watching your videos for years. This is easily the most embarrassing thing you put out. And I'm saying that to a guy who gets high and takes his shirt off on stream. Unquote. The last comment was not even commentary on only this situation, it was on Rich as a whole. Rich's streams only seem to be poisoned by his gimmicks, like the frequent use of a soundboard that's being used for this applause sound.
So anyway, there's a new LolCow podcast.
That
Starring
soundboard
me.
really is something else.
Let me go piss real quick. I promise I won't spam the applause. I know I'm overdoing it.
Does It Play
Ultimate
ended up
cringe,
refunding
man.
Rich's
Ultimate
money without his
cringe
consent
soundboard.
announced.
Phil
by
knows
the
all
tweet.
about Ultimate
Quote,
Cringe.
Unfortunately, due to reasons unknown to us, we have found ourselves in the
sakes.
middle of a bit of a social media drama we clearly shouldn't have engaged with. Unquote. This is how Rich's 2023 was ended. Even so, 2024 was off to a much worse start. Rich's channel wasn't just dying, it was also being prepared for a feast, with the predators he thought he was toying with lying in wait.
And if anyone is responsible for Phil pressing the eject button, it's you fucking weirdos. And it's not the whole detractor community. A lot of them like me. But there is a portion that despise me. Because you know what it is, Jay. Jay's watching, my editor. They have channels that are dedicated to Phil. What's going to be the topic now?
Rich has a history of talking about
Still
lolcows.
laugh at
Like, yes, I
anything
talk about
else.
Phil
We're
in
not.
90% of my streams.
In this situation, Rich is proposing that a consequence of an upcoming documentary on the infamous creator Darksyde Phil by documentarian Mike Klum would be that the detractors of Phil will need to slow their production of content down or they discourage Phil from dropping the project. Engaging in this conversation with detractors of Phil is a terrible idea for a multitude of reasons. First is that as Rich criticizes Phil, it becomes apparent that many of his criticisms are also applicable to himself. Second, it's engaging and antagonizing trolls. Third, his channel is on a steep decline, with his typical viewers becoming less and less, and more trolls gaining interest in Rich. Their voices grow louder, and so does their control of him.
I know there's some people who exist. They hate Phil to an unhealthy degree. They're just as bad, if not worse, than Phil's dents. And they're like so caught up in their hatred of him, they don't even fucking realize it.
That watermark, Snortmania, is from a troll channel that is known as Snort Hogan that mainly covers Darksyde Phil.
What
Now,
you gonna
Snort
do,
Hogan
brother?
has his talons sunk in on Rich, re-uploading Rich's stream segments that have him speaking on trolls. And though some of Rich's words ring true, they are being
guys,
He looks really offended by that look. Look how offended he looks.
The inflammatory title of the video to both
Look how
garner the
offended he
attention of Rich
looks.
and drive opposition towards him, and it worked.
I told you. I goddamn told you.
Big ol' sip.
And all of you cried like bitches. You're more of dents than Phil's dents. Cry. Cry hard, Snort Hogan. Cry hard, Colt of Hate. Keep crying because I was right and you were wrong.
That
Kiss
really
my
aged
fucking
well.
ring and bow before
Yeah, I know,
me,
right?
motherfuckers.
Rich in this video
Sad
was
fact
celebrating
is
that
here,
he was
now, let's be honest, I don't do that. Like, I don't even know. I know they exist, right? When am I ever going to do, oh, fuck you, Snort Hogan, fuck you. This is the worst thing you could do. Because all you're doing, you're giving them the attention they want, and now they're
Because you're not like that. You don't have balls, dude.
And
What
that's
the fuck
best
are you
part,
talking
because if you
about?
ignore them, you know that's what makes them see the
This is
worst,
this
that I
is you
don't
when you're
do it
angry.
time of day. It's not shut the fuck up and eat it. Eat But it. For him, give me your now, mailing not address. only does I he want have to mail his you a own trolls, spoon so you I can get eat to shit fight out of my with Phil's fucking trolls too. Because I talk about Phil so much, might as well.
That's
take
when
on
you
his
get
trolls.
mad. That's
This
that's
guy
with
is
your
something else. He's a piece
supporters.
of work. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a piece of work, Phil. You are.
correct that Phil did indeed cancel the MyClum documentary, but that wasn't particularly insightful, being that most saw this as the likely case anyways. What matters is that Rich was growing ever more restless and combative with the trolls. This clip alone would appear in every one of Snort Hogan's videos from now on. But
Wow.
there's the start.
You lost how many?
I lost
lost
about 200 people.
From what?
Twitter. The loss of his followers was likely from this Twitter space that he hosted.
The only thing I will admit, because I have to admit,
I remember this.
is I overestimated that there was going to be a troll war. Okay, I'll take that out. But even down to the fact that the trolls blamed me, which I screen capped, for him canceling the Mike Plum documentary.
Rich was on a warpath.
So, some of Phil's dented detractors have said to me, today is the day of God. How could you be so mean on the day of God? So I said to myself, you know what? I will say a prayer. Lord Jesus, please pray for these lost souls and tell them to come suck my dick.
You know,
detractor
being that
dents, they're different.
blasphemous, and then he wonders why bad things happen to him and his family. Just saying, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Then
We're gonna go
detractor
there.
For giving me a
Oh
healthy
my
amount of good, solid content.
We're actually gonna go there.
For Jay and I this evening.
So well, first off, I'm going to start off with an apology if you follow me on Twitter. You probably thought that I have lost my mind over the past 24 hours. I have not. It was by design. It was done to farm motherfucking dumbass
You want to read that one real quick?
Yes.
300. Jesus.
Thank you to Spicy Sauce, another 20 memberships donated tonight, and then Vox Nero, $299.99 super
$300
chat.
tip.
Rich is obviously manipulative. DSP, you really don't need to defend the definition of family. You have a
$300
kid.
tip.
Thank you, Vox Nero.
We got it.
So he's up to 3,000 now.
Phil, we gotta finish this whole thing.
We gotta
finish.
Well, no, I actually legit have to get out of here at 10:30. My wife.
Phil, the
I have stuff I gotta do. It's family stuff, but I'm willing to do it. I mean, even if you guys want to do it on your channel, I don't care.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
about that. It's not about
Yeah.
making money or anything.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not trying,
for sure. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure our part squeezed into this video. You know what I mean?
Pieces of shit for content,
If we
and
have
they
to-
congratulations, they did it.
Congratulations.
I would say
It cannot be overstated.
when there's 5 minutes remaining.
Oh,
we
I
need
love
to
this fight.
skip
I
to our
love
part.
this
All
fight.
right, guys.
This is my favorite fight in the
Then,
DLC.
antagonizing Phil's detractors was at this time
We'll
when his
pledge
views were
$1,000
still going
channel for
severely
sure.
downhill. And now Rich was set in abandoning his channel's mainstay content altogether.
It has to die, Jay. The news has to die.
But why?
It gotta go away. There's no one that
The way
can
I
convince
make
me
money
out of
has
it
to
this time.
die.
In February, he restated his commitment.
pathetic, 'cause it's not like it was just a total failure. It was still generating views and income. It's just not what he wanted to particularly do anymore. And it's like nobody after a really long time in their career necessarily wants to do the thing that they're doing every single day. I'm sure for a lot of people it gets stale, but you know what? They keep doing it because they have to provide for their family. But Rich is just too good for that. You know, he just doesn't want to do it anymore. Oh, I guess it's done.
Yeah.
Stating that he wants to make video game retrospectives.
I'm actually joined today by Jay. He's my editor, and those will be projects from, not to sound corny, from the heart. I don't want to hire outside script writers. I want it to be from us.
At this point in time, Rich has made more videos brainstorming what he wants to make than the actual videos he wants to make. This is never a good sign. And Jay, Rich's editor, saw what others did. And so Jay continued to try to convince him to keep doing the news videos. But Rich did not relent, and things went from bad to catastrophic.
Listen, I'll end it with this. My fat ass will go fucking bankrupt getting the prettiest suit. I will go there with a smile on, because you know what?
There is an absolute shitstorm coming out right now.
It'll destroy your reputation, and I'll get publicity out of it because a giant pussy from Canada wanted to sue me because his feelings were hurt. Like, you come here.
As it was come gout, late February, Jay
Come
was
gout.
no longer working.
Did you hear that? As it was come
a
gout.
relatively small channel was covering this situation as it was evolving in
As it
Jay's
was come
Discord.
gout.
And just as Rich had done to Big Cheese, he was making Facebook posts
Hilarious.
cryptically talking about the situation.
From Richard on his Facebook, it says, I need to be able to afford my rent. Proceeds to buy parts to upgrade the gaming PC I gave him, and dude got paid by me on top of that. I guess money magically floated out of thin air. Miracles do happen. Man, oh man, get fucked, my boy.
Rich deleted that post and apologized. But
Learn
in that same
nothing.
apology, he still belittles Jay.
Richard comes out and says, you know what, I deleted the post. Instead of making a public shit show, may the best man win, and by best man I mean I'll win. I do better without parasites attached.
By best man, I mean me.
But this is a guy he knew for over a decade. This is a guy who helped start his career.
It was at the beginning of the video. This is the guy who he gave credit for, you know, his success early on.
Yes,
This is how he treats
Exactly.
it.
And this is the same guy who, when he had a family crisis and his daughters stepped up and did more work for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
This was quickly gaining attention, and there are a lot of smaller supports that build up this falling out. Though it appeared sudden, there were a few reasons Rich was combative. On Rich's side, he was annoyed that Jay did not want to create shorts for Rich's streaming channel. The reason Jay refused was because of lack of direction in this request. Rich's streams are full of dead air and generally lack substance. To ask Jay to scrub multi-hour long streams for usable clips, it did not win him over. But that was while Jay was still employed. There were also
He said he would rather die.
Well,
That's
there are no clips because there is no content.
But Jay said he would rather die than do that, remember?
Wow.
There is no content.
elements around the firing, like that the firing came from a text message and that Jay was fired on his birthday. There was also the matter of the retainer. As Jay stated, they had a deal in the case that Jay was fired that he would be owed a full month's pay. Rich initially did not want to honor this.
I put this in place because he was a nightmare to work with and unreliable at times. When he was told that he would have to pay me this, he said I was extorting, and he paid me half, leaving me in shock. He then brought the PC, which wasn't a gift. It was meant for me to work on his show and bring in money for both of us.
Rich had very recently given Jay a PC, though it was clear that this was for work. Rich was using this as leverage to not commit to the payment he was promised. What's also interesting about this computer is that Rich cared so little about it initially that he was going to give it away to Darksyde Phil.
So I'm literally still looking at the computer right now. Eventually, I have another friend up in Canada I'm going to give it to.
The reason Jay got the
It's a
PC
really fun boss.
was because
Just
Darksyde
set up
Phil
my game
used it,
summon for it.
possibly fearing that it may have spyware. This escalated well into
No, that's
March.
not true.
On
Oh
March
no,
5th,
June,
Jay
I
tweeted,
correct you.
quote,
That's not why I declined it. I declined it because I would not accept something from an asshole who treated me like shit for 10 years for a way to get to justify all of that and be like, see, I was nice to him. That was exactly what I wanted to give that to me. I never accused him of having spyware on it whatsoever. That came out from other
It
sources.
just so happened that it did have spyware on it.
Right.
So let's be according to Jay.
I couldn't unwield the cannon.
Yesterday, Rich sent me a bunch of really terrible audio messages that made it clear how he
Yeah, you want
feels.
to times to this part right here?
Sure. Let's
Your
go
chat
to
was
time
saying so we
two.
can finish So we can finish
Because
this.
I think most people are pretty familiar with
Everyone's
the
heard this
Jay drama.
800 times on LolCow, our show.
I am done. I can't deal with nonsense anymore. I've been worried
good
how this
idea,
would work for him. I didn't want to have to say anything again, but I am done trying to help him. Unquote. In a different tweet, Jay stated that he wasn't going to read them, but to ask Rich to play them on his show. Jay then tweets that he's done with the situation once more.
Since it's out there, you know what, Jay? I'll play the messages. Do you realize how much damage
you're
not getting?
This is very.
Why can't I?
There's not much substance in these initially private voice messages. They recap the drama and include some belittlement of Jay. However,
Can't
Rich was
switch
furious that Jay
up my
exposed their
weapons
existence.
anymore.
And now having paid
It's
Jay the
bugged.
money owed, he saw fit to go after him rather than let things die down. Here,
Bugged.
Rich provides reasons why Jay was not the best employee, including the times he refused to make clips and shorts for the channel.
You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management, and I will own that. But again, you stayed. How many times did I give you extra shit, extra money?
Rich played his hand. This is all he had against Jay.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna block him and move on.
This was a lie. Though Rich lacked ammunition, he sought to continue the feud.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. That's not jealousy saying that. When you used to sit there and sound like your balls were getting grabbed. Shit, be back with another video. You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor. You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management.
Wow.
No, dude, I admit all the fucking time when I'm wrong with stuff. All the time. I eat crow all the time when I fuck
If
up.
he sat on his ass, then why did you pay
Yeah, I
him
can't
to
wait
begin
for this
with?
stream to
Why
finish,
did you work
honestly.
with him for over a decade if he just sat on his ass, right?
And again,
I mean,
his success was due to Jay helping him along the
My,
way. and
my
then he
item
says
is
you
still
couldn't
bugged.
cut it on your own. Dude, he's helping a successful YouTuber. He was getting paid for it. Why would he have tried to cut off and be a super hyper successful guy on his own? He was happy with what he was doing, obviously. He wouldn't have been doing it for that long. He has no merit. His argument has zero merit right here.
Yeah.
Bidding it with this one. The heights I'm gonna go to, because this is put fire under my ass, like you wouldn't believe, are gonna be incredible.
This drama was coming out during Rich's worst performing month this year so far. But Jay also wasn't done because he did a podcast breaking down what happened.
So let's get this straight. He said, I'm a parasite. Then he made a stream about it and said, I stand by what I said. And then days later, he apologized. He said, I shouldn't have done that. And now where are we at? I don't even know because it's like being on a roller
Number
coaster
10,
that
he did
spins.
that.
I don't even know what direction we're in when he
Time number 10, he
comes
did
to what
that.
he's talking about.
You know, he does it all the time.
Yeah.
As poorly as Rich continued to handle this, there were moments where Jay prodded Rich, excusing these prods as jokes, like naming a channel called reACKting Canada after being fired. This channel was removed after a day. Being that Rich has had various attractive channels that follow him intently that are spin-offs of his channel's name, this could be seen as a strike at Rich. There was also the firing on his birthday that, while accurate, was getting the criticism that he was victimizing himself.
And it was supposed to be like a public joke where people went, oh, he's reviewed Tech Canada for a day or whatever on his YouTube channel. I changed it literally for like 20 hours. My first stream was called I'm fired on my birthday, which is what technically happened. You know, it was a joke.
In the overall picture, it did not matter because Rich was far more aggressive and a dam was beginning to leak. As Rich previously brought forward all reasons why Jay should be disliked, users were finding more and more reasons why Rich should be felled. This was becoming a rabbit hole as one event was hooked to another, and slowly his controversial history was being dug up, like this podcast that did with Jay.
How many times did he bring up people hate him? You know, during the streams. Constantly. He, in the last, like, I'd say 6 months, if you go back, he was proud of the fact that people didn't like him. And when we would stream together, and this is something I never talked about, he had Ethan Ralph's ex-wife on the show, quote unquote.
This was an event that happened just 2 months ago in the period that Jay and Rich still streamed together, when the alleged ex-wife of the controversial creator was interviewed. Naturally, it was a troll that strung Rich along for nearly 30 minutes. The troll then linked a call to a different troll that Rich willingly accepted.
Did you ever see that time where because you kept mentioning the hard R before, did you ever see when he was talking about the hard R?
No.
Yes.
It meant something different when he said it.
Yeah, that was that the video you're talking
You
about?
know that hard R means, well, I don't want to say it, but...
Well, we said rape before.
Yeah,
like,
okay, so I can say it? Are you saying I can say it?
Yeah, you can say
You're
it.
giving me the pass? Hard R means...
The troll goes on to say the N-word, and Rich and Jay...
That was
Shout out
just
Jesse
pot
TS,
awful.
pot awful.
But
Good
imagine
lord.
Also, like being dumb enough to get trolled by Ralph as well.
Wow.
Like,
You know, oh man, Jesse's like.
fully understand the situation we were in. More
Yeah,
of these
you could say it.
moments that make Rich a fool would come to light if he continued this crusade. And it seemed that Rich was fully committed to do so, as he announced he would be on the podcast LocalCal Live, but then walked it back soon after.
We're doing a video on my channel, and we're both going to be candid. We're going to be professional. We're going to be civil. No one's going to yell. Yeah, I'm not going to do the LocalCal podcast. This is better. Not going to go on there.
This video did not come, and the truce lasted only 4 days. It was his tweet of Jay's that possibly reignited the flame, stating that he was going to do an interview with Darksyde Phil, but it was going to be a positive one because he was sick of all the negativity. Rich sought to ruin this opportunity by exposing the time Jay talked negatively about Phil. Rich then went on to tweet that Jay tried to extort him over the phone, but being that it wasn't recorded, there is no existing proof. Jay then responded to Rich, and this soon became back and forth. Rich stated that his channel would outperform Jay's a year from now, and Jay responded by saying that Rich has a clear advantage, while adding that he will not recommend working for Rich. This ended with Jay calling
It's
Rich.
like the moment that you're involved, it's like, ah.
I'm gonna do
So
better.
this was
than you.
Jay said he was going to do an interview with me. Is that what they
With
just
you,
said?
Yeah.
and be
That-
positive.
That never happened. It was that.
No.
Yeah,
it was
that's
gonna
insane,
be,
dude.
It was a conversation between him and me, just a hangout session. Like I said, let's not talk about Rich because that's drama that involves what's going on with you personally.
Yeah.
It'll be a cool hangout stream. We'll just talk about games. We'll talk about being creators, whatever you want to do. It was not supposed to be like an in-depth interview about anything. It was supposed to be like a casual conversation. And
Yes.
then I found out later he was saying to his followers and publicly, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be an interview with DSP and all of this and all of that." So he was snaking me basically, trying
Yeah,
to get attention
yeah.
for himself at the time, which I didn't know that's what was going on. And then he publicly said to his followers he was not going to interview me. He decided against it. I was like, there was no interview. Like, we never scheduled an interview. It was just supposed to be a hangout. You know, what are you even talking about? So,
Yeah.
Crazy X, and also calling him by a nickname, Dicky. Just like the fake ex-wife Rich interviewed, this was also a nugget into Rich's humiliating history. Specifically, this old video of Rich talking about one of his prior jobs where his strung-out coworker gave him a disparaging nickname.
He continues on and goes, even better. Even better.
So
Dickers. You are Dickers.
Because of the resurfacing of his nickname, Dickers is what detractors of Rich would derisively refer to him as. In retaliation to Jay's tweet, Rich finally went on the Locale Live podcast where he breaks
he
down
does shout us out for that.
situation.
What I'm saying is, when I hear your point of view, I'm on your side. I would really like Jay to get here to hear Jay's point of view on this, but I would love him here too. Everything that I'm hearing, I have to side with Rich.
Though Keemstar points out that Jay was not present to deliver his point of view, he does side with Rich. And with Rich now feeling justified and victorious, he makes it abundantly clear that he's done with Jay drama, even considering the times he said he was done before, to then only jump back in.
I am going to say to people, please refer to this, whatever episode this is. That's it. Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to. Like, I'm done. Like, yeah,
what
It
happens
would
here
then
and with the
drag
end.
on for months and months and months.
Here, I'll just say what this part is, and then we'll continue just so we can finish this and have time for the part that I want to show.
This legit is the most boring part. Like, he argues with his editor,
It
and they have a
sucks.
breakup,
Hey,
and now
here's
apparently they
what
want to get
happened.
back together and be friends again.
Yeah,
Like, I don't really
basically.
give a
Did
shit.
you hear today,
even matter.
Phil? Jay said that he sent Rich nudes of himself.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even want to know. I really don't even want to know at
He
this point. This
he
is like,
sent
what?
Rich pictures of his ball sack and penis.
No joke.
apparently.
No joke.
And it's like, are you guys lovers? Like, what's going on over there? I don't know.
So basically what happens there is very simple, is a Rich was donating in Jay's chat, and Jay saw the email. That's all that happened there. And we all heard about the high quality video about 1,000 times. Here's the big part. You ready, boys?
Here's the best part.
Are you ready?
It's the
All right.
Kino Casino
Here we
portion.
go.
Yeah, you got your own segment. Here we go.
Yes, here we go.
Value. It still provided a decent amount of entertainment, just not in the way he anticipated.
Read this one, man. That's a great one.
That's awesome. I can see why you had an editor before, because this is a rough cut at best. And honestly, you being high out of your mind is extremely distracting.
That was from the Kino Casino live stream, segments of which are uploaded to the Clips channel on YouTube. As Rich's channel was dying, his own
Kino
videos
Casino
were fighting a
Clips.
losing battle against various channels tearing him down. Searching ReviewTech USA now will return some of his videos, but mostly the Kino Casino clips and Snort Hogan's own videos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Dickers. You!
He gets called Dickers
After this day, everyone called him Dickers.
from that point on.
Who
man.
found this? Bobby Babber, right?
I love the way that June's presenting us as just these guys who are just laughing, just total
Having
jokesters.
fun and loving
It's
it.
such a great presentation of us. I'm so happy with it.
It makes us look really funny.
You're Dickers.
To be fair, I do laugh a lot.
Imagine telling this story of when you got pressed.
The dam finally broke all at once. The Kino Casino was resurfacing the Big Cheese drama. Rich's doxing. The new
I know
egg
it's not even
fiasco,
worth,
The times his mother interrupted his stream. Theories about his weight loss.
I think this
his
is
falling
done,
out with
honestly.
Jay. All of his history and more like his
about
dating
his
profile,
weight loss.
even looking into when his Discord server had an NSFW
pretty much
section,
trash.
and a user uploaded imagery that wasn't taken down.
He shows, hey, like 4 years ago, the mods were added about this and they swept up the lolicon. And he asks, why did you keep Lolly on your public channel, Rich, for years?
Whoa.
Additionally, there was this video of Rich shouting in a mall to win an online spat.
All right,
I
everybody,
saw
I'm
this.
spreading the breaking news.
Dude, who's the quartering?
Quartering is a giant pussy in public. So here we go. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. I have breaking news. The quartering is a giant pussy.
My favorite part of
Thank you.
all of that is like nobody even paid him the slightest bit of attention. They all just knew it was a worthless endeavor listening to him for even a second.
It's like, we just went through COVID, we're going through all this horrible inflation, the world's falling apart. Do I care about this fucking bald guy running through the mall talking about this guy? Like, what the fuck is your
What is
problem?
this? No one looked over. Yeah, like no one.
The Kino Casino was covering Rich's history and watching his live streams heavily during the month of April. As it turned out, Rich was watching them as well.
What's wait.
So was he?
Did he have an open by accident? Yeah, we were playing his opening and we heard our opening in his opening.
Our opening, in his opening, so it confirmed he was watching. Today on Dicker's show, he says, I've never watched them ever. And then 20 seconds later, in real time, he was debunked by Joon the Kind. I think he had it open by accident, and then our stream started playing.
No way!
Like our pre-stream.
Yep. That's it.
Stream open, bro. You're right.
Wow.
The importance of this catch was that both Rich's stream and the Kino Casinos were live simultaneously. The Kino Casino dug up some minor drama and titled the stream reACKting USA Exposed. Rich, likely seeing this, decided to address what he thought the drama was. A miscalculation that opened up a can of
Tell you, man,
worms
cokehead.
no one knew about but him.
That's what he is, a
All
cokehead.
of a sudden, I'm looking in Dropbox, and if you have the Dropbox app, for those of you who are familiar, you see like the recent, you know, whether it be apps or files that you've been using, and I'm like, why the f am I seeing pictures of my ex's other kids?
What Rich just admitted was that his Dropbox was recently hacked. The hack was of
almost got him.
Canadian origin. Within that Dropbox were images of his ex's kids in bikinis. But it was set up in that way because they all had a shared account. Rich verifies the story by calling who he claimed to be his ex-wife.
Quick question. As you're
It's
sleeping,
crazy.
those pictures in my Dropbox, why are they there?
He doesn't even warn her that the calls are coming on the stream, which is what a normal people would do, is say, hey, I want to defend myself, there's some heinous accusations against me, can I call you at a normal hour? Can you do that? He just calls her out of the blue when she's in bed. It's a nice thing to do.
This was the craziest thing.
The Dent
is he
Casino, yeah.
created these accusations. He said this, and then within an hour,
Kino
he was calling
Dentino.
his wife about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a cantina, but it's for dent, so it's dentina.
And then he claimed for a while that I hacked his Dropbox, which I don't have that ability to hack. And then he said that his two-step burner phone vibrated after I hacked it.
And it fell
and
into a Best Buy bag and approved the access.
And it approved the access to the Dropbox.
And the Arkham Asylum document was taped to the outside of the graphics card that they sent back. It's all very likely. Yes, of course.
Pre-queer near
before they sold it.
And he calls me
Pretty
an
much,
idiot at the same time calling me a master hacker. Yeah.
They like to use felting for replacement of cocksucking, but you know what it is. We know what you guys are doing.
As these streams are going on,
It's just a lot of cocksucking going on. There's a lot of gay sex.
I think at this point, all the chips.
Yeah. Because this is the end, right? This is the final thing, the final part.
Pretty much it. You consider the Jay situation, and you consider this situation where he tells on himself the bikini pictures of his stepdaughter. Wow.
Whoa. It's really bad, dude.
So, some of the pieces are falling.
Go ahead, keep playing.
As to why Rich decided to come forward with the existence of these photos.
We had Rick exposed literally about something completely different, and he thought he was hacking a VPN that had St. Maria apparently or some shit on the VPN, and he thought it was Dropbox. How stupid is this guy? I don't know.
There were many theories crafted.
I don't know,
that were
dumber
not
than
yet
the
used
guy
explaining why
who's
those photos
sucking
were
off
there.
Phil right now.
The facts are that
I don't know, man.
reACKting was at its lowest point in over 10 years. It is a dead channel. This is not drawn from its decline or speculation of its future. reACKting USA is a dead channel because on May 21st, 2024, Rich posted this goodbye video.
I'm over what this reACKting USA was. I did this for over a decade.
All right,
I got to sit in front of a camera and be an idiot for a living.
Rich in this video also explained he had some personal, possibly family-related things he was dealing with last month. As for his channel, he reiterated
Pretty much,
that
man.
he is tired of the news and is giving up on it. But will post every now and then if something catches his interest. His efforts going forward will be in live streaming and his music production. But it was not even an entire 24 hours later that he posted another news video. Here he excuses his immediate comeback as a contractual obligation for a sponsor. None of the top comments are discussing the subject of the video, but
It
rather
ended up being bullshit. We saw the dates on when he made the ad and when he made the video quitting, and it didn't line up. Like he took the ad after he quit.
Rich's short-lived goodbye. This is not the first time this happened. Even barring all the videos Rich has made, stating that he is seeking to make a different form of content, in 2022, in response to YouTube's inaction of Quantum TV, Rich tweeted he is, quote, officially retiring from making conventional videos on ReviewTech USA. YouTube has made it abundantly clear that my kind of content either has to be heavily censored or is no longer welcome on the platform, unquote. This did not last, and he returned. And as of June 2024, Rich and Jay have made up once again. ReviewTech USA is hovering around 300,000 views for the past 30 days. It has been abandoned. Though Rich can still be found on his streaming channel RTU Streams, where he streams intoxicated. Like all creators that stream, his audience is drawn closer to him, therefore increasing the interactions between him and his building detractor base. Everything in the past 10 years has been building up to this moment. From Rich's controversial past that serves as a base for the hate, to the killing of his channel which provides discovery to detractor channels, and the tragedies in his personal life that have skyrocketed his anxiety, which has him responding both impulsively and angrily.
You're right.
Rich has now completed his transition, not to how he wanted to see himself as a respected content creator that creates long-form passion projects that are beloved, but as the laughingstock that constantly shifts in his intentions, how he views his relationships, and how he sees his future. That is hard to see as anything but grim.
It's over. Wow.
It's a sad story.
All right.
This is it.
This is the true finale. Okay? Right now. Because what we have here is the final stack of chips for Rich. And what we have to do is we have to break it down and we have to say, for every time that Rich sucked a cucumber for money, for every time that Rich kissed a cock for money, for every time that Rich took his shirt off like a lol cow, but then made fun of other people for being lol cows. There you go. We're going to take a ginormous amount of chips away from him.
Whoa.
For you guys, exposing him for what he really was and finally allowing the internet to see who he was all along. He was 1 million subs insulated from the ire of the internet, and you guys single-handedly, with your exposing all his controversies, turned that around and let the internet see who he really is. For who he is. So that's your stack right there, and that's actually the biggest chunk I've taken out of any stack tonight because you deserve it, guys.
Huge support.
We have this left.
Yes.
We have this left. The finale.
Okay.
Joon the Kind. Not only making this documentary, but destroying Rich on Twitter for being a liar and hypocrite about doxing, and then today also calling him out for stuff, you know. There you go. That is Joon the Kind's stack.
And saying he was felted in his tweet after the video was done.
Right, exactly right. So at this point, after all of tonight, Rich literally has, I'm going to show this to you, 1 chip left. This is what Rich has left in his life. Now here's the thing.
Don't you dare.
I would like to say I am a person who believes that people can improve and change for the better. That people can learn from their mistakes. And maybe after having watched not only this documentary by Joon the Kind, but hearing someone like me talk about this tonight, I'm trying to help this man. Okay?
Oh my God.
I want him to get better. I want him to be better for his family. I want him to make
He's trying to help him.
He has 1 chip left.
He's trying to make him a better man.
He has a chance to turn his life around. But he has to become a better person. And he has it. You just saw in that entire thing. He makes the same mistakes. He never admits fault. He always has the same problem. Unless you change who you are, you will never improve to get out of this rut, Rich. I know you can't be employed otherwise. That's why you're still doing YouTube to hate it. That's why you look like this.
Oh my God.
You have to change this person. Can you do it? Can you stop every day making yourself the victim, eating the edibles to feel better, and doing these awful things?
It's like, stop doing edibles, the alcoholic says. The alcoholic gambler says.
Stop making these mistakes, and I'm going to move forward positively. Can we do that? Oh, wait. Oh, one final thing.
Wait, he's got to complain about one more
10
thing.
years of you fucking with me and making my life miserable for your personal gain, I'm taking your final chip as the King's tax.
Oh no.
Yeah!
You're fucking felted, bitch. Felted.
God.
You're done. Because the thing is, even if I left you this fucking chip, you wouldn't improve your life. You had the chance. You never took an opportunity to improve. You insulated yourself from any criticism, but now you've been exposed. You're done. This is my chip, and I'm going to wear this proudly in my fucking background from now on because I earned it.
He earned it. What an incredible place to end our reaction. And great monologue from Darksyde Phil, the King, taking that final chip as the King's.
Hell yeah.
So I had a lot of fun.
It was great.
Yeah, you guys
We have to
are
do it again,
insanely
like,
gay is
we'll
what you
do-
guys
we'll,
are.
We'll have you on our show. Get
That's
some
insane.
games sometime. Interview with Medicare. We'll plan out sometime. Sure. We'll have some fun.
Sure, he says.
Yeah, you know what I mean, man? It is fun. And the chat loved it.
The chat's going crazy. This is the most viewed stream I've ever done on YouTube. No surprise, right? I mean, why
Wow,
wouldn't
yeah.
it be? It's not the usual
Goddamn.
kind of content I do. And again, please remember, everyone, this is all in good fun. This is not
Yes,
serious.
of course,
Please
yes.
don't go after Rich or his family members or anyone. We have to end with that because that, with great power comes
Oh
great
my
responsibility. We have
god.
a lot
Oh
of
my
things to say.
god.
Please
Oh
be
my
nice.
god. He's
I
Spider-Man
feel like he
now.
has a chance to maybe turn his life around in
Phil
reality,
is
but I don't know if he
Spider-Man
really
now.
will. But thank you for being here tonight.
Phil is
on DSP
Spider-Man
Reacts,
now.
For watching. You guys were amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I mean, obviously, this is one of the best streams I've ever done for many different reasons. Obviously.
Many different
And,
reasons.
yeah, I absolutely.
For
I
one
know
big
everyone
fucking
loves
reason.
It. I definitely look forward to doing more stuff with you guys in the future.
Man,
For
he's gonna
sure, man,
he's gonna be drunk as
definitely. And
fuck
guys,
tomorrow.
our
He's gonna take a
clip
day
channel,
off
Kino-
tomorrow.
Casino clips.
He's gonna
Go
take
check
a
it out.
fucking day
Us
off
on
tomorrow.
Kick. It's great seeing you all here. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right.
Phil
And
gave a
so,
blowjob to Rich. Did you watch?
For DSP Reacts, for Kino Casino, for everyone. Thank you all. You were a great audience tonight.
Talking on behalf
I
of
appreciate you all
everybody.
coming out and hanging out with
Wow.
us.
Now
And
he's
wish you all the
talking
best.
about
And,
talking on the
you
behalf
know,
of people. That's great.
Try not to get felted. That's all I have to say, man. You know, you gotta shut the fuck up and eat it. Okay, I stopped recording. I
Wow.
did two things. I had this as a stream, and I did a recording. The recording
yeah.
might look way better.
He
because
took
we were
no
having
breaks,
issues
by
with
the way.
stream.
Zero
So
piss
I'm gonna make
breaks.
this stream. I'm gonna make the stream publicly available right
He
now.
took
for
zero
anyone to
piss
watch
breaks.
After, but I'll probably
Did you
try to
notice that?
Overnight, upload the higher quality video if anyone wants
Hell
to
yeah.
watch it. And that way, if you're gonna clip something,
Zero
you
piss
might wanna
breaks in
wait for the
4
higher
hours.
quality video to come out because this one might be like fuzzy. I'm not sure. We'll have to
Zero
Okay.
piss
Yeah,
breaks.
well, our editor's gonna be clipping and editing it too as well for our thing too, and we'll link you and shit. So it was great, dude. That was
It was
fun.
great. And you guys were awesome. And again, to the live audience, you guys were
The
awesome as
stream
well.
is still going.
Yeah, I didn't press stop yet. I stopped the recording, but yeah. So
No,
you
did the
guys,
recording
We're
stuff.
on the hot mic.
they're going crazy here. Everyone in
Fuck
chat.
Chat, dude, they're pieces of shit. I hated them. I'm just kidding.
All right, so
No.
everyone, and by the way, chat. Oh my God, guys, viewers, you guys were so supportive of me. This is probably single-handedly
Hell yeah.
one of the most supported days I've ever had in my history, and I really appreciate that. This
One
will
of the
help. You guys
most?
might consider checking out some of my other content on my
Oh my
channels
God.
if you would so like. I understand this was kind of a one-time thing for many people, but thank you guys so very much. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, now I will actually turn the stream off, and thank you guys again, and everyone have a good night out there.
Wow.
Peace out.
I don't think I've ever seen anything this gay in my whole life. I don't remember signing up for watching a bunch of fucking gay porn. This was brutal. So for anybody who is still going, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. They're gonna felt him. The man just made fucking, yeah. The man made over $3,000 right now, like today. So.
What's up, everyone? It's DSP, and
Some people did.
today I'm
I
trying
was never in
something
that camp.
totally different.
As I had,
it's called food reviews, and what I
could
will be
smell
doing
something
is
was off.
when I get the opportunity.
I could smell something was off as soon as I seen them. As soon as I seen them, I could smell something was off. Yeah. Oh yeah, they chugged on that hypnosis. They're sucking down on it like it was Phil's cock. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go puke. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here for now myself. But yeah, I think 4 hours of this is enough, honestly. Fuck. Mine Hive, thank you so very much for hanging out. Appreciate you, bud. This was fucking hell, and it's much better to suffer with somebody than suffer alone. So really do appreciate you. Anybody else hanging out? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Anybody else who hung out or watched this after the fact, thank you very much. Hope you guys have yourselves a great night. Tomorrow I'm just gonna be streaming some, I don't know, some probably Baldur's Gate, I figure. But anyway, have yourselves a great evening. Have a good night, Mind Hive. Have a good night, everybody.